low, and then I came up, and then I didn't know where to go from there, and so it's been a disaster for the last 30 seconds.
Just to put it in perspective, I did not notice any bizarre hand movements, arm movements on your part.
We like to keep it that way. I try to consider myself a bit of a professional.
I'll do some weird stuff now just to make up for what
I don't know how
you
it's going to
did.
go. It's K-Flay, Big Summer Show. Thank you very much, as always. Absolute pleasure.
Thanks so much.
We are backstage at Pointfest, and we have the absolute pleasure for the first time of speaking to Ash from New Year's Day. Welcome, and it's great to have you at Pointfest.
We're so honored to be at Pointfest today. It was so much fun.
You had that crowd going. You know what I mean? How do you handle the challenge when you are coming into a situation where you know, there's a headliner, we're playing a little bit earlier on in the day. That is not an easy thing a lot of times, but a lot of bands enjoy that challenge.
We are one of those bands.
Yeah.
Obviously I'd love to be the headliner eventually and play later time slots, but I really do enjoy being one of the openers, even though it was hot.
Yeah.
Even though it was so hot. But we enjoy opening the crowd because, one, they're energetic, they're ready to start the day, and I feel like I can really get them to rock out.
Yep.
They're not, 5 beers deep and have been in the sun for 8 hours yet.
Right.
I do enjoy that. And I like a challenge. I grew up, I love wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So I always love the idea of being the heel and having to go out and turn the crowd and let the crowd kind of look at you like, who the hell are these guys?
Yeah.
And then have them in the palm of your hand by the end.
Absolutely.
Even if they're booing. Just kidding, but they weren't.
But the power of you know what I didn't understand when I was a kid and watched wrestling so much and
Are you a
now.
wrestling fan too?
I am a wrestling fan, absolutely. The power of the heel. You know what I mean?
I would rather be the heel than the baby face.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I would have never thought that, never got how cool that aspect of it was. But it's the answer. So as a wrestling fan, you got to play WrestleMania.
I did. Yeah, WrestleMania 37.
Right.
Yeah.
So how many WrestleManias ago was that at this point? Because I'm not
one
sure.
WrestleMania ago.
So can you kind of talk about that experience and like how incredible, I mean, I know it was incredible, but like how did it happen, the whole thing?
Long story short, I was doing a songwriting session for our last record in New York, and it was with a songwriter that didn't really understand what we were going for as New Year's Day. And he was very polite. He goes, I don't really get you, but there's some metal guys down the hall that might love it. And so all I did was knock on their door, and they happened to be the songwriting team for WWE. It literally was like that, just fate.
Wow.
And they go, wow, we love your voice. We have a new up-and-coming wrestler who loves metal music. We think you would be great for her. Would you be interested? I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Of course I'd be interested. And it was Rhea Ripley. Can you believe that? Not at the start of her. She's had a very long career. She's worked very hard. But it was at kind of the earlier stages of her NXT days.
Right.
So I've been her...
Hey, Rafe, come on, buddy.
Hey.
Too early. Premature.
You did a wind up.
Yeah, I wound up.
Well,
and then I was
false
gonna
delivery,
do
you
the,
balked.
Hey, but you beat me to it, so that's
sorry.
fine. On my day, too.
What do you mean?
It's your day.
Yeah.
Why is today your day?
Because it's National Curmudgeon Day.
Oh, it is your day.
Every day is
I gave you an
Rizz, eh?
opportunity to be a curmudgeon right out of the gate.
Yeah.
You think about it.
That was actually nice
That
of
was
you,
my
Rafe.
gift to you.
It's 2 days today. Two big holidays. It's National Curmudgeon Day and it's National Puzzle Day.
And it's Chinese Lunar Day, New Year.
What's it? The Year of the Dragon?
Year of the Snake.
Year of the Snake. Oh, last year was the dragon.
Ride the snake.
Ride the snake. You love puzzles, huh, Scott?
I do.
You're a puzzle guy.
I do.
I think, you know what?
Is he a puzzle guy or just a puzzling guy?
I think I want to be a puzzle guy.
I love a puzzle.
What?
Puzzles got me through the pandemic.
Yeah,
my
puzzles are way
goodness.
too awesome. And I'm getting ready to invest in this little mat that you build it on that you can roll it up as you go.
I've seen that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna.
What?
Yeah, so that way it doesn't sit on your table and take up room the whole time.
That is
Oh
so
wait,
cool.
you roll it up and that way it salvages whatever.
Yeah, it
no,
stays.
So then it has like little
Genius.
trays that you could, for your little areas you're collecting.
that's
Has
brilliant.
trays.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Keep the
Otherwise-
dogs away from eating
Well,
them.
we've come so far.
Yeah, otherwise you have a card table in your house somewhere.
Yes.
Somewhere obnoxious at all times.
And cats will get up there and eat the puzzle pizzas.
Yep, so
yeah.
do
Well, I
dogs.
think I want to get a little card table for the basement,
Oh, for your room?
for my room. Maybe get a good. What's a good? How many pieces?
1,000.
1,000
piece.
Amateur hour.
Is that amateur hour? I don't know.
I have done.
haven't done a
Well, they
puzzle.
also have
Dude, thousands
I was
like
imagining
hard.
King Scott doing like
play
the
it around.
10-piece
10
big
piece.
ones.
Takes a while.
He's got the big ones that kids do with Big Bird. He's like, I'll get to this later, and rolls it up.
He gets 6 pieces and rolls it.
Yeah. He's got 4 or 5 pieces. He's like, all right, break time. I'll roll this up.
Got to do the borders first.
I'll take this on the plane.
Does that puzzle place still exist? There was like a store right off of 44 and Big Bend, I think.
Oh.
There was like an actual puzzle store, and every time I'd go by, I'm like,
How
is
does this survive?
Yeah, how does this survive? No, nothing
that-
against it, but
That
people,
sounds like a front if I ever heard
Dude.
it.
Yeah, you see some of these specialty stores. There's one. I don't know if it's even still open on Watson Road. It's like a vacuum repair shop.
yes. There's a
How
mailbox.
does that even stay in business?
Guys, there's a mailbox
Clownvis.
store in Valley Park that Tim and I, when we lived in Valley Park, we're like, no way this is a mailbox store in 2022.
Like they just sell mailboxes.
Right. I'm like, there is definitely like nuclear arms being distributed
in the
through
back
the
room.
back room. Yeah.
You have the red flags up. Don't buy that one.
What does a puzzle place have?
Puzzles. What do you think?
No.
They have games.
I mean, like,
and toys and stuff.
oh, okay. So it's like one of those
Toy store.
toys and
they're
games
kind of,
thing.
there's a. I
Let's
think
say-
it's called the puzzle something. It's like whenever a shop in a mall closes down, they always put a puzzle store in there.
Right.
So it's kind of.
I just mean like what would they have for like displays, or is it just
Completed
boxes?
puzzles that are like waxed, which my mother used to do. My mom used to do these like sports puzzles of different baseball mitts, and then she would put this shellac on them, this hodgepodge, and then she'd frame
glue.
them. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
So
that's-
Hoosier.
So Hoosier. My mom was so proud.
It's classy,
We
man.
used to do that with I think we like glued them to aluminum foil. Did you guys ever do that?
No.
No.
No,
That was even
No.
more hoosh
Yeah. Why aluminum foil?
because it was cheap, I would imagine. It was
like-
just like it was like something that would hold it all.
Mm.
You just put a piece of foil down and you put like glue on it, and then you'd flip the puzzle over
Oh, okay. And
onto it, and then it would stick, and,
And
then
they go,
you'd have like a
Ta-da! Art.
yeah.
Yeah, Living Room Art from Southern
Art.
Illinois.
Hooray.
don't get me wrong.
I remember there was like
Puzzles were
baseball
cool.
cards that had like puzzle pieces where you could make like a
Oh
bigger-
yeah. Same with Garbage Pail Kids. Remember Garbage Pail Kids
Yeah.
had you collect a certain amount. It's a puzzle.
Oh, dude, I had in my room. I had probably 10. I don't remember if it was Donruss or Tops, but in baseball card packs.
Tops.
Yeah, in baseball card packs, like you get one piece, and then you put it all together, and it's like if you collected all the right ones, then you'd have Warren Spahn or Roberto Clemente.
I had Willie Stargell.
I did too. I had like
Starch,
8 or
right.
9 of them, and I framed them, and they're still in
That was
my
what
basement.
I was putting foil on. Was my baseball card
Do
puzzles.
you have them still framed?
I still have them still framed. Yeah, but you know why? Because like over the course of the last I'd say 8 years, my dad strategically has just been emptying all of my crap that was left in his house into my house.
Yeah.
So now it's gone from his basement to my
My
basement.
mom does that to me too.
It was Donruss.
Donruss. Okay, yeah, but I had them above
I
my
had
desk.
An '89 Donruss Warren Spahn. As soon as you said it, I'm like, I had that one too.
The
It was
Warren
this
Spahn
right
one was the
here.
closest one on my
Yeah.
bed. That's why I remember it so vividly.
That's so funny. Leave it at your parents' house. See, my brother texted me the other day. It was just a picture of my high school diploma, and
Nice.
he goes, "You have 1 year to get this out of my house."
You have 24
Nice.
hours.
Listen, man, I didn't like.
I love that.
It wasn't the most celebrated separating when I was a teenager. You know, a
Right.
teenage father leaving the house at 17. It was like the house was on fire. I didn't really grab much. I didn't have time to grab much, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it all
get what you can.
it all stayed. It looked like I just vanished. My room looked identical probably for 10 years after that.
Yeah, my mom is. If she finds something of mine, she'll take a picture. I'll go, next time you're here, you got to get this out of here. Although we're not going to go into the baseball card thing. That upsets her because I think she threw them out, but that's fine.
Can't believe that. Oh yeah, the Roberto Clemente one.
That's Willie Stargell.
Oh, that one. Okay.
I had that one.
Can I see this?
It's like
I
a
wanna see what you're
Donruss.
talking about.
Yeah, I had that one. That was close
Yeah,
to
so
the
hey,
door.
listen, today
Looked like
is
a big card.
Today's National Puzzle Day. Listen, it's late January, probably because it's the right weather for a puzzle. Listen, don't go into doing a puzzle without a strategy, guys.
Sorry.
You got to do the borders 1st, Scott. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
first thing you do is you got to flip all the pieces face up, unless you're a psycho who does puzzles upside down.
Ugh.
Which is pretty easy.
Who are those people?
They do make double-sided puzzles now with 2 different pictures.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I don't
terrifying.
need that.
I don't want any part of that.
Then
Okay.
we'll sort the pieces into groups. We'll obviously start with the edges and corners, then break it down by color or maybe notable objects. Choose the easiest sections to do first, so don't get frustrated. Stand up from time to time. Take a look at the puzzle from a different angle.
Oh,
Sometimes a fresh perspective can help you find that piece you're looking for.
I mean, there
Great
really are
idea. I
strategies.
didn't think
huh?
about that.
You got to get into. You guys don't have puzzle traction machines where you can suspend yourself from the ceiling? Get a bird's
Like
eye
the Big
view?
Lebowski?
Yeah, like Maude and Big
Yeah.
Lebowski.
No, but okay, so it's National Puzzle Day, but I really do want to talk about National Curmudgeons Day. And this is, listen, it's not a nationally recognized holiday, although it should be. Whether you're a grumbler, a complainer, or a fault finder, or a nitpicker, or all of the above, curmudgeon is known to be deeply grumpy and always in a sour mood. Fine. No matter how well things are going at the moment, your curmudgeon, the curmudgeon in your life, will find a way, and it's an amazing ability to find something to complain about in every situation. And on this day, Curmudgeon Day, it's all about celebrating and paying heed to those of us who are crusty and cantankerous. Mm-hmm. And actually, this actually dates back to, I think, the 1950s, like the recognition of Curmudgeon Day. You guys know the comedian W.C. Fields?
mm-hmm. Heard.
Sounds very
Yeah,
efficient.
boy.
Yes. Yes, and it's celebrated January 29th because this is W.C. Fields' birthday. And he was known, for his curmudgeon-y, bad-tempered characters. So that's why we celebrate it on January 29th.
Really?
That's right. Which would be W.C. Fields' birthday. But if I ask this question, and Lern, you gave me the answer in the office before, who is America's curmudgeon right now?
Ooh.
Because there is an answer.
There is an answer, and I
believe we have settled this in the past and saying it's Harrison Ford.
So you think Harrison Ford is the most famous American curmudgeon right now?
Currently living.
It's a good one.
It's a good one, but I don't think it's the one.
Really?
See, I think Rizz is looking for someone who's famous for being a curmudgeon, and I think Harrison Ford is the most famous curmudgeon. Does that make sense? I think he's right. He's
Like he
Harrison-
got his fame first,
Yeah,
and
that
then
makes
we
sense.
found
right.
out he's curmudgeon-y.
Like, to most people, he's famous because he's Harrison Ford, and he's all these other characters.
But even all his characters
They're
are
kind of
curmudgeon-y.
yeah, they're all
Like
very annoying.
like Han Solo
Yeah.
was a
Curmudgeon.
curmudgeon.
But I don't
Indiana
think people.
Jones,
Curmudgeon.
curmudgeon.
I don't think people are putting that together unless they
The president.
unless they watch him and realize
In Air
that
Force
that's how
One.
he is.
the
curmudgeon,
therapist,
curmudgeon.
curmudgeon.
Yeah, the therapist and shrinking.
The fugitive, he's upset about something.
Yeah, what a curmudgeon. Yeah.
So curmudgeon-y.
It's a one-armed man.
Yeah, it was a one-armed man.
I would be too.
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed and curmudgeon-y too.
He wasn't a one-armed man.
No, but it was the one-armed man who
Right.
did it.
Yes.
Has there ever been a Harrison Ford movie where he played like a laid-back, easy-going, suave
Now, I
guy?
never saw American Graffiti,
He was a cool cat in that.
so I don't know if he was a non-curmudgeon in that movie.
He was
he
a
the
curmudgeon
Fonz?
in big-time
kind of the
curmudgeon
Fonz.
in what's the Ridley Scott one? Blade Runner. Curmudgeon. Big
Yep.
time.
No, that's that. Yes, he definitely goes on the Mount Rushmore.
You think there's a bigger one?
I think so. I think there's a more modern curmudgeon.
And I don't agree with you. I know what you're saying, but I don't agree with you. With the person you're going to say, because
You know it.
I know what you're going
You
to
know
say.
what I'm going to say.
And
Scott, any idea who is currently America's curmudgeon?
Is it male or female? Does that give it away?
It's male.
Are there female curmudgeons?
Of course.
Oh yeah, they're known as something else.
Karens?
Oh.
Curmudgeon.
I almost said a word I can't say on the air.
Man,
Hint.
It's
Male.
alliterative.
Yeah, alliteration for the name, first and last name.
Bill Burr.
Yeah.
I think Bill Burr is America's curmudgeon currently.
bad.
I
That's not
disagree
bad.
because now that he's so famous, I feel like he is showing who he is, and he's actually a bit more Carlin-y than he is.
Oh, but
curmudgeon-y?
Carlin was definitely a curmudgeon.
Yeah.
Later in his career, for sure.
Later, but
For
but I feel like Bill
curmudgeon.
Burr made a name for himself being that curmudgeon character, but now he's actually kind of more thought provoking than just
Yeah, but so was
curmudgeon-y.
George Carlin. And I think George Carlin definitely goes on the Mount Rushmore of curmudgeons.
You
Yeah.
think so?
Oh, yes.
What about? I'm trying to think of like.
Listen, you could be astute and truthful and smart about your curmudgeonness.
Right.
You could be a curmudgeon with reason.
I'm trying to think of some old actors that like I feel like I've read just enough stories that if I were to meet them, I would anticipate an angry grandpa feel. Tommy Lee Jones is one.
Yes.
Damn, he might be our.
Clint Eastwood is one.
Yep.
Yep.
There's another one in that.
I would think De Niro.
I was just gonna say there's
Niro
another one
for
in that
sure.
scene, and I think it's De Niro
De
at this
Niro.
point. Tommy Lee Jones, though, like he's a guy that I would want to learn from, but I feel like it's gonna be an uphill battle, right?
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't.
With-
I don't know either. That's
I
what
feel like he'd be.
he just seems frightening.
With Bill Burr, now you have Bill Burr on a show expecting that kind of attitude. He was on Rich Eisen's show. You know Rich Eisen? He's the
Sports guy.
sports guy. So he was on Rich Eisen's show. I think this was yesterday. And it's a clip making the rounds of Bill Burr talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and how the NFL is in the tank for the Chiefs. Listen to America's
Sweetheart.
favorite curmudgeon. This is Bill Burr on the Rich Eisen show talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and how the NFL is in the tank for them.
What do you like in the Super Bowl?
I like the Chiefs.
You're really going out on a limb, aren't you?
Dude, hey, listen, the Eagles are really good, but I also
Oh,
chose.
boy, are they.
But I chose.
I think. Listen, let's be honest. Okay, there's
Please.
always been point shaving, mob gambling. It's always been, and all sports have always been like that. But I think we're
I see it's ramping up to.
Yeah.
Curmudgeon
You see
level.
you see where it's going, right?
Where's he from, by the way?
He's Boston.
He's
Okay.
an East Coast guy.
He's a Boston guy.
Okay.
So do you see where this is going to go?
I see where it can easily just boomerang back in his face if he's a Patriots
All right, well,
guy.
He kind of lays it out here.
it's always been, and all sports have always been like that. But I think we're going into like an unprecedented time of that on all sports or whatever.
Yeah,
So I'm not just singling them out. I don't care about that stuff. But I'm just saying, like,
Do you think the Chiefs are not as good as we're making them out to be, Bill? I mean, I'm trying to
think
put the hammer directly on the head
it's
here.
a business.
Yes.
It's a business, and you got to look at the problem with the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a dance partner. Well, you had Bradshaw, Staubach, you had Montana, Elway. He's just the only guy.
Okay, so what he's saying is that we are in an era of the NFL where nobody is an equal of Mahomes.
Really?
Well, didn't we do that with Tom Brady this whole freaking time? Like, what makes this different?
Well, and they would say that the NFL was in the tank with Tom Brady.
Oh, so this is something that migrates.
Although with Tom
from
Brady,
talent.
you had Peyton Manning, you had Drew Brees, you had a lot of big quarterbacks.
But you have Josh Allen, though. You have different
Yeah.
names that you hear.
But
It's
this is
the
what
same
Bill
thing.
Burr saying. He's saying that there is no equal to Patrick Mahomes right now.
But they were saying that exact thing about Tom Brady, that he's the GOAT.
And you know what they weren't saying, or that they were saying about the Patriots that they weren't saying here? Investigation, fine, guilty. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Deflate.
go look up the actual investigations
he's
that
gonna-
they did.
But he's going to lay out. So what he's going to say here is that the NFL is pushing Patrick Mahomes.
I see.
Yeah.
The NFL
Okay.
has found their favorite son, Patrick Mahomes, and they're
You want to know why?
I get that.
Because with Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, you had Deflategate. And so there was controversy within the NFL, within the refs, and all this stuff. And so, yeah, they have the golden child in Pat Mahomes, who is actually a good kid, who hasn't had any investigations or anything going up
Yet.
against him yet. And they want something. People want there to be controversy.
Well,
and there won't
His
be.
family's garbage.
garbage. Well, the dad,
Yeah, the brother.
the dad is
the
3
brother's
times
just- It's
DUI.
It's not the ideal. The poster child they want is Josh Allen, and they push him. They're trying. He just can't win.
Well,
He's so boring.
They're
here's
trying to push like this big farm boy who never got drafted.
Bill
Mr.
Burr,
Positive Attitude.
Bill
down our
Burr
throat.
lays out here. If you don't like what's going on with the Chiefs, here's what you should do.
You had Montana, Elway. He's just the only guy. So if you don't like the Chiefs, you should buy everyone should buy the jersey of that kid on the Redskins. So then the NFL will be, maybe there's some money. So maybe this is lucrative if we could sort of. I don't think it's fixed. I think it's massage.
So watching at home, part of you, Bill Burr, thinks that when Allen's step into the line of scrimmage in a 4th down and short, and he's called, and he's barely making it to the line of scrimmage, just a little past it. Maybe he's got the first down, maybe he doesn't.
And maybe one guy says it is a first down and the other guy says it. You know which way it's going to go.
Somebody's sitting there going, here's my chance to get that massage. Like, is that what you're saying? Because again, that's. I
just think, where is the money? Like, come on, man. They got all the stars. They got Taylor Swift. I mean, that's going to be a lot. Like, it's a business. Why are they an entertainment league? Why aren't they a sports league?
So you're thinking that there is a thumb on the scale. I'm
asking you.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Why are they called an entertainment league? Why are they not?
Because they're a sports league, but it is entertainment in this day and age. You know what I mean?
If you're called an entertainment league,
yes,
and a game is proven to be fixed, you can't be. From what I've read, you cannot be tried.
Is that true? The NFL is considered an entertainment league?
I've never heard that other than what Bill Burr said.
Wrestling is.
I don't know that.
Well, I know wrestling is.
I don't know about that in any way.
Well, look that up.
Well, I don't think it would be allowed to because of the gambling and everything. There's no way.
Can you gamble on the WWE?
I've never seen that, and I think that's the distinction. Because one is a scripted entertainment league and the other is a competitive sports league.
Well,
I think that's the distinction
America's
he's trying to
curmudgeon
make.
has spoken. America's curmudgeon has spoken.
I know what he's saying. Hey, listen, and I think there's a lot of us out there that are rooting for Daniels. I don't know much about the guy, but like, it seems like a cool story, and what a run! And I sure was cheering for him on Sunday. Daniels and a couple other people that are coming up here. Like there is some silly talent.
Well,
out there.
and the one point it says, I don't want to harp too much on this. It says, when the on the 4th down when the one ref is running and it's running in and it's for the first down and the other ref is coming in and it's against the first down, they're going to defer to the against the first down guy.
Ty goes to the
I don't know
blocker.
I don't know.
He also is a curmudgeon, but he's also a compulsive gambler. So this is a gambler talking too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's from the Northeast.
If it's fixed, why are you betting on it? Because he's always on his Monday morning quarterback podcast complaining about all the money he lost over the weekend betting.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Well, that would make me angry too.
Maybe just adding to the
to the
curmudgeonness.
Yes, of course.
Adding to the curmudgeonness of the whole thing. I get it.
He's also taking a piss a little bit, I think. Probably taking the air out of. He's on a sports show.
Yeah, he's trying to.
He'll always
trying to get sound bites.
And
he's
he is
taking
the
the
best
contrary.
of contrarian. Yes, and he is the best at that.
Right.
He does it in interviews. I mean, he did it to Bill Maher. He did it to that lady on the carpet at Fashion Week. Like someone will ask him a question trying to lead him down a path, and he'll purposely take the contrarian view.
I've interviewed him on the phone, and it was very awkward.
Bill Burr?
Yep.
Oh, we had him in the studio once.
Did you? I mean, and what is that like? Like, was he
dude,
in
he took
person?
me
He ripped
apart.
Rizz.
Yeah.
He ripped apart Rizz for 8 minutes.
He has no time.
No. Woody and I had him in the studio for 2 hours.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but didn't he just go in on you
For an hour and a half.
specifically? Oh.
About what?
Just me. I mean, just took me apart.
You guys probably connected on your East
Yeah,
Coast
it was
time.
great. And he after the show he goes, "This is my remember they had the comedy club Laughs on the Landing?
I do.
There was a comedy club on the Landing for a little while.
LOL.
Laughs on the Landing.
Oh yeah.
And he played Laughs on the Landing, and before the show he came into the studio and he paid actually a great compliment to me. He says, "Man," he goes, "you kept up." Mm-hmm. I go,
Yeah.
"I'll take it."
Oh, he walked all
That's
over me.
awesome.
I was like, I'm too sweet for this. I can't deal. But I love him. He's one of my favorite comedians, and it was a thrill to talk to him.
But if he is right about it being fixed, I'm glad they picked a random Midwest team to be the one that the NFL really puts every dollar behind
that's what,
and really
we
forces
said that the other day.
It's
Oh, the
good for
big
the
market,
state.
Kansas City.
Yeah. giant market.
Yeah. Why was it awkward when you interviewed him?
Well, it was on the phone, so it sucks. I had like
Yeah.
10 minutes, and I was trying. He's coming into town, and I was trying to keep up, but I'm just not that demeanor. I have no East Coast in me at all, and so he just knew. He was just like, I'm going to kill this woman.
You know what? Larry David
Yeah.
definitely belongs on the curmudgeon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On
He's
the-
the OG.
How did we not think of that?
I don't know.
He's the one who I would say
On
even
the
more
curmudgeon
so
route,
than
Mount
like
Rushmore.
the George Carlins and the Harrison Fords, which obviously had been at it maybe more longer. I don't know what the age difference is, but I feel like Larry David capitalized on it in a way that George Carlin didn't necessarily do.
And maybe while Curb Your Enthusiasm was on, maybe Larry David would be America's curmudgeon, but he's pretty much retired at this point.
He's in the Hall
still-
of Fame.
He's in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Yeah.
He also though he holds a different
Here's
part of the curmudgeon spectrum. Because
Larry David?
Yeah,
Because he's aloof?
No, because he seems so harmless. He's like the grandma on the neighborhood that you don't mind is complaining. It's actually just kind of part of the scene, and you know what I mean. Like it doesn't bother you. Whereas the Tommy Lee Jones, the Clint Eastwoods, the what was the other guy we mentioned? Harrison Ford. Like those guys, they seem like they could snap and do some damage. You know what I mean? Larry, it's like a different type of. I think you file that somewhere
Well-
else. Larry David just seems harmless.
Yeah, I think it's real with him though. Like the thing I'll say about Bill Burr and Carlin, there was an old quote about George Carlin said it himself. He's like, "Scratch any cynic, and under the surface you'll find a shattered idealist," and that's what I think he was. I think underneath it, if you ever actually saw George Carlin in an interview and off stage, and Bill Burr will do this too. Every once in a while, he'll pull up the veil, and he'll show you that underneath it all, like he does believe in like equity, and he does believe in like humankind, and he does kind of have hopes.
It's
for the
part.
human
Listen,
race.
it's part of a shtick too.
There's a little bit of a shtick going on.
Showbiz.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if Larry David
Larry's-
actually does. I think he actually
I
gets like
watched-
righteously indignant about small, little slights, like getting people cutting in line and things that he.
Larry David is my spirit animal.
Yeah,
And that's a
he's
curmudgeon
living
to
it.
me. Is somebody that makes a mountain out of a molehill, and that's like Larry David to a T.
Yeah. All right. Well,
There'd be a good Mount Rushmore of living curmudgeons. Would be Larry, Harrison, Bill Burr, and Tommy Lee Jones. That would be a good one.
yeah, that would be a good one. I would help carve that into the side of a mountain. Put me on the crew. Put me on the complaining crew that goes and carves Curmudgeon Mountain. The big faces.
Yeah.
Man, I wanted to bring up this story because I read this story about this poor guy. Anybody ever seen that show Locked Up Abroad? I don't even know if they have it anymore.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's on anymore.
What a terrifying show.
It used to be on like MSNBC on like the weekend. And it'd be a show about, it's in the title, being locked up, being thrown in prison in a different country. And a lot of the cases were of people that were wrongly accused of something. That's the biggest nightmare, right? Being wrongly accused of something and screaming from the mountaintop, I didn't do it, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And even if you're cleared of wrongdoing, your name is still out there associated with something very bad. No matter what the evidence to the contrary is. And there's a story out of England where a guy was accused of joeing on a bus. Like joeing on a public bus. And the cops picked him up. Turned out it wasn't him. And how his life has been turned upside down just because he was accused of doing it.
Wow.
Golly.
And I'm going to ask you at the end of the story how much you think this guy deserves as far as compensation for what he's been through. So the guy's name is Brent Naylor. Okay, he was arrested after he was quote unquote identified after cops put out a surveillance footage still shot. And then the officer's like, "Ooh, this is clearly not you."
Whoops.
Ooh, so this guy's disabled. Okay, he says he's been assaulted. He's been evicted from his house. He's been banned from his favorite bar since he was handcuffed by 6 officers at his front door. So his ordeal began after somebody claimed he was the Joer on a bus back in May of 2021. The man, who was over 6 feet tall and described as being chubby with dark hair. When police released their surveillance footage, a surveillance image, somebody called up the cops and said, "Oh, it's this guy." And despite looking nothing like the guy in the image,
Jeez.
cops arrived at his house unannounced and arrested him in front of his neighbors. But even after being cleared of any wrongdoing, he still is routinely heckled in the street. Just before this Christmas, he was hospitalized after being hit in the back of the head with a bottle.
My goodness.
So May of 2021, this incident happened. In November, he was paid a visit by the officers. He goes, 6 officers turned up at my doorstep. They said they had a search warrant. He is registered as disabled because he's got something called nail patella syndrome, which is a genetic disorder that causes problems with his bones and joints. He can't straighten his arms out. So they wound up the cops, when they handcuffed him, wound up like.
Is that how he got off?
Whoa.
What?
The charges.
Is that how he got off? Is that how he beat the charges?
Nah.
Was they really? It was that like the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit moment. He
I
couldn't
can't
bend his
straighten my arms.
I can't even reach it. How could it be me?
Do your research.
No, they said
He's like looking like a T-Rex in court.
he said he was arrested. Okay, they brought him to the police station, and for 7 hours he was in custody. They're questioning him. Why did you draw on the bus? And then a senior officer walked in. After 7 hours of being at the of declaring, I didn't do it. I can't straighten my arms. I'm not the Joer. It was a one-armed man.
It was a full-armed man.
Like like a senior police officer walked in, looked at him, looked at the surveillance footage, and goes, "This is not him."
Wow.
Thank goodness.
The suspect had a large build, a rotund beer belly stomach. This guy is very skinny and short.
Man.
It took the senior officer 2 seconds to realize it wasn't me. He was immediately released.
Thank goodness senior officer showed up.
So I'm talking, he was in custody for 7 hours. Senior officer comes in, takes one look at him and goes, "This is not the guy." Immediately released. He goes home. After the arrest, his landlord served him with an eviction notice. And then he went to his favorite bar, and they were like, "Nope."
Dang.
He said they frog marched him out of his favorite bar.
Frog marched?
I don't know what that
What
means.
does that mean?
You know,
Look
when,
that up.
when the frogs go marching in.
Everybody jumping over each other's backs?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I thought one of you guys would know. I've heard the term before.
Forcibly
Well, they drag you
propelling
out.
someone forward by holding their arms behind their back. So you hold them like this and whoop,
Oh, man.
push them forward.
And he's got that whole disease thing
He's got
going
the
on.
patellar thing. Where's senior officer when you need him?
So listen, even though he was cleared of everything, you know, it's hard to get the neighbors who saw him being arrested for this.
How did word get around so quickly with what he did?
Because he was arrested in front of his neighbors.
Yeah, but you can see someone getting arrested and you're like, well, I wonder what they did. You have no clue what.
Maybe somebody asked him. Maybe somebody asked the cops as he's being arrested, like, "Hey, what are you arresting Brent for?" "Oh, he's the bus Joer." Oh, and that, you know,
Like,
spreads.
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. We saw a neighbor get arrested. About once a year, somebody says, "Hey, you ever find out what old boy got arrested for?" And still nobody knows. Everybody has a lot of guesses, though. For sure. Everybody always comes up with a new theory.
For why he was arrested?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
What's the working theory?
I don't even want to say. It might give it away.
Drugs?
I don't even want to say. It might give it away.
All right, so
Was he on a bus?
You know, he says that he barred from the pub, thrown out of his house. So he sued the police, hired a lawyer.
You guys never saw a neighbor or anything or anybody get arrested?
Oh yeah. When
Yeah.
I lived in South City, the neighbor across the street was dragged out of her house, screaming, "I have fibromyalgia."
It's very painful.
I get it. So
Don't
stop
touch me.
resisting.
I go, "Bill, so neighbor's being arrested."
Again. So and
I got fibromyalgia.
and did you have any idea what happened?
Drugs.
Okay. We had a house burned down in the neighborhood. Not recently. This is a long time ago. So if your house burned down recently, I'm not talking about you. And a couple days later, we saw that guy get arrested. Turned out, when they were clearing the house, they found lots of drugs.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's what started the fire.
Oh, a meth lab?
No, I don't think it was a meth lab. I think he was doing something downstairs where all of his stuff was and forgot to put out a candle.
Oh.
Idiot. Probably all cracked out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody knew that one though. When that one went, that was like 15 years ago. When that one went down.
Well, how much does this guy deserve? Because he sued the police. It says the officers had failed to secure a blood and semen sample left on the bus by the actual Joer.
Right. And his whole life has been ruined.
His whole life has been
And,
ruined.
physically assaulted. I mean, this person is a person with disabilities.
So the police never got a sample that was left on the bus from the person that actually did it. So whoever did it will probably never be caught.
Right.
And this poor guy still trying to clear his name.
They could have had him go on the bus and see if it matched up.
He's getting, he's panic attacks. So he says. Again, somebody threw a bottle at him over Christmas.
Right.
Hit him in the back of the head. How much does this guy deserve?
I mean, he deserves
$1
like
million?
I mean, I would say let's go $100,000.
$100K. Okay, I'll tell you how much he did get.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying $100,000.
How much? How much you think? You're his lawyer. What are you looking for?
Well, if I'm his lawyer,
You're his
I'm looking
lawyer.
for $1 billion.
That's right. Good lawyer.
Come on, man.
But
What state is
what's
this?
more reasonable?
Was he
This is
working?
London. This is in England.
Oh,
And he had a job or
the
no
state
job?
of London.
The country of London.
The country of London, as we found out yesterday.
Oh man, you know
It's a
what?
nice country.
I'm gonna say that they're gonna go for 500,000 pounds.
500,000 pounds, which is how much?
It's
About a
I don't
mil.
know, 600 grand, 700.
So you'd be happy with that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I thought I was the lawyer.
Yeah.
here.
Well, yeah. I'm putting
I'd
you
be
in both
happy.
shoes. You've
If I-
represented yourself. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you're the person with disabilities that's been the guy that's joed on the bus, but now you have $600,000.
600 grand.
you
You'd be
okay?
all right with?
Yeah.
I don't
guess
know.
you could move away.
Yeah, I'd move away. I'd start
Move to
anew.
someplace new.
I'm going to Sheffield.
I would ask for $1 million.
Okay.
I would ask for $1 million.
Yeah, cool mill.
$1 million.
Cool
Listen,
mill pounds.
I don't think he's getting $1 million.
I could start a new life.
I think he's getting $100,000.
100K. Rafe, what do you think? How much you asking for? How much to make this go away?
Man. This is the lawyer?
I mean, they
I'm
really
just saying,
violated.
If this is you,
Settlement?
how much would you settle for?
For the Joe?
For like being falsely accused, you can't go to your favorite bar, you've been evicted, your neighbors still think you're the Joer.
Right. Nobody's dating you. Everybody's
Nobody's
upset.
dating you.
Plus, they really did screw up this whole thing. I mean, they didn't really check for evidence or anything. They just said, no, this is this
the
guy.
guy.
We got him. That's it. That's all.
From an
we need."
anonymous phone call.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's plenty of botchedness here.
How do they not take a sample, by the way, of the
Idiots.
man liquid that's on this bus? It's upsetting.
Man juice.
It's got to be enough to get out of debt and be set up pretty nice.
As somewhere else, because you got to move away.
Yeah, because you're going to want a cottage.
I looked up some good towns to move to, and some I can't say on radio, but they have Crapstone, Boggy Bottom, Broken Wind. There's
Broken
Balls
Wind?
Cross.
No, you want me to tell you how much you wound up getting?
$1 million pounds.
Well, let Rafe guess. What do you think?
I would say I need $1 million,
At least.
at least. It's going to
Start a new
square me
life.
up, get me somewhere else, give me a nice little nest egg.
Right.
Okay.
Will you be happy with $1 million?
Yeah, especially if it had a 0.2 after it.
Cool. 1.2
mil.
How much did he get?
$6,000.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
oh, no. That's not going to change anything.
No,
I mean,
if it-
Did he
unfortunately-
hire Charlie
like-
Day's uncle from Always Sunny?
Maybe I got a new wheelchair.
That's not even going to get you 7 days at a sandals
No, it is
resort
not.
in
Oh, my
the Dominican
goodness.
All
Republic.
inclusive nothing.
If they let him back
This
in the
poor
bar,
guy.
he can't even buy around for everybody.
Should
Right.
at least be able to buy a car so you don't have to ever go on a bus again.
Yeah.
Can't even buy a car for that.
What the actual
You got
hell?
$6,159.10.
Lawyer screwed
Do better,
me.
London police.
Lawyer screwed me.
Yeah, he
The
didn't
lawyer
have the
took a piece of that.
representation.
Yeah, and the lawyer gets his cut.
Lawyer gets
He's
20%.
probably got like $3,000.
This is one of the
coming his
guys
way.
in Shawshank that just says, lawyer screwed me. Like, he's just like,
Man.
what
$6
happened here?
grand.
$6,000.
Justice is not served.
Justice not. You're right.
What a kick in the nuts.
Sorry, guy. Oh man. You know what? Hopefully somebody starts a GoFundMe for him and he gets like $1 million. You know.
I
That
didn't see
sucks.
any GoFundMes.
Well,
The Joe
poor
Fund
guy.
should we start it?
Yeah, Joe Fund me.
GoFundMe. That was good.
At this point, you might as well just Joe on the bus.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, just become a celebrity. Like, go on OnlyFans and be like, you saw me on the bus before, and now I'm here.
You want a villain? I'll give you.
I'll
a
give
villain.
you one.
$6,000. No, nothing.
Nothing. And that's, I mean, 6,000. Yes,
For
that's
what
some
this
money,
poor guy
but
went
not
through?
enough. Yeah. for this.
Thrown out of his place.
How did they screw that up?
I don't know, but his lawyer's like, it's not just about money. What?
But what's it about? Oh, did they pay back to your respect or your reputation? Did any of that come with it?
If the guy settled for $6,000, I'm starting to think he didn't have much of a reputation to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, I almost feel like he doubled down on things to make fun of him about.
Well, that's not admissible
There goes
into
the
court.
bus, Joer. He took $6,000. Because that almost seems like something a guilty person would do.
Take $6,000.
Like, I got away with one, and I made $6,000.
It's not him, though. The surveillance is
I know.
way different.
Well, now the world knows about him. I mean, in a different light. We're not thinking he's the Joer, but, now he's got a little fame.
I
People will be
hope.
happy with that.
Listen, I hope this guy finds peace somewhere because
We haven't even talked about the biggest part of the story. How
Which
have
is?
we missed the fact that there is still a serial Joer out
yeah,
there?
well, I said
Right.
that before.
Oh, okay.
They never got a sample, and this guy's never been caught.
Joe the Ripper.
Yeah, there's some phantom Joer out there just he's
For
cackling like the
5
Joker
years.
somewhere.
You'll never catch me. I'm
For
the
4
best
years.
Joer.
He's been out there 4 years.
Yeah, just
That's terrifying. I'm
Joe
never going to
in
London
time.
ever again.
willy-nilly.
Can't deal.
Let's not gloss over that fact.
Yeah.
The real Joer's out there.
I mean, lock your doors.
Ticket, please.
Hide your kids.
Hide your kids. Hide your bus
wife.
pass because they Joeing on these buses tonight. Got that viral video. I haven't seen that in so long. That's so good.
I used to take the bus all the time,
Right on.
and when I was going to college in New Jersey, I would take the bus to the train. And you ever seen somebody get sick on a bus?
No.
Ugh.
Oh God,
Tour bus, but not a bus.
like a public transit bus.
What do they do? There's no barf bags.
Well, there's no barf bags. They throw up on the floor, and you're in such an enclosed space.
Waft.
There's no like getting out. Like it's not like the subway. I got sick on a subway once.
Okay.
And I threw up on the subway.
Oh, wait, like on the floor, or where did you go? Like, do you
On the
remember?
floor.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
What was wrong with you? Flu?
Bacardi.
Oh, nice. The old Bacardi sickness. Yes, I know it well.
And
oh
you
my
know
gosh.
what I did?
Yeah.
I got off at the next stop, and that was it.
Whoop, see ya.
that
well,
On the
Sucks.
bus, there's no getting off the bus. It's just stops.
I forgot, dude. I did see somebody throw up in a airport shuttle. Actually, it might have been
My son got sick in an airport shuttle. That was
Yeah, it was
fun.
either, and I think it was Vegas. It was either an airport shuttle or a hotel shuttle. And you know what this idiot did? Like you saw him go,
Yeah.
do that thing, and everybody goes, and instantly
Tidal
looks at him
wave.
like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it?"
Where are you going to do this?
Yeah, and you know what he did it? Take a guess where he did this.
He
thing.
opened up his shirt and he did it right in his shirt.
That would have been wise. I would have appreciated that actually.
Okay.
Anybody else guesses?
What kind of vehicle was this?
It was
a
one of
shuttle
them
bus.
shuttle buses.
So it did it have that thing in the middle where it turned? Where it has-
No, it wasn't a long one.
Okay,
it was
so
a
no
normal, like
accordion in there.
short bus.
Where'd he do it? In his bag.
This guy, that would have been nice too.
Neighbor.
The floor would have been okay. You can clean the floor. I'm not doing anything except for stepping on the floor.
The window.
No, this
To
guy
the
was
wall.
Luggage rack.
This guy was sitting next to the luggage rack and went like this.
Oh,
He
God.
grabs
An
the
a-hole.
pole and does like a swing and went right on the kind of the chest level luggage
Shelf?
rack right there, that
Yeah.
shelf, and it's tilted so the bags stay in, and it just went whoop and ran down and was sitting in this slot. It was so
Vom ditch.
gross, dude. And it was pure
No,
liquid.
we
He
were-
had to have been drinking
We were
all
on an
night.
airport shuttle. It was one of those. The plane, doesn't have a gate.
Oh, you got to walk on the
So
tarmac.
you got to walk on the tarmac. You get on a bus. We were in Portugal. And I would look at my son. He turned white. I go, oh boy, here we go. And somebody had a shopping bag. So they're like, you could use this, and there were holes in the bottom.
Oh, what? What bag has hole? You found the one bag with holes in it.
No, I told you when he threw up on the airplane, and I put my hand over his face,
And it went everywhere.
and it went through my fingers everywhere. He was a kid that got sick any public transportation. But what is the worst place to get sick? What's the
That's up
worst
there.
place to get sick?
I mean,
Job interview.
any enclosed space for me, like any sort of transportation space.
Our tour manager ate a piece of sushi on a piece of ice in Jakarta, Indonesia, and we got on a flight right after there. And
Flights?
It was like a 14-hour flight, and we never saw him. Before the plane took off, as it started on the tarmac, he started turning green, and he disappeared. He ran in all the way to the back. He went to the bathroom in the tail. We didn't see him until he landed.
Yeah.
He was
I've gotten sick on a plane before, but it
pooing
was
and
like
puking.
once you boot and then you're good.
Not if it's food poisoning.
Not if it's food poisoning.
He was food
terrible.
poisoning.
I was this past trip down to Florida. One of my family members was very sick, and we were going from, and it's an acid reflux thing. Luckily, it wasn't like a flu thing or anything. And I'm trying not to out this person. They vomited every place we stopped that car to get gas, to go to our aunt's house, we were returning the rental car. They were throwing up in there.
You're kind of
And-
outing them by saying our aunt's house, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that was my sister. And so Emily is vomiting at the rental place, and Jerry, my stepdad, can't watch other people vomit or else he will. He's
Oh
one of
no,
those.
he's one of those.
So Jerry is now walking like way ahead of us at the rental car place. My mother and I have Emily's stuff. We are facilitating the experience. I'm apologizing to people that are walking by. I'm like, I'm so sorry. You know, Emily is like, I can't help it. It was awful. And then we're at the airport, you know, and we have her full of like Prilosec and all this different stuff to help her get this through. And then I go and ask one of the stores at the airport if I can have like a garbage bag for her, because we were putting her on a flight to get back to Colorado. And my whole
Also,
family.
put a sick person on a.
Well, she
on a-
wasn't.
Yeah, but
it
give her a
wasn't
hefty.
anything contagious. It was acid
Yeah.
reflux.
Sure.
And so, anyway, we were trying to, and this was like right before that snowstorm was coming to St. Louis to ground everything. And we were like, we don't want to send her on a plane by herself. That sucks being sick, you know. Luckily, she didn't vom again, like on the flight
she
back.
maintained.
She maintained, but it was awful. And you know, the whole time, and if you're the person next to the person that's sick, you're constantly on high alert,
Oh,
right?
a bunch of people sending feedback saying being sick in church.
Well, at least,
Yeah,
but at
there's
least you can
bathrooms.
leave.
Yeah.
I feel
You
like
got to run though. Like if you feel the urge and you got to run.
yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that's one of the more forgiving places you can get sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Now,
it's
if you're
so
in a
cool.
worship band or something, that would be terrifying.
If it's quiet and you gotta, you feel the.
Oh man, somebody farted in church the other day, and like a couple weeks ago, and the kids have not let it go. They're just like, dude, remember that
Somebody
guy
else
ripped
let
it in church right when it got quiet? No.
So echoey.
Yeah, I think Lern tapped into something for a second when you said that it was a rental car. Maybe the worst place to puke is something that's going to cost you money. Because if you
Right.
puke in a rental car, I'm pretty sure that's costing you money.
Cleanup charge.
For sure.
We had
Ubers.
Oh yeah, we had a rap party for for this Energizer project we did. We shot like a sitcom, and one of the guys that was just like a key grip or something. He was just like one of the behind the scenes guys. Chuck, he was like, we were at a bowling alley, and he was just like, "Grr," and he started getting drunk, and he chugged like a pitcher of beer. And man, this guy was drunk. So the company was like, "Hey, we don't want you driving. We're going to send you home in an Uber." And they put the Uber on the company card. And then the next day, the guy's like, "Man, I got a $700 charge from Uber for cleanup." And this guy must have just, they had to call, and they're like, "Oh, no, dude, this dude threw up like 10 times in my car. He threw up all over the front, the back." And then because the Uber went on the guy's app, he's like, "Killed my rating." Because you got a 1-star.
Yeah.
He got the 1-star review because he put it, you're not supposed
Right.
to do this, but he put a dude in an Uber that wasn't him. You know what I mean?
God, one of the worst.
So $700 and your rating got dinged.
Look up guy throwing up in baseball game.
Oh no.
Oh, you talking about the guy that's just, he's covering his mouth, but it's just running down
Yeah.
like a dam
I can't
broke
see it.
Put that
on his face.
You ever see this, Rafe?
No.
Oh, dude.
Like I've never
Do I
thrown
need to
up.
see this?
Yes, you do. I've never thrown up at a sporting event.
This
Thank God.
guy,
Me,
he doesn't even look like he wants to leave. He is just staying. He's just living in it. He's like, I got this seat.
Look, hey,
And I'm not
audience,
letting
look
it
this
go.
up if you want.
I'll share it. What is it called?
It's just guy throwing up at stadium in seat.
It is, truly one of the grossest.
Which team is he supporting?
Oh, the Kelsey brothers had it on their podcast that they.
It's remarkable
Oh no!
how this guy doesn't get up, and he's got his hand over his mouth, and it's just everywhere. You know what would be bad? Throwing up at a state fair.
No, why? Like, because you got to go in a porta potty.
Because it's super hot.
Yeah, but that happens. Like the funnel cake and the spin around rides that are,
I know, but if you're feeling bad, like if you feel sick and you got to go to a hot porta potty.
Well, first of all, I'm throwing up in a field out west. Like I'm not
No
going
doubt.
into. I will not
Where are you gonna-
ever
what if-
stare down into
Hell
a
no,
porta
dude.
potty
What if-
unless I need to throw
It's like
up.
throwing
and I
up in the
can't do it.
devil's bunghole.
Yeah,
No
no,
way,
thank
dude.
you.
No way. No way.
But it's the moment hits you.
Yeah.
The moment hits you, and you got to do it somewhere. Where's the?
Oh
picture? You can't
God,
find
this
it?
guy.
I can't find it.
It's
told you.
Fat Man throws up at the football game.
Oh, football. I was
Why has he got to be a fat?
And
You
so
can
what
look
the
up,
title is, it's Fat Man throws up at the football game. Ah.
He's closing his eyes just like he's just like going to clear his throat. And dude, he clears his soul.
Ew! Oh, it's just
I
like
mean-
a waterfall.
I mean, he couldn't be more wet at a water park.
Oh, God. Clean up on aisle 8.
He couldn't be wetter at a water park, this boy.
Dude, that's a lot of
Look,
okay.
here
It's
comes,
a great way to clear an
and
aisle.
He's like he's
more.
playing an invisible vuvuzela.
And he keeps changing colors too. Like when the puke stops, then he starts turning more red, and then blip, here comes more.
It looks like that's acid reflux, too. Like, that just looks like.
That's
Oof.
drunk. That's a drunk person.
That is
Golly.
disgusting.
That's cool.
Getting sick on a cruise ship would suck too.
Right?
Yeah.
No thanks.
Because even though you got privacy, you probably got to be quarantined, right? They don't. I mean, if you got a stomach bug,
What football game is this?
I don't know. I think it's a baseball game.
Oh,
All right, you could take them off the
man,
screen.
that made my stomach flip, dude.
I've seen enough.
And I don't get like that.
I've seen enough of him.
Lord.
I mean, at least if you're sick on a cruise ship, they got doctors. They get
Yeah,
got
but then they quarantine you.
got a
Like,
med
so if you
bag.
got a stomach bug,
now they probably do.
And
they
you're
don't
moving.
mess around.
You're moving constantly. Even if, like, let's say the weather's bad and now you're sick double.
How do they know you got a stomach bug? You're probably if you're throwing up on a cruise ship, you're probably hammered.
But let's say you really are sick. I mean, like you got something. Like they are pretty serious about. Hey, well, listen, we've heard stories about, viruses, rolling through those cruise ships
Yeah.
real quick. Yeah, you got 2,000 people with the norovirus.
No thanks.
But can they know the difference between seasick and?
Oh, I mean, it was like that when we went to Hawaii over Christmas. I told you guys there, we went on this catamaran thing on 20-foot swells, and they asked us. It's all tourists. And the captain goes, normally we don't go out when they're this big. They're right at the cusp of as big as we'll risk to go see the Nepali coast.
I don't know.
Does anybody get seasick? And nobody raised their hand. And by the time we got back, dude, half the boat was in the back. Because like, if you're going to get sick, throw up off the back. Don't be up on the bow, throwing up into the wind. So everyone was in the back of the boat. Just, dude, it looked like, and I mean, this was only like a 2-hour boat ride. Imagine being out at sea for 3 days. These people looked like they caught the plague. Like I was like, dude,
2
I
hours, that's
feel
it.
like I'm in The Walking Dead and all these people got bit. Because they were throwing up so hard off the back of the boat. Because we were hitting these big, big swells that would like take your stomach away. Like
I
a
don't know,
roller
man.
coaster.
If the captain was like, we're right at the cusp of not going because of the swells, I don't know if I'm going, man.
Based on seasickness, too. He said that's the reason. He's like, the boat will be fine.
Okay.
He's like, if you're not used to being at sea, you're probably not going to have a good time. And for all the stomach issues I have, I don't get seasick, but man.
Did you hurl?
No, we were okay.
Tina was fine too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we were
we-
like we were eating extra sandwiches. We had other people like,
I guess you're not going to want your sandwich.
yeah, I was like, I guess we're good.
The problem with that too is once you get it, it's almost like what is it? altitude sickness, which, by the way, is one of the most painful things on
It
earth.
is.
Altitude sickness hurts so bad. I had it
Never had.
just
Oh,
a
it's
couple
terrible.
years ago, and I mean, it is like the worst flu in every cell of your body, and it's just awful. But you have to just ride it out. And that seasickness, man, we went deep sea fishing once up in New Hampshire, and half the band, I swear, was sick within 2 hours, and it takes like 3-4 hours to even get out there, and they just had to sit and endure just pain.
That's the worst because, listen, if you're drunk
They didn't even
and
fish.
you throw up, usually you throw up and you feel fine. It's the I throw up and I still don't feel good.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. You're not puking and then feeling better. You're just cellularly screwed.
And we're 3 hours away from shore, and we gotta.
Not even 3 hours away. We weren't even to where we were going to fish. The rest of us are like, oh, bummer, guys, and we're fishing. And they're just laying in like fetal position in a bench in the middle of this boat. And then we're out there fishing for a couple hours, and then it takes a few hours to get back. It was just...
That was a
bummer.
moment in my life that I was quite happy. We were out off the coast there of California, and they're doing a fireworks thing, so they had a big barge out there. And so we were in about 10-foot swells, not moving. You know, like the motor wasn't going. And we're just going up and down. And then I realized it was about an hour out there. I'm like, hey, I never got sick.
Yeah.
This is great. I can do the sea.
Feel like Superman.
Yeah.
It's a sickness that it's weird. It's different until you have it.
So you got it. Yeah. I've never gotten seasick, thank God. Although I'm not out on the water a lot, so. Yeah.
You will be.
The time when I moved to Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right. So Valentine's Day is it's coming up. So around this time now, you're seeing all these Valentine's Day promotions, as far as hey, the zoo will name a cockroach after your ex if you make a donation, and they're kind of cutesy, right?
Yeah, it's cute.
I saw one that, man, I thought if you buy this, you got something wrong with you. Or like if you find out your ex bought something like this,
You're
I don't
happy
know, I
with
would
your
worry
ex?
about getting like maybe a restraining order or
Oh
something.
my goodness.
Really?
Okay.
Look forward to
Do
this.
tell.
Have your ex's quote unquote heart devoured by a wildcat this Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's not so bad.
That's just
What?
another.
I don't
They're
know.
feeding hearts to wildcats, and it's like you can name the heart.
Right.
What is
so
it? Like deer hearts or
The
something?
Wildcat Ridge Sanctuary, this is in Oregon, is offering a quote Bloody Valentine special through Valentine's Day for $75. The staff will write your ex's name on a quote bloody heart, and then feed it to one of the resident wildcats at this place.
So goth. I kind of
That's
love
so
it.
witchy.
It is so
I feel like
witchy.
you'd be into this.
Yeah.
And then you get a video. They'll send you a video of the wildcat eating the heart, complete with snarls, growls, and a lot of lip smacking.
I'm into it. I think this is cool. I mean, it is. It's very gory, but I mean, it's Edgar Allan Poe, dude. It's like old romance.
I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
That's a great gothy
If,
promotion. Mm-hmm. That's funny.
if I found out an ex did this
Your ex probably did do
and
this.
put my name on
Yeah.
spent $75 to have
The one who
a
tried to run
puma.
you over probably has
Yeah.
invented
Puma.
this.
That gal that tried to kick your ass in a grocery store. Was that you? I think that was you.
I've had my ex run me over or try to run me over
Right.
multiple times.
Didn't they try to do something in a grocery store?
That was at a bar. They tried to fight my wife.
Oh, must be thinking of somebody else.
But if you found out an ex did this to you, I don't know, I'd be kind of disturbed. And what's wrong with you?
Well, you're upset.
What kind of
You
heart?
cheated, okay? I'm pissed. So watch this. Watch me now.
Listen, I guess it's the hearts are made from meat, mostly gizzards, encased in an anatomical heart-shaped gelatin mold and colored with beet powder. So it's a fake.
Oh, it's a fake heart. Okay, that's fine. Come on.
I was in until now.
It's theater.
I know, but still, it's disturbing. If you've gone to this level,
You know what I was disturbed by?
if you're that upset,
I'm
Are they
gonna
just putting you
upset
on
you
a
right now.
list?
I will raise you this. There is a service out there where you can print somebody's face onto a potato and ship it to them for Valentine's Day. And I honestly, if somebody did that to me, just put my face on a potato, I'd be more offended. than
You'd
a
be more. I'd definitely take the potato face.
Nah, I don't like that. I don't like old school potato head voodoo dolls coming to me in the mail.
So you'd rather somebody pretend your heart is being fed to a
Yes, I would.
to a lion?
At least that means there was a connection. A potato? My face on a potato?
Okay.
Get out of here.
What if it looks the same?
Your logic tree's really bent and twisted sometimes.
So there's that one. So you could spend $75 to get your ex's heart devoured by a tiger. In fact, this the Wildcat Ridge Sanctuary. Some of the Joe Exotic's tigers went there.
Oh.
Poor sweet Joe Exotic, guys, is upset. Did you see that? He's upset with Trump about how
Not being
he's not
pardoned?
not being pardoned.
Yeah.
And I just figure it's just a matter of time, right?
Honestly,
like he's getting
man.
out.
Poor
Let him
sweet.
out.
Just let him out.
You let everybody else out.
Right.
Let Joe out.
Let Joe
too.
out.
What's
Why
the
Joe?
harm?
I agree with Joe. Why did he
You
get
didn't
left
storm
out?
the Capitol, dude, and
I
Let
would
him
have.
out. Let him out.
he would have.
I'm taking both tigers.
Yeah, it would have brought tigers to the Capitol. All right, so you could do that. You could do that, or maybe this is up your alley. Learn.
Okay.
You could donate to Cat by Cat Inc., and they will name a litter box after your ex.
I love it. I love this. You know, actually, I'd like to open my services because I have many litter boxes at my house. If our community out there would like me to, on a Post-it note, put their ex's name on the litter boxes at my house, and I will take a video of like Willow pooping in the litter box.
Well, and that's what
I'll
this
do
is.
it.
So this is an animal shelter called Cat by Cat Inc. And they wrote on their Facebook page, feeling a little salty this Valentine's season? Let our cats help you out. From now until February 22nd, for a $10 donation, we'll write your ex's name on a litter box and let the cats do the rest. And you donate through their Facebook post, and then send them a message with a screenshot of your donation and the name you want written. They will post updates with photos of the names on the litter boxes every 1 to 2 weeks, so that you could see your contribution in action. And I guess that's cute because donations will help provide the rescue with essential things like food, litter, and medical care. But again, it is kind of disturbing that you go to this level for revenge on your ex.
Yeah. I guess it has a positive spin on petty revenge.
Yes. Which I'm okay with revenge, petty revenge.
Yeah, you seem like a revenge guy. It's interesting. Lucrative, I guess. Everybody's doing it.
I don't know. I was kind of disturbed about the feeding your heart to a tiger. And if I found out, I go, ooh, man, this is...
We've hired a real voodoo priestess to come to our facility. All we need is one hair from an ex-lover.
That's right. And he'll be cursed for all
And
of eternity.
$75 donation.
Yes. For all eternity curse. All right, listen, just be careful out there, guys. That's it. That's all we're saying. All right, let's take a break, but first. All right, that's brought to us by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Check out the all-new Hot Shots Lindbergh, your new home for sports in South County. Get all the info at hotshotsnet.com. From DeSoto, Amy Townsend is our team. Amy is a devout Rizz Show fan, has been a listener of the show since the very beginning. Mrs. Jeff dearly, along with his jokes and love for nature. She loves my humor and laugh whenever I find something hilarious. She loves Moon's positive perspective, Rafe's humorous stories and jokes, King Scott's one-liners, and Lern's openness about being a woman. Very excited to be a part of Team Rizz in 2025 and looks forward to meeting the whole cast at future Rizz Show events. Amy Townsend from DeSoto is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Gets a super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up, 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, it's 7:08. It's Wednesday. Traffic and weather. First look. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Out west, we have severe delays in a right lane blocked and a right-hand shoulder blocked due to a stalled vehicle 70 eastbound at Cave Springs. Your point forecast, mostly sunny. High of 54 today. Right now it's 38 at the Point Studio.
Ooh, Aaron, I'm just on the instant feedback from our discussion about getting sick in weird places.
Yeah.
Aaron had explosive diarrhea at a sand volleyball tournament. Yikes.
Oh, at least you can bury a giant litter box.
You're not just
Sorry, Rafe, go ahead.
Oh, that's right. I was saying I just read an article about a lady that had diarrhea during a job interview.
Oh.
But it was a Zoom call, so she just let it go and, like, just hit the mute and just all over her chair and got the job, 3 times raise in pay.
Right on.
And
Dedication.
she's like, so it had a happy ending, but completely just soiled themselves sick at a job interview.
Man.
While they were being, like, asked all the questions, like, if you were a power animal, what would it be? That'd be wild.
That's wild.
A rhinoceros.
All right. Lern's got crap on after the break. What do you got for us?
Nelly and the St. Lunatics are back in the news. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly's baby is dealing with so much and they're not even born yet. Martha, why she never hosted SNL. And let's see how similar you guys are to Christopher Walken.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. All that and more next in your Crap on Celebrity. Stay there.
Fast Eddie's Bon Air. If you've been, you know. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? Get out to the most legendary bar in the freaking country. They've been serving our area for 40-plus years. We're fortunate to have Fast Eddie's Bon Air right here in Alton, Illinois, 20 minutes from anywhere. Just go up, cross the Clark Bridge, and they're right there on East 4th Street. And I would go to the website. If you don't know... even just like the basic history, this building, this place, Fast Eddie's Bon Air, just has such a cool history, such like just a St. Louis rich, Alton, Illinois sort of deep history in our culture here. That's where it starts, and then it continues every single day, 7 days a week. There's live music there with the most legendary atmosphere of any bar on the planet, and it continues every day and opens up at 11 a.m. And you know what? Now they are accepting credit and debit cards as well, so no need to bring cash if you don't want it. Every day at Fast Eddie's Bon Air, they feature the best in live entertainment, plus that incredible food, the coldest beer on the planet. I don't know how they do it, but somehow it doesn't freeze, but it is absolutely the coldest beer on the planet. And again, the food is amazing. Now, I was a chick on a stick guy. I love that tender marinated chicken there. And the peppers. But the last time I wanted to try something new, I hadn't tried the Fat Eddie burger, so I went for it. And man, it's freaking great too. The food is amazing. Again, coldest beer, 7 days a week, live entertainment, and an atmosphere that is one of a kind. What are you waiting for? If you're 21 and in the mood, head over to Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
So aside from rest, relaxation, and a lot of work, another reason we bought the farm was because my wife owns a company called All Things Elderberry, where she makes elderberry elixir and various other elderberry products. So not only are we building a house on the property, but this is the field over here with over 70 rows of elderberry plants, over 9,000 elderberry plants on this field right now. So let me take you up there. Let me show you what it's all about. So instead of buying elderberries from somebody else, we thought, let's just grow the elderberries ourselves. No big deal. So here we are up here on the big field. It's about 5+ acres of elderberries. As I said, 70 rows, over 9,000 plants. So the rows start over here and go all the way down. So last October, all these plants were put in. Now, right now, they look like little sticks. But come late July, come August, these sticks will be about yay high, full of elderberries. So there are a bunch of different varieties of elderberry in the field here. This is called a Pocahontas. So this will eventually be here, maybe even higher. So come July, August, we'll need tiny hands to come pick these elderberries, put them in buckets for processing. But for the time being, we need to mulch every single row. Every single row. The mulch is going to go onto the rows to prevent weeds from sprouting up and killing the elderberry plants. So yeah, that's the next big thing. Mulching. It's Rizz, it's Jeff Burton, backstage at Way Back Pointfest with Vaden and Donnie from the Toadies. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing? Hello, how you doing?
See, this is not that bad. I mean, you guys are from Texas, so this swampiness is all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we need just fine sweaters. This is sweater weather.
This is old hat for you guys. So.
He took off a cardigan right before we started rolling, actually.
I took off my shirt. That's my sweater.
So you guys were spinning some yarns before we just went on the air here. I mean, do you realize the Point is what, over 25 years old?
Yeah, 25.
Do you remember coming to St. Louis in the mid 90s and playing for the Point or playing for St. Louis?
I don't remember a whole lot in the mid 90s.
Attaboy. Yes. Truth right there.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, you guys are Pointfest guys from back in the day, man. Way
totally.
back in the day.
Yeah.
What's
any good memories from St. Louis from back in the day?
Oh, jeez.
You were kidding about the memory, right?
No, it's gone. It's a mashup.
Our first time here, we went and I think my brother got his tongue stuck to the arch because it was during.
That would happen.
Literally, does that sound? I mean,
That sounds exactly
Like it could have happened?
yeah, it did happen. It did happen. No, he put his tongue to the arch and it did get stuck. So it was like during, I think, January. So it was pretty cool.
You know, maybe advice for a younger band up and coming now is maybe write everything down or document everything. Can you imagine the Toadies in the mid to late 90s and there be social media?
No. No, thank you.
No. Do you think that's a decidedly a disadvantage for bands nowadays? You know, there's no more anonymity.
Only if they want to have kids later and
avoid prison time. Yeah.
That sounds very, very, very familiar.
Yeah.
It really does.
You know, think about
Sports fans, great news. Underdog is available to play in our state. Now, Underdog is the ultimate platform to cash in on all of your playoff predictions. Now, you got the big game coming up. Who's heating up? Who's cooling down? What are we doing here? Saquon Barkley, over 100, higher than 123.5 rushing yards. How's Jalen Hurts going to do? 5 million happy players, $2 billion won. Underdog makes it easy and fun to turn your sports knowledge into real cash. Now, with the Champs game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money by choosing higher or lower on player stats like yards, touchdowns, or interceptions. Mix and match your entries across football, basketball, hockey. When you do that, you could get even bigger payouts. And here's the best part. Underdog gives you the power to cash out whenever you want with their Win Now button. Plus, with Underdog Rescues, even an early injury doesn't have to ruin your entry. You will get a promo to try again. Underdog is the best place to play. So sign up now with promo code Rizz to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And Missouri fans, you'll get an extra $50 cash when you play your first $5 entry. It's a nice bonus. That's promo code RIZZ. Must be 18 and older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. $10 deposit minimum. See UnderdogFantasy.com for terms and conditions. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's Rizz, it's Jeff Burton, backstage at Way Back Pointfest with Vaden and Donnie from the Toadies. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
how you doing?
Hello, how you doing?
See, this is not that bad. I mean, you guys are from Texas, so this swampiness is all right.
Yeah.
We need
just fine
sweaters. This is sweater weather.
This is old hat for you guys. So.
He took off a cardigan right before we started rolling, actually.
I took off my shirt. That's my sweater.
So you guys were spinning some yarns before we just went on the air here. I mean, you realize
Program phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. We're going to play Do It Bitch later on. It's going to be Moon's version
Nice.
of Do It Bitch. Also, we'll talk to Chris Kerber. A lot of stuff going on with the Blues. Not great. Not great stuff. You know, we haven't done Think Fast in a while.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go around the room here. And we're going to do this different, though. I'm going to name a band. I'm going to give you a band. And you are going to name the first song that comes to mind.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Buzzing in, or are you going around the horn?
I'm going around.
I am no good at this game. I don't even remember my song names.
I'm going around
I'm serious.
first.
You say band names or
I'm going to give you a band name. You're going to name the first song that comes to mind.
Okay.
I'll put things on set lists, and even band members are like, what the hell is that?
These
Isn't
are
that what that song's called?
nothing's going to be obscure.
All right.
Okay, these are all.
You have to get the title completely correct.
Oh, no.
I'm just curious. This is a curiosity exercise.
All right.
This will be easy for all of us.
She bangs.
You bang.
Very
It's not
good.
going to be like William. These are all bands or groups that have many, many hit songs.
I'm excited about this.
Okay. This
Okay.
is just going to see where we're all at.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Think fast. I name the artist. You name a song title. Backstreet Boys.
I want it that way.
Okay, good.
Very good, Moon.
Wow.
Yes!
Learn. Spice Girls.
Wannabe.
Okay.
I would have said a different thing for that song.
What would you have said?
Probably If You Want to Be My Lover.
That's
I didn't know it's
Wannabe.
called
That's
Wannabe. But I didn't know that's the name. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
see,
saying.
this is a hard game.
Well,
huh?
good luck.
Ah.
All right. Here we go.
Rafe.
Give him something
Yeah.
good.
Justin Bieber.
Believe.
Scott.
Believe.
Is that a song?
Yes.
Baby,
go.
baby, baby.
Go. Here.
Yeah, I
keep
think it's
going.
just
We're
called
think
Baby.
fast. Don't,
Baby.
don't be slowing down.
Baby, baby,
He got-
baby.
He got it, baby.
Okay.
Baby. He said it 3 times.
Okay, fine.
He's trying to get your attention.
Scott Dolly Parton.
95.
9 to 5. That's the first song you think of?
That's the first one. I just listened to Dan
song.
Cummins' Time Suck on Dolly Parton, and there was a lot of talk about 9 to 5 and some other stuff, so it's on top of mine.
That's a great song.
It's a great song, but that's not the. That's
up in the
wouldn't be
mowing
first
and
song I would
Jolene.
think of.
Kitchen.
Jolene, probably.
Yo, there's a lot
I
of
Will
different.
Always Love You.
These
Yeah,
last
that's the one. I
these
was
last
stuck in
couple of
that.
years, everybody's done something on Dolly Parton. Dan Cummins' Time Suck version of it
Interesting.
was one of the best. One of the best.
Dude, I just
What did he
watched-
do a time suck on for her? What was
Just
it?
her.
What
Just
would
her?
you time suck on
Just
her?
her.
No.
Anything and
Both of you,
everything.
I just shared a thing of her and Kenny singing Islands in the Stream like in the 80s.
Dude,
and
so good, right?
the whole crowd's just like, God, we want them to be a couple so bad. I want it still, retroactively. She came out singing. Kenny started smiling. He's like, warmed his heart. You could just tell they were in love.
Is that
man.
the performance? He's in a tux,
Hey, no, this one he wasn't in a tux. There is a good one of them.
and
and
they're just. I mean,
they're
he
killing
just,
it. This is a different
He
one.
just sings so. Kenny just sings so nonchalantly.
It wasn't Islands in the Stream. They sang Stay. They sang Bob Seger's Stay together.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that one.
Beautiful. You can just tell. They loved each other. Maybe it was platonic, but they had love for each other.
Oh yeah.
Quality performers. They don't make them like that anymore.
She was a natural flirter though, and
Yeah.
She knew what
and
she was
she
doing.
talked about that a lot.
So
Hey,
was
so was
Kenny
Kenny.
Rogers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
God
All
bless
right,
him.
back to the game.
Go.
All right. Give it
Scott.
No.
Scott
me.
blew it already.
No, Scott minus 7 points.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
it's
Yeah,
Moon's
minus
turn.
100.
Yeah, baby, watch this.
No, it's not. He got 9 to 5.
Here we
He
go.
didn't, Scott.
All right. Go.
I'm just taking
I
away
got the
points. Nobody's
Bieber one,
getting
but they
points.
I'm not
took-
even taking.
why didn't I
I'm
get
not
the
even
Bieber one?
keeping score.
-7, Scott. Got it over here.
Moon, the Beatles.
Help.
Oh, nice.
Very
That's
good.
what I would have said too.
Buzzer beater. Whoa, dude.
Learn. Taylor Swift.
Hey, Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
Harry
Another
Styles.
artist.
Minus 7 points.
Ah, shoot. I don't listen to her.
The way you're saying it is so, like, anxiety-inducing.
Rafe.
Yes.
Beyonce.
Single ladies.
That's not her. That's
Is that Destiny's Child?
No,
Destiny's
that's
Child.
no, it's
No,
not.
that's
That's
her.
That's her.
Beyonce. You guys are all wrong.
Beyonce with Single Ladies by herself?
Yes, she's
Put
in
a
the
ring
music
on it.
video.
Oh, sorry. Couldn't name a Taylor Swift song. Why don't you back off a little bit?
I'm a Beehive girl.
Scott.
Yes.
Elvis.
Blue suede shoes. Blue suede shoes.
I don't. 5 and from 4. Which is shoes.
Just trying to get my brain to work.
I know, dude. We are speaking like our brains sound.
Moon.
Yeah, man.
Eminem.
The Marshall Mathers EP.
Lose yourself.
Rap God.
I'm sorry. That's
Minus 100 points for Moon.
Whoa.
Rap God.
Some shady.
I didn't
Ice
ask.
Baby.
I didn't ask for an
Oh,
answer.
well, then ask me something.
In sync.
Bye, bye, bye.
Okay.
Wait. Oh. Man, I thought we already had that one. Backstreet Boys was the other one.
Minus 20 for Rafe.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael Jackson.
Who? Billie Jean. You sound like you said Bugsy Jackson.
Everybody heard what I said.
Everyone heard it.
Everybody heard what I said. Everybody heard what I said.
Billie Jean.
time.
Dirty Diana.
Scott. Garth Brooks.
The dance.
Dang.
You said she.
Good one. Of all of them to pick.
Madonna.
Like a virgin.
It used to be my playground. Used to be. You remember that? The one that ends A League of Their Own? God dang, speak to my heart.
It's not the right.
Vogue was the right answer.
Oh.
No.
What's the one with the black Jesus?
Madonna.
Like a Virgin is the answer.
Oh, yeah.
If you're gonna give a quick,
Or Like a Prayer.
That's the one.
if you're gonna give a quick Madonna answer, it's Vogue.
It's Playground.
Dude, Like a Prayer is so huge right now because of the Wolverine Deadpool movie. Please.
We're over it,
Oh,
and we're over Ryan Reynolds.
It's all over
we are.
Instagram,
This show is over Ryan
We're over
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. and
I'm
we're
not over Ryan Reynolds.
we're over the whole thing.
You're not going to count
We're
This
over
Used to Be
Leslie
My
Cass's.
Playground?
I don't even know that song.
It's a great
And you
song.
got- and
The
you didn't-
best.
And you didn't get it under
That's
the
a
buzzer.
B-side.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Lern.
Yeah.
It's such a great song.
Metallica.
1.
Good answer.
Thank you.
That's a good answer.
Rafe.
Yeah.
Chili Peppers.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
That is a song.
The whole album.
That is a song.
The whole album's
That's
good, but it is a song.
Squeeze.
It is a great song on that record.
Soul to Squeeze is the
Scott?
correct answer. I can-
AC/DC.
Back in Black!
Oh, there we
That's
go.
right. That's right.
ACDC stuff. I don't got time.
Moon.
What, man?
Rolling Stones.
Something else. I don't know.
Start me
Come
up.
on,
Go.
man.
Brown Sugar.
I can't get Madonna out of my
Tumbling
head right
Dice.
now.
Paint it black.
Yeah, you did. It's triggered Moon.
It's over.
Lisa
You
Burton.
said Madonna because she owes him lunch.
Yeah, you've destroyed my ADHD and you've put me in the
What is
Madonna
this?
submarine.
Used
and
to be my playground?
I can't
Oh,
get out.
let's do it. We're all going to start crying.
I won't.
Used to be my childhood dream.
You don't remember this?
No.
Used to be the place I ran to.
Is this from League of Their Own?
Yeah, at the end.
This song is garbage.
She was in that movie.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Did you watch that one that had all women in it? Or were you watching it? Or
It had Tom Hanks and John Lovitz.
okay, so you watched
way.
that one. You didn't turn it off after 30 minutes. Cool.
Talk to
Okay, turn this. I can't
Come on, man,
deal with
this-
this
this
right now.
red-
It's
this is caca.
7:27.
I did talk to someone who was at the cellar
You shut your
for
mouth.
her performance. Got a very different review.
Oh yeah,
than what we
Madonna
reported.
did stand up. So she showed up at the Comedy Cellar in New York the other day
With Amy Schumer.
With Amy Schumer, and she got up on stage and did what? Did a tight 30.
I don't know how long, but I know we reported that she did well.
She reported that she did well.
It was quotes from people that were there. It was not her.
Reports
Who are
from
these people?
It was Madonna in a wig telling us how well she did.
reports from comics in the room. Stinker, big time bomb, dead silence.
Oh,
From a lot of stuff.
oh. Yeah, once you get over, oh my God, it's Madonna, and then you start listening
Right.
listening to what she's doing.
Hey, to be fair though, our New York comics, and I'm not trying to say anything here, but like our New York comics, super kind to non-comics that try to do comedy. It seems kind of like a right place for somebody to destroy somebody.
These were well, you said it was a
Yeah.
comic friend of yours. Are they from
Comics don't love non-comics trying comedy.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they don't even have to talk and you hate them already.
Right, Rafe?
Yeah, it's not especially like to walk into the cellar where everybody, you spend your whole life fighting for that stage time, and then it'd be
Madonna.
it'd be like a comic walking on stage at the Enterprise Center and be like, I'm just gonna sing like a virgin tonight.
Or, somebody, putting on a Cardinal uniform and just saying, I'm going to take a couple cuts.
I'm gonna
during
couple
a game.
cuts. Yeah.
But if they hit a home run, the Cardinals players being like, "Pfft,
But if you strike out and then you tell everyone you
He
hit
was
a home
garbage.
run, we're gonna be like, nah, they struck out.
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of a that's
Okay, and I'll
that's
give you
a-
two examples.
That's a hard den to.
Steve-O, it took a long time for him to be, and he says it, man. It took a long time for him to be somewhat respected by comics because, oh, he's the jackass guy who's using his fame just to get on stage, and that's how he's selling tickets.
Right.
And then you got somebody like Jeremy Piven, who, entourage guy who was Me Too'd out of TV and movies, who is going to try his hand at stand-up, who still has not gotten respect from comics. All right, who are we up to next?
Try to get that song out of your head.
Lern.
See how you do on this one. You're going to start spouting out Madonna songs.
Beastie Boys.
Sabotage.
Dang!
Nice.
Fast as heck.
Suck on
You
that.
guys are good at this game.
Rafe.
You got this.
I'm not looking
He's
at
laughing.
Don't look at him.
you. Nice try.
Rafe.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam.
Jeremy.
Ooh, nice.
You got to stick to the one-word answers. You guys are killing
Nice.
it. I don't know how to do that.
Scott, final one. This is for 1,000,000 points.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you can win it all here.
You can set
Here we go.
this.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Here we go. This is you. This is you. Shine down.
Oh, it's over.
What? They're here like every week.
I know.
all those shows.
45 for the steal.
Scott!
That just got me. I'm sorry.
Brent Smith!
Fingerman! Is that a song name?
Look at 45, dude. Looking down the barrel of 45.
45.
The sound of madness.
What's that song?
I don't know what the hell that
45.
was.
Yeah, you do.
Zalba,
We play it
zalba,
about every
zalba,
4
zalba.
songs.
All right, here we go. Here's what
Friends
happened
and
back in the
gentlemen,
day.
too.
This is January 29th. I do have a story of something that happened 29 years ago, but we'll start with this. 180 years ago in 1845, Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven was first published. 89 years ago, 1936, the first 5 players were elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Christy Mathewson, and Walter Johnson. 66 years ago, 1959, Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty premieres. 48 years ago, 1977, Chico and the Man star Freddie Prinze. He shot and killed himself. He was only 22. 46 years ago, 1979, a San Diego teenager shot and killed 2 people and wounded 9 kids at an elementary school across the street from her house. When asked why she did it, she said something famous, and another band wrote a song about it. She said famously, "I don't like Mondays." And the tragedy is what inspired the Boomtown Rats to write their song, "I Don't Like Mondays."
And Garfield, who also hates Mondays.
But loves lasagna, though.
Yeah.
29 years ago, 1996, Garth Brooks was a triple winner at the 23rd Annual American Music Awards, which was hosted by comedy geniuses Jeff Foxworthy and Sinbad. But when he was named Favorite Artist of the Year, Garth Brooks politely left the trophy on the podium, and he said other nominees deserved that award more. Now, he did clarify backstage who he was talking about. There was one particular act that year that he felt was more deserving of Favorite Artist of the Year. This was 1996. Can you name the artist? Remember, Garth Brooks left the Favorite Artist of the Year trophy on the podium and said somebody else was more deserving.
I'm going to
And
say
he's Go ahead.
Shania Twain.
No.
Chris Gaines.
No.
Yes. That
And
is
here he
awesome.
comes. Here
What
comes
award show
Chris
was this?
Gaines.
The American Music Awards.
Okay, so this wasn't country music necessarily.
No, and again, this is 1996, so that was a pretty big, where award shows were a pretty big deal still.
Whitney Houston.
No. This is a group,
Hanson.
and they had a tremendous 1995 and 96. In fact, they wound up breaking up.
Oh, Boys to Men, ABC, BBD.
They wound up breaking up. I think they're back together, maybe touring this summer. They maybe toured last summer. The lead singer of this group went on to be very successful in actually another genre of music.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's it.
Hootie.
Oh.
Right on.
He says backstage, it wasn't fair for me to walk away with that award. Maybe a year or two when we had a really good year. But I've been around talking to retailers, and every one of them credits Hootie for keeping them alive in 1995, and I couldn't agree more. So I thought that's who should have won. And actually, Darius Rucker of Hootie and the Blowfish commented on the moment. He speculated that Hootie didn't win because they turned down the American Music Awards request for them to perform at the show.
Oh, you know.
And he said Garth Brooks turning down the award on Hootie's behalf is one of the proudest and biggest moments of our career. Perhaps if Garth had been less ambiguous on stage about it and gave Hootie a shout out, the moment would be remembered more.
Oh, he didn't say their name?
Not until he got backstage.
Oh.
He probably forgot.
Maybe he just assumed. Hindsight's 20/20. Maybe
Sure.
he just assumed that people would know who he was talking about, or assumed that the gesture meant Hootie.
Yeah.
I'm a great performer, folks, but I'm no Hootie.
I'm no Hootie. They did have a
just
great
said,
year.
I'm
I mean,
no
I don't know.
Hootie.
Listen, I don't know what Garth Brooks put out in 95 or
Dude,
96.
that record put out sold so many. What would they have, 6 singles?
The
on that
Hootie
thing?
and the Blowfish?
Yes, man.
Oh, it was
It
huge.
was on the top of the
Cracked the
charts.
review.
It felt like for years.
25 years ago in the year 2000, Dr. Dre puts out Forget About Dre featuring Eminem. And 10 years ago today in 2015, Suge Knight arrested for murder after a hit and run where he killed a guy with his truck. And he's doing 28 years in prison for it. And that's what happened back in the day.
I'm looking up how many albums this thing sold. How many do you think it sold?
26 million.
22 mil.
Oh my gosh, there's so many different versions of it. Hang on, I'll find the numbers.
All right.
All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
In just the U.S., it was 22 times platinum, so over 22 million.
That's awesome.
They're tallying it up. And remember, there's a lot of countries, especially back in the 90s, that were like having CDs everywhere that were not being reported, a lot of Southeast Asian countries. So excluding them, 22 million in the U.S., 100,000 only gold in the U.K. New Zealand was platinum. Denmark, it was
Yeah, it's a
gold.
big record.
Canada, it was diamond. And Australia, it was double platinum.
Are you okay over there?
Yeah, no, this freaking coffee lid.
We have new coffee lids at the station. They're not of good
Did
quality.
that one break too?
It split, and I spilled coffee on
What
my
a mess.
cup.
The queen is
Qué
displeased.
disaster.
On Curmudgeon Day 2. Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Crap on Celebrities brought to you by Cordell & Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Nelly and some of his St. Lunatic friends are facing a new lawsuit from the D2 Productions, which is the recording studio behind many of their early hits. Fox 2 is reporting that the lawsuit is seeking tens of millions of dollars in a dispute over royalties from the group's Country Grammar album. According to the lawsuit, all 4 members used D2's studio from 97 to 2000 to record. And it claims that the master recordings were created at D2 Studios with the contractual condition, quote, that they are the sole property of D2 and would never be sold, transferred, or licensed to a third party.
Where is that at?
D2 Productions?
Is it here in St. Louis, or is it an LA thing? Or either way, what year?
It doesn't say where it's located.
97 to 2000?
Yeah.
And now we're following this lawsuit?
Yes.
Why didn't we file this lawsuit earlier? Why now? That's the question. What is the motivation for a now lawsuit?
Maybe because Nelly's having a
25
resurgence.
25 plus. Is he?
He was at the inauguration.
Okay.
He was on some festivals earlier last year.
I don't know if I would call that a resurgence.
Well, didn't he play the Grammys or something? He was on TV.
I don't know.
randomly. He's
I'm
had a
just
new baby.
curious.
Maybe people didn't know what they had. You know, I mean, there's so much like
Well, didn't he sell his
legal
catalog
jargon
last year?
And maybe,
maybe.
and that is it's an honest question of, I'm curious about motivation for filing a lawsuit so many years later.
There's writing credits involved. There's contractual obligations. There's a secret arrangement Fox 2 is reporting on where it allowed Nelly to collect all the royalties with a apparent copyright. So, yeah, I don't know. There's no real reason why.
And it may, and again, I'm ignorant on the whole thing.
Yeah.
It may be like this studio had a forensic accountant go, hey man, you should be getting more money.
There seems to be some sort of, quote, secret arrangement that Nelly and writers did that maybe they knew or they didn't know, and there was a loophole in who actually gets the royalties of all this. And the production studio apparently had an arrangement. I don't know. It seems like a big old mess. But again, why are we doing it 20 years later?
Yeah.
Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are fast approaching their baby's due date, and there's an update. So there have been reports that MGK was trying to win her back. This is their first child together. They're not speaking. And a source told TMZ that Meghan and MGK are not on good terms and things are so bad that they aren't speaking to each other. Source added that people in Meghan's life are glad that she's done with him and her loved ones feel like she finally came to her senses by shutting him out of her life. It's unclear how MGK is going to be involved in the baby's life when Meghan gives birth to this little one in March.
Remember they were doing all that attention-getting stuff like,
The blood.
The blood vials and all
blood vials,
all the standard
and all
90s
this-
moves.
Yeah,
You know what, though? I feel like they're kind of a perfect couple for each other.
two idiots.
Two people that really want to be famous, love being famous.
Yes, and they're both very strange. They present one way and are a different way. Like I was listening to the Call Her Daddy podcast with Meghan on it. This has been last year, and it was interesting. But you just listen and you go, they are kind of perfect for each other. So I hope this baby brings them together and they can just ride off into the sunset of
For the
being two
sake of the
weirdos.
kid.
Yeah, for the sake of the
I
kid.
hope it goes well.
But yeah, I mean, just listen. I don't know these people, but I'm thinking if we were ever in a room together and had to spend an extended period of time together,
Yeah.
I would be very unhappy.
I feel like it would be in This Is 40 whenever Megan Fox works at Leslie Mann's boutique store and Paul Rudd walks up to Megan Fox and he can't even talk to her because he can't deal with how beautiful she is. I feel like that's how every man would be in the same room as Megan Fox.
I feel if there was a hell, then my hell would be living with them too.
Okay.
Hey, it's a showbiz relationship. I hope the real relationship does fine. I hope they're all right.
Legendary DJ and former MTV personality Matt Pinfield has been off the air for a couple of weeks, and it turns out that he suffered a major stroke that has left him disebled.
Yeah, this is not good.
This
pretty
is really bad. His daughters have actually filed for a conservatorship. He's 63 years old. He's been, he's had better health lately, he's really been working on himself, like working out. He lost a ton of weight.
Yeah, he's been kicking butt, dude.
Yeah.
Matt's been on the right path. He's been doing great, and this sucks because he's like one of the maybe the kindest guy
Yeah, so sweet.
in the business. Like he really does try to help anybody and everybody, and has as long as I've known him and even known
I
of
worked with him in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of issues in his
Yeah.
past. He had a lot of
wild,
issues.
dude.
I bet. That's the top of his career.
He was, when we worked together in New York, and he was actually the program director of the station I worked with in New Jersey. Wild. And then he got cleaned up and like really on the straight and narrow. Thank God he got his life together.
Yeah.
And then he got hit by a car.
Right.
Yeah, he got hit by a car. It was just a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Maybe
10 years ago. He got hit by a car, got pretty messed up, and now, having a stroke. The guy seemed to have had it together. I hadn't seen him in years, but it's so sad.
His body is paying for, I think, a lot of those years.
Well, he is incapable, and this is from the story, incapable of making cognitive decisions or physical movement.
Oh, man.
It's just awful.
Man.
You grew up watching Matt Pinfield. I didn't know him. But I loved him, though. He was one of the coolest guys on
120
MTV.
minutes, man. It was a great show.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is, in those shows, when he was doing those shows, he presented himself as this real, music knowledge bank.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, 150%. He is that guy. He's the Wikipedia of music. If you talk to him and just say a name or a band, Rizz is good with like lead singer names and he knows all this stuff. He's a heck of an encyclopedia. Matt Pinfield is a walking Wikipedia of all things music.
I love
if
it.
you say anything to him about a band, he'll tell you the entire history of them and why they're great. And he's just
If you're
awesome.
of a certain age, Matt Pinfield. He was the short, bald guy. Always on MTV. Man, that guy could party. Holy cow. He would bless you.
I never partied with him.
Holy cow. Dude, he would disappear for days.
I've only known sober Matt.
He did mornings on when we used to work for the other company, Emmis. He did mornings on the New York station. He was teamed up with a pretty famous co-host, and he would disappear for days. He would be gone.
Oh, man.
Well,
He would just be AWOL, and then he would
he's living the lifestyle.
and then
Think
would
of
turn
what he
up
was
at work.
doing.
But again, he the man had his demons, and he got it all together, and then
I hate
to
this
find
for
out
him.
he had a massive stroke is terrible news.
It's no secret that the new Joker movie did not do so well. And, Lady Gaga's got this new album coming out. Somebody had the balls to ask her, hey, what do you think about the flop that you were just in? And she says she's not upset. She said people just sometimes don't like things. It's that simple. And I think to be an artist, you have to be willing for people to sometimes not like it. And you keep going, even if it's something that you didn't connect with in a way that you had intended.
What's the question posed to her? What do you think about it?
Yeah, like what do you think about the Joker failing?
What kind of question is that?
It's a legit question. Everybody's been
What do you
ragging on
think
this thing.
What do you think the answer to that's going to be?
I think she had a great answer.
That is a good answer.
What did
but
she
as
say?
an interviewer,
She said people aren't going to connect with
You're
it the way that
just
you
being a dick.
intended, and you can't get offended by that. Like if you're putting art out, it's subjective. Everything. I mean, music is subjective.
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
especially when
You know?
you're a performer. and
All
you're
art
not-
is
you're not-
subjective.
You're not the editor. You're not the writer.
But if you're
Right.
doing
There's so
something,
many parts.
that kind of question is you're just being a dick. You're not looking for an answer like that's going to be productive. You're just like, hey, I want to remind you of a failure you had while you're trying to promote something else.
yeah.
To me, I'm
Now-
like, I just don't know what's your end game of asking that question.
although it is a good answer, and I was
a great
curious.
answer.
I was
She
curious.
takes
to
the
see what
high
you would
road.
say. So yes, okay, I'll give kudos to the interviewer. Fine.
Well,
Del-
whoa. I totally agree with you and understand what you're saying, but I do think that there is a place in journalism, in
No, you're
respectful
right.
journalism,
You're right.
to not just puff piece everything.
No,
And
you're
to just
100%
and
right.
not to just tiptoe around the biggest thing that was shoved down our throat for a year.
You are
that she
100%
did.
right.
So, like-
I agree, except this isn't what she was on a tour to promote.
Yeah,
But
She
I
did a
understand.
Joker 2 tour. Ask her then. Be like, hey, this movie's not doing well. How do you feel about
But
it?
a Joker 2 tour is legitimately, she's only out there to do the puff piece thing. So
It's just like when someone asked Robert Downey Jr. about his drug use on an Avengers thing.
Yeah, that was absurd.
The guy's just, but what's the difference?
because one is about a personal thing that happened in the 90s, and the other is about the latest thing that you did in the entertainment world.
Second latest.
I listen. Moon is right. You got to ask her about it. I mean, because it was a big. It wasn't that long ago. This is her next project.
Yeah, timing.
You got to ask.
I
her
think
about
Lady
it.
Gaga's all
I don't know.
class.
I would be uncomfortable. Maybe a couple of years down the road, ask it. I think it's still fresh. And for me, if I was interviewing her, I wouldn't ask it because I'm too much of a puss.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying because context and timing. If this was supposed to be a puff piece about whatever this movie is, and you're crap on the last one, I get it. But at some time in a Variety article, I would like to know how she dealt with the failure.
And if I were the interviewer, I get nervous sometimes, and I'll say stuff. I'm like, that Joker 2, huh? What a stinker. Thoughts?
You just say that outwardly. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Say more.
It's like that time I told Tom Green his movie was garbage,
Yeah.
which I do regret.
Okay. You think Tom Green cares about that on January 29th, 2025? It's gone in
Rizz
history.
does.
Well, he did
No,
move
I
to the
do.
country
It
all
was
of a sudden.
it was odd when I did ask it, and it was not nice.
I feel like you lost sleep over that.
I did. I still regret
Yeah, it's okay, man.
because it was one of those. That was the only movie I ever walked out of.
And think
Yeah.
about it. Tom Green became kind of a recluse after that.
Freddie got fingered? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, and I said
You walked out of that movie?
Yeah,
And he told him.
I told him.
You
I
were
did.
like the demographic for that movie.
I know because I
That's
said to
interesting.
myself as I walked out, like if I ever see Tom Green, I'm going to tell him how bad his movie is,
You made a decision
and I
right
did.
there.
And it was a dick move, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. Guys, Dolly Parton just announced the world premiere of Dolly, an original musical that will take place in Nashville this summer before heading over to Broadway in New York City next year. The musical will only be running for a 4-week limited engagement, and previews begin on July 18th.
Yeah, tickets are $7,000
They
each.
probably are. That's exciting. Warped Tour has announced its first set of confirmed acts for its 30th anniversary comeback, playing 2 nights in D.C., Long Beach, and Orlando, Florida. This year are Simple Plan, Dance Hall Crasher, Bowling for Soup, Miss May I, Pennywise.
Where is this? What is
Washington, D.C., Long Beach, and Orlando, Florida.
Warped Tour.
Warped
this?
Tour.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I saw the little promo video where they had a Simple Plan.
I'm kind of underwhelmed.
I'm like, whoa, those guys are older now. Which we're all older now.
I did not like Simple Plan at
Are
all.
you kidding? I think those guys look younger than the rest of us. I mean, they like. You thought that they looked older? I think they're holding it
I mean,
together.
time does that to people.
Well, I know, and most
And
bands. believe
I've
me,
aged alongside with them.
We cross each other's paths a lot, and every time I see them, I go, "How are you guys not aging?"
No, they're definitely aged. I mean,
Oh,
it's-
okay. Well,
I mean, they don't look terrible. I'm not saying they look bad.
I thought they looked great. That was the last time I told them. It was like,
I'm not
last thing
saying
I
they
told
look
them was like,
bad.
How did you guys not
I'm just saying they
age?
look
The
older.
way you said it, it was kind of like they look ugly.
I'd like to apologize.
Okay.
To Simple Plan.
You've really grown as a human. Look how quicker you made it to apology than Tom Green.
Oh my gosh.
This is awesome.
I don't
We're like Roth IRA plan. Am I right?
follow. I I don't follow Simple Plan.
It ain't for you.
And I haven't seen them in a while. And I saw a video of them, and I go, wow, it's been 20 years. And everybody looks 20 years older.
I got to look these guys
Wow.
up now.
They don't look bad. Jesus. Next.
Jesus. Spotify says it paid a record $10 billion to the music industry last year. The streaming giant said Tuesday that the payout to the music industry was a record new high. And it paid out a collective $60 billion since its founding a decade ago.
Okay, so they paid how much?
$10 billion.
$10 billion. $9.5 billion went to Taylor Swift and Beyonce, and then everybody else got the scraps.
That's exactly right. Bill Burr.
They don't really break down how the money is. Oh, we paid out this,
Right.
but the top 0.1% got all the money.
Well, my cookie song, they gave me about $5 million for that, so I was pretty happy.
Who's
That's
this?
nice. That's Spotify.
Spotify.
Dude, I read an entire article about this guy who, an indie artist, you know, like getting maybe a couple thousand, maybe a couple 100,000 spins on Spotify. And he said that he wasn't putting any of his music on Spotify. He just released it on vinyl. And they said, well, why would you do that? And he goes, well, I can sell 35 vinyl at one show and make more money than I would have getting 500,000 plays on Spotify.
Really?
He's like, why would I ever choose to give Spotify more money so they can pay Taylor Swift more? Because that's how it does. It's a weighted thing. They pay everybody that's making the billions of streams more money, more percentage of the spins. And then all the artists, and then they shame new artists that have under 1,000 spins by putting less than 1,000. Like, that's a very intentional thing.
Yeah, if Taylor Swift wanted to, and I think she's done this, has gone, I'm pulling all my stuff off Spotify, and then she makes a special deal.
Yeah, and you know what that special deal is? She gets a bigger percentage of the revenue per spin. It's
Exactly.
absurd. It's absolute theft.
Well,
It's the
somebody's
biggest
jealousy
tragedy.
is ugly to my left.
Whoa.
Shots fired.
My jealousy as well.
It is
I got a few
curmudgeon day,
things
so we just have to like
say, but
let him
I'm going to hold it.
go feral.
Would you like to
I'ma hold
apologize
it.
to Moon?
I'm going to hold it. No, you're never going to apologize to me.
He's
Never
got
mind
your
any of the abuse
name
I
on
dealt
it.
with.
Give me a second. I'd like to apologize.
Yeah, right.
You're
No, I'll just-
terrible.
I'll
Let me
just-
have this.
I'll just sit here and handle it.
Guys, Bill Burr still isn't happy that Howie Mandel blindsided him by bringing his by-blood brother, Billy Corgan, into an interview recently. Here is Bill venting on the Rich Eisen show about it.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, indeed.
Bill Burr. All right.
Howie did what he did because he is a Hollywood whore and he doesn't care what happens. He could have said something and he just
threw it out
brings
there.
up all that weirdness. Howie, so he's like sort of hard to hate. How do you like hate a germaphobe? He's like not threatening. He just walks with his arms in so he doesn't rub against curtains that he owns. That's the weirdest thing about him. He's a strange man.
So if you missed it, so Bill Burr was on Howie Mandel's podcast. This whole rumor that Bill Burr and Billy Corgan are brothers
Billy
secretly.
Brothers, yeah.
So Howie Mandel thought it'd be funny to bring Billy Corgan out and surprise Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Bill Burr, for some reason, can't roll with anything.
Nope.
Can't just roll with it and have a good time because he's a curmudgeon.
That-
And he's still bitching about
That's
it.
He called
definitely
Howie
evidence.
Mandel a Hollywood whore.
But are they brothers?
No.
It's real, right?
They're not brothers.
The way they
Do we
talked
know?
in that interview.
It seemed real in that
Because
interview.
he did eventually break down and was cool. That's what I'm saying. Like his first reaction is the curmudgeon, and then he shows you because he's like, "What did Dad tell you that he did?"
No, I think he was legit upset, and then realized, oh my God, I'm on a podcast, so I need to.
But I think he was
will
upset
roll with
because
this.
it's real. I think he found out like
I always thought this because I think it was disproven. Actually, like I think it was disproven.
so they were just pretending. To
Yeah,
be
where are we not
brothers?
seeing that?
Somebody put this rumor out there that they kind of look alike. They're from maybe the same area. They're something with a mother. I don't know.
DNA.
He doesn't think that they're related. Nothing has been proven. There's no DNA tests.
They played it weird.
I thought
they played it.
proved it. And
They played it
regardless.
weird. Like there's a possibility, and Bill doesn't want to know.
But the
But
good
also
thing,
at the same time, you're saying that Bill's mom's a whore. So
That's what I'm saying.
We're not slut
which
shaming.
Bill?
That's what he said.
They look so alike. They're bald, white ass heads.
It's so
like,
weird.
They
Bald
look
billies.
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Two bald billies.
Two bald billies.
And he
sitting
said
in a
that.
tree.
Yeah, he's
And
like,
he
you got the
goes,
pigment.
the audacity that the guy had to name us both Bill.
Right.
And to have two families, and he goes, you know, Dad always told me he was a traveling musician. What did he tell you he did? And it seemed like real to me. It seemed like they were sharing a moment about like this estranged
That's what I mean.
relationship
It was
they
weird.
each had with the father. Unless that was all Hollywood setup. It kind of, because Bill Burr asked him, he goes, did you ever consider that I didn't tell that story because I didn't want it out there because of the way it makes my mom look?
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
She slept with like a traveling musician and cheated on my father. Another man raised me. I don't
Two
know.
bald
Unless he was just
billies.
leaning in.
Sitting in
I'm
a
bald.
tree.
You're bald. I'm a Bill. You're William.
Are you related?
We're in showbiz. Ah.
Let us see.
Well, I mean, the good thing with that interview for Corgan is he came off looking really nice and awesome. And
Because he is a nice guy.
yeah.
And he needed that because I saw at the Winter Classic that they sucked big time.
This pumpkins,
Yes.
they were not great.
They were
Whoa,
not
say
great.
what?
Oh, really?
It
Say what?
was, I don't know if
I
he
don't
was
wanna talk
cold.
about it.
It was awful.
You don't want to talk about
No,
it.
because it was disappointing.
It was very disappointing.
What do you mean?
I'm a big
Look it
Smashing
up.
Pumpkins fan. You know that? And I'm a big Billy Corgan fan.
People can fail.
Of course they can, but you know, it's like it was just not good. It made me
What
go,
did they play?
They played Tonight, and then Billy Corgan sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and it was
Tonight with the orchestra?
with just a band.
Just the band. Well, now I'm looking.
Go
Look
look
it
it
up.
I didn't love it, and I don't want to play it. I don't want to hear it.
Martha Stewart could have been a host of SNL years ago, but her prison stint stopped her cold. In an appearance on the Tonight Show, Martha Stewart told Jimmy Fallon, and she explained why she decided not to host Saturday Night Live.
I wanted to, and they asked me as I was coming out of Alderson, that camp that I was in for a while, and my parole officer wouldn't give me the time to do it. You know, I was allowed to be out of my house 8 hours a day.
The parole officer said no?
No, that... I'm so pissed. Oh, my God. Maybe someday.
No.
She would like to host SNL. It would be amazing. Start a campaign, she told America. The final season of The Conners is going to premiere on March 26th. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are taking their joint comedy tour back out on the road. They're going to be closest to us on April 6th in Chicago at Rosemont Theater. Moving into movie news, Anthony Mackie's tenure as the new Captain America is off to a very rocky start. Conservatives are ripping on him all over the place for comments that he made during a press event in Rome on Monday. He said, quote, "For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity, someone who is trustworthy and dependable." So after that, an explosion over these comments on social media, Anthony released a following statement.
I wound up clearing it up.
He did.
Relax, everybody.
He says, "Let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Captain America is the honor of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served this country, and chill the hell out."
Yeah, listen, it was funny, when he's like, that's, being Captain America is not about being American. It's in the name.
Yeah.
But to be so outraged like I saw yesterday,
Right.
come on.
Calm down.
Settle down, everybody.
Captain America Brave New World comes out on Valentine's
Now,
Day.
I'm sure that he said all that stuff, and the movie company was like, hey, you better get on and clarify what you said.
Right.
Because you pissed a lot of people off.
It's true.
So do what you got to do and make this right. And it's fine.
You guys remember during the holidays, did you go to Lowe's or Home Depot and see the Will Ferrell elf statue that you could put in your yard that was like animatronic?
Yeah, it's really weird looking.
Very strange. Well, here is Will Ferrell on Today, and they rolled out one of those animatronic Buddy the Elf things, and he was horrified. Here's Will Ferrell.
Here's Will Ferrell.
Have you seen the animatronic Buddy the Elf that's been going around like scaring people?
that was really disturbing. Yeah.
Were you behind that at all?
No.
Well, we thought.
Oh, my God.
We thought that perhaps you might want to meet.
It's Buddy the Elf, the axe murderer.
That's.
Why don't you just say it? I'm the worst toy maker in the world. I'm a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
It's chilling.
I mean, that's his voice.
I know.
But the whole thing
It's very weird.
looks
What?
very odd.
It's very scary.
What? Is this to avoid copyright issues or something? They made him.
No, I think it's licensed because it's his voice.
They just had a really crappy manufacturer, probably. Like, they did not do him justice. Like,
Oh, they don't allow that. It's not available anymore.
It was weird.
Yeah, because I think they lit them all on fire.
And finally, guys, during a recent interview, Christopher Walken admitted that he does not own a cell phone, and he never has. And he also doesn't own a watch, which I thought was silly because in Pulp Fiction he had a watch that he carried in his
He's
ass.
acting.
That's where he keeps his cell phone, too.
And he's perfectly happy this way, explaining that, you know, if he needs to make a call or needs to know what time it is, he will just simply ask somebody for help. Now, he's 81 years old, and his relationship with technology is non-existent.
God, that's awesome.
He says, quote, I don't have technology. I only have a satellite dish on my house, so I've seen Severance on DVDs that are good enough to send me. I don't have a cell phone. I've never emailed. What do you call it? I've never Twittered.
I don't computer.
He doesn't. And he says, I've never had a watch either, but if I need the time, just ask somebody. So I was going to ask you guys these questions.
Yes.
What is the oldest piece of technology you still use regularly and why?
Oh, the oldest piece
A
of
pencil.
technology.
A pencil. That's good. Yep, pencil
Yeah.
works.
The human heart.
You
I mean,
go by your heart.
I still have a landline.
Do you? Okay, so landline would be yours.
I don't use it, but it's connected.
It's connected. You don't even have like a pickup for the landline?
No, we
You
do. Like
Okay.
it, all that calls it are like telemarketers, but we have it.
What about like reading a physical book instead of an ebook? Do you guys do that?
Oh,
reading is stupid. Am
My
I right?
wife has a new book every 3 days.
Okay, so
Yeah,
books.
We have a lot of books.
What about writing letters
Are
by
they leather
hand?
bound? We have
You
many
guys write
leather bound
letters?
books.
Leatherbound, no.
I write.
Does anybody use a paper map?
No,
paper-
I need to
Do
buy
you
a new
actually,
one now.
in my car,
Yeah.
Like a Rand McNally.
MapQuest? No, I do not do that.
How about guitar or something like that?
As
That's
old
still-
technology.
Yeah, it doesn't really change.
I read
much.
and read books and write by hand.
Yeah, I think
that's got to be the oldest.
I write by hand too. I think the oldest piece of technology I use is
The phone, the landline.
if I bring my clothes down to the riverbank we don't have a washer dryer.
Oh, you don't?
Washboard.
Sure you do.
I knew that. Anyway, I thought that was kind of
I have
interesting.
horse and buggy my way to
You
my way
guys
to work.
aren't Christopher Walken, but you're well anyway.
So they put Severance on DVD for them so we could watch them.
And that's sweet.
I mean, I listen to vinyl records. That's pretty old.
That's old.
Yeah.
Are you guys caught up? Are you caught up yet?
No, we're on episode 2.
Of
First season.
Oh, come on now.
I know. We were going to watch it last night, but then there was a whole dinner. fiasco.
No, as I mentioned last week, that I don't think Christopher Walken knows what he's watching. When he watches Severance,
Yeah.
he doesn't know what's going on, even though he's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I haven't even gotten to him being in it yet, so I'm excited to see him.
Spoiler,
man,
he's
you
a
just
He
wait.
thinks it's real. He thinks
And
it's home movies.
He just go, what is this?
Yeah, he's at work. That's your crap on celebrities.
Celebrity celebrating her birthday today. Isabel Lucas, 2 first names. She's on Transformers 2, is 40. Athena Onassis Russell. This is the granddaughter of Aristotle Onassis. Formerly the world's richest teenager, she is worth $1 billion today on her 40th birthday. Adam Lambert is 43. Johnny Lang is 44. Justin Hartley from This Is Us and Smallville is 48. Sarah Gilbert is 50. That's Darlene on Roseanne. Heather Graham is 55. Edward Burns from Saving Private Ryan and a few other things is 57. Greg Louganis is 65. Judy Norton-Taylor. It's Mary Ellen Walton. Only goes by 3 names. Is from the Waltons is 67. Irene Mandrell is 69. Oprah Winfrey is 71. Charlie Wilson from the Gap Band is 72.
Ooh, I love the Gap
Stop
Band.
making me laugh, Rizz. Mark Singer, the Beastmaster, is 77. Tom Selleck is 80 years old.
Tom Selleck's 80.
That's
Wow.
right. And Catherine Ross from The Graduate and Donnie Darko. That's Jake Gyllenhaal's shrink in Donnie Darko. Married to Sam Elliott and has been since 1984. That's her 5th husband. Catherine Rose is 85 years old.
All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where Fun and Fantasy meet, is Tyja Ray. That's right, Tyja Ray. And today's birthday girl's been in 218 fine films, including The Backdoor Club, Club Exotica 1 and 2, Lern's favorite, Dr. Penetration. What?
Hi.
Doing the Harlem Shuffle, Flaming Tongues 2, Jewels of the Night, Les Befriends, Urban Heat. And who can forget a role in 2012's Rafe's favorite, Old School Bush Bonanza.
Yeah, man, that was a great film.
Tyja Ray is 64 years old. That's porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. I don't know if you guys saw the news. the next big dairy alternative, what they're going to try to push on us. So you got your oat milk, you got your coconut milk, of course you got your cow milk, but there's a new thing. There's a new dairy alternative that...
Cat milk.
Well, you're close. We'll talk about it next.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk
big
me?
no thanks from this guy. 803
Mouse milk.
803 Wednesday, traffic and weather, Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got a right lane blocked and a right-hand shoulder blocked due to a stalled vehicle 55 northbound at Bayless Avenue. Your point forecast, mostly sunny today, high of 54. Right now it's 37 at the Point Studio.
All right, first big summer show of 2018. We've got 30 Seconds to Mars and Wellesley Arms and Walk the Moon and K-Flay. How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's really great to see you. I got to tell you this, though, kind of changing up the interview from where I thought it was going to go. I want to know about the fitness regime in which that you have, how you do it out there when it's 105 degrees, because I need to.
Okay, so we've just started something. We're calling it Witness the Fitness.
Okay.
It's good branding, right?
Right.
We're off to a good start. But basically, like with a tour like this too, we have a lot of downtime.
Sure.
So we're trying to take like times when we could do bad things and do good things.
Oh, very good.
You know your buddies, the Williams family that lives down the street? Well, something great has happened to them, because after 3 years of inflation and debt, which had crushed them, for the first time, they finally have cash to secure their retirement, pay off bills, and plan their future. No, they didn't win the lottery. They did a genius financial strategy called the Sell and Stay program from Truehold. Now, it's absolutely easy. Your home's value has never rebounded so quickly. So Truehold, they got a hold of Truehold, and they could bank all that equity in cash. And since they weren't ready to move, this is the other great part. If you're not ready to move, they could stay with an easy, affordable lease. And Truehold, they're going to even pay the property taxes, home insurance, and the essential home repairs. Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. So get a Truehold offer right now where your home value is high. Call 1-855-300-9993 or just visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Here's something that I firmly believe, and we're just going to start the interview here because it just seems like a good place to pop off. But I want the artist to do what the artist wants to do. If you want to make 5 radio songs in a row, great. If you want to make 5 fan tracks in a row, great, because I feel like it's your art. So who the hell are we to tell you when it needs to be a radio single or when it needs to be this or that? It needs to be whatever the hell you're feeling, whenever the hell you're feeling it.
Yeah, and you're right. It froze a little bit. Popular Monster was not supposed to be a radio song, by the way. As you could tell, the bridge is like death metal, almost like the scream and stuff. I was like, okay, the rest of the song is like sick. I was like, this is never going to be on the radio. Let's put double kick in the let's make the bridge the craziest thing you've ever heard. And lo and behold, it went straight to #1, went platinum. And I was like, wow, and then they came to me, dude. Wow. So then after that, I found a formula, and there's like this formula and it worked and it's what I wanted it to do. And you're absolutely right. You let the artist do whatever they want. And, and you don't, it's like the opposite of selling out almost. Like, I did what I wanted to do and it worked, I love that. So it's brilliant.
Absolutely. And also too, Ronnie, I think this whole sellout thing, it to me, man, like everybody's trying to eat and everybody's trying to make their best art. So I feel like that sellout label that gets thrown around from time to time is largely completely unfair and most of the time total bull. And so, I just want the artist to do what the artist wants to do, because ultimately in the end, it's going to be better musically when you guys are able to feel it, right?
I'll tell you what, yeah. Would you hold a Pepsi in a commercial for $1 million?
Would I? Oh, I drink Pepsi.
Yeah.
I would hold up one with Diet Pepsi for $1 million. Are you kidding? Tomorrow, Ronnie, are you offering? Because if you are, I'm accepting.
Of course. Yes. It's like usually people are like, you're a sellout, would literally do the same thing. They're insane.
Right.
If someone's like, you want $1 million? Here's a Pepsi, hold it in a commercial. Sure. Well, there's certain things I wouldn't do. I don't want to compromise my integrity, but of course I'm going to do that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
here's a question for you. As you know, man, as I look at it from my point of view, the band is massively successful by all metrics, by ticket sales, by streams, by all of those things, man. Like this is a big band. But at this point in your career, Ronnie, as an artist and as a musician, what is success to you? What you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Is it a #1 song? Is it a sold out show? What is it to you at this point in your career that you view success?
I would say, which the perfect question to ask right now, because last night I just saw Artist of the Year Billboard were #1. Oh, and guess who #2 is?
Metallica.
Yeah, dude. That's it, dude. Dude. So, and people are like, well, Metallica's old, dude. Yeah, cool, I guess. I'm like, well, you don't see Bring Me the Horizon up there. And they're huge, and I like the band, and that's my competition. So it's saying something. So Stranger Things is definitely much bigger than my band, and TikTok is also bigger than my band, and that is what made Metallica go crazy again. And the fact that we're #1 over that is saying a lot to me. So I'm stoked. I just found out last night. I saw the thing. I was like, oh my God, man. Are you serious? My whole band freaking out, dude. My label. They're just like, it's super, super cool, man. It's like
well, one of the things I did want to ask you about, man, is that, you know, I've been a music lover for a long time. And when I first started buying CDs, if I didn't know the band, but I saw the Epitaph label on it, I'd give it a go because it was Epitaph and I loved most of their stuff. If I'm not mistaken, you've been on Epitaph almost the whole time with Falling in Reverse. Is that true? And why have you stayed there? And why, you know, why is it your home, I guess?
It's because Brett Gurewitz, man, he just like treats me like a son and believes in me. And there's no other. All
right, fellas, I'm talking to you. If you are feeling like you're running on empty, Mentality Health is going to help you out. So let's talk about why you might not be feeling like yourself anymore and how you could change that. So maybe it's low energy, low motivation, you're tired all the time, mental clarity is not there anymore, low libido, you gained weight, you lost muscle. You know, Mentality is a local healthcare facility that specializes in helping men feel and perform at the very best. Mentality focuses on free testosterone levels, which many doctors overlook, ensuring your treatment is tailored to your body. And Mentality offers FDA-approved testosterone therapy combined with semaglutide to target fat while maintaining muscle. Your energy comes roaring back, that belly fat burns off. You feel like yourself again, confident, driven, and ready to tackle life. Be the dad who can keep up with the kids. Be the husband your spouse knows you could be. Now this year, stop settling for a fraction of your potential. This is your chance to take back control. Men today have 30% less testosterone. Take back your numbers. Visit mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Will there be celebrity guests on this show? Who does #2 work for? Have you ever wondered what your boss's bathroom routine is like? Well, me neither. But we might find out today whether we like it or not on the #2 show. In the wild ecosystem of the workplace, there's a unique species we've all encountered and have to navigate. The boss. Ugh. Just as David Attenborough would guide us through the behaviors of lions and gazelles on the African plains, let me take you on an office.
С днем рождения, Rizz.
Yeah, we'll talk to Chris Kerr in just a little bit. You know, Brandon Saad, gone.
Waivers. And
I have one of his jerseys, damn it.
Dang it.
All right, so...
Does that make you sad?
It does. I was a fan. Just didn't work out.
You didn't see what I did there? It'll catch you later.
Sod.
Now's not the time. All right, so Moon, you drink oat milk, right?
Yeah, I love
You're an
oat
oat milk guy.
Yeah, it's super heavy calorically speaking, so I shouldn't drink it as much as I do, but it is my preferred alternative, just flavor-wise.
Lern, what you drink? What?
We're almond oat. Soy.
Almond oat, soy. Rafe?
Cashew, man.
Cashew.
Really?
I love some cashew.
Love cashew milk.
Scott, your regular milk with
I'm
the
good old half and half.
half and half. I'm a half and half guy too.
Yeah, I like real stuff.
I'll still get down with
Real
milk every
stuff.
once in a while.
We don't do dairy alternatives. The
Others are
Rizz
kinda
house doesn't do
dangerous.
dairy alternatives.
All right.
And I'm not crapping on anybody who does.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Weirdo hippies. But there's going to be a new push for something, and I am not down with this.
New milk in town.
New milk. There's a new milk in town, guys.
The milk
It
is
is.
new in town.
It's camel milk, and I don't know.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I'm
the
down
real
for that.
stuff. The real stuff.
Camel's hump.
For you real guys.
About time they drain those humps.
Oh, no.
Yeah, camel milk may be a healthy alternative to dairy milk. With
I would try this.
If you fully milk it,
Wow.
does it deflate the humps? They just got flappy backpacks back there now?
Yep.
The cool thing is you can use some camel bucks if you got any saved up.
That's right. Camel milk, researchers say, contains fewer allergens and offers other health benefits. Camel milk lacks beta-lactoglobulin, which we all know what that is.
Yep.
We all know what that is.
When he in Ghostbusters?
Beta-lactoglobulin, yes. It is potentially less allergenic. As the National Library of Medicine points out, beta-lactoglobulin, which is different from lactose, is one of the major allergens in cow milk. So the findings stated that in addition to being hypoallergenic, camel milk could potentially protect the gut from harmful enzymes and create healthier digestion.
I'll give it a go.
Yep, I'm down
Nope.
to try this one.
I am not down.
Nope.
You would?
Why wouldn't you try that?
Because I don't want it.
I don't.
It's gonna be
To be
good.
honest with you, I'm really grossed out just by animal milks in general.
Yeah,
like
me
when you start
too.
to think about it, it's like, and I'm not even. I love cheese and whipped cream and all
Yeah,
this
you're a
stuff.
cheese
I'm a
lady.
cheese
Yeah,
lady.
yeah, we're total hypocrites over here.
But
we
they're-
love cheese but hate milk.
Right. We're very complex. But for me, I just can't do it anymore. There's something that I want to gag the whole time.
But how can you be a person that says, sure, I will suckle from the teat of this cow, but not from this other animal? It makes no sense.
It makes all the sense in my head.
It feels like it's going to be thicker and off color. It's going to be like it's not going to be white like cow milk. It's going to be this like kind of, tarnished yellow color or
Well,
something.
But it filters through sand.
What do you mean? They're pasteurizing it. I'm assuming it's all pretty similar looking. And
Sure.
Probably tasting.
Well, no, I will let you know what
Wait,
they say it tastes like.
do you do goat milk?
I don't like that either.
Really?
What about goat cheese?
I love
No, I
goat
like goat
cheese.
cheese.
Does anybody
You don't
drink
like goat
milk?
cheese?
Is that-
I don't, Scott. Okay.
You and my mother.
We got to have some. I'll bring some in.
No,
We'll have-
I have.
love goat
plus me-
cheese.
trust me, I've plenty of goat
Me
cheese in
too.
my house.
I'll do cheese.
I don't know what my problem
I'll
is.
do that dairy
I'm not trying to be
variation.
annoying. I know it is. But I just can't do it.
I'm not drinking camel milk. Okay.
Me neither.
Even just to try it?
No,
Just
I'm
to-
not trying it. I don't like it. I don't want it.
Is it that you'll suck the teat of an animal you'll also eat? But if it's an animal you don't eat, no teat?
I don't know.
No eat, no teat.
You're a milk racist.
No eat, no teat.
Is that the rule?
Is it because it's where they're from?
Because I feel kind of the same way
No.
you do, and I can't figure out why.
And you know what else?
You're a milkist, you freaking
This
milkist.
is a good point. It is where it's from.
Yeah, you
It's a
disgusting
sweaty, that nipple is sweaty
What?
because we are in the desert.
They're not.
It is, part of the flavoring is probably the sand sweat of the
Sweat.
teat.
They're holding
That's a
on
salty
to their
teat,
water.
That's a
dude,
salty
for sure.
teat.
She's right.
I don't
It's
know.
going to be like one of those electrolyte powder mixes when you put your lips on that teat. If you suck straight from
That's
the camel's
right.
teat.
If I look at a cow, I go, delicious.
Give me some.
Everything about you, I want to eat you. I want to drink you. Whatever you
I
got
want to
going
snuggle
on.
you on the ground. No, I love him so much.
I want to eat you. And I want to drink you. If I see a camel, I want nothing to do with you.
You're a milkist.
I've ridden on a camel before. And it was
I've ridden a camel
amazing.
too.
And you didn't like it?
You didn't take a sip?
I was at
Oh, they're
Grant's Farm.
They're good enough for you to ride,
I was in Jamaica.
I didn't like it.
but not drink.
It was awesome, man. Hugging a camel.
Camel milk is gaining global attention in part because of environmental conditions. Arid or semi-arid areas can be challenging for traditional cattle farming, but perfect for traditional cattle farming, but perfect for camels. The owner of a camel farm in Pennsylvania says it tastes like milk with a little bit of salt in it.
There we go. I knew it.
Yep.
I knew
Nailed
it.
it.
That seems to be perfect
Blah.
for you. Salt and
Nailed
milk.
it.
Blah.
You're going to get dehydrated.
Salty sand teeth
Blah.
of a camel.
Sand. Get it out of here.
Report
Blah.
back,
That's
please.
desert nectar you're drinking.
It is desert nectar.
I guess it does make sense because I don't think I would drink horse's milk either. And that's like an animal that we have associated with saddling and riding.
Stronger. Make you ride
And we know that
faster.
Rizz won't because he hated Freddy Got Fingered, the movie. So that probably ruined horse milk for you as well.
I'm not drinking horse milk.
It's called mare milk,
Ugh.
and it's used often in cosmetics. So you might be using some.
I have it on my face. I have it all over my face right now.
Ugh.
Ah, dude.
Oh, so nasty.
Have you ever tasted like your wife's breast milk?
No.
You're such a wuss.
You
If
did?
that makes me a
You
wuss.
tasted my wife's breast milk?
No, I didn't.
Sure, I
You
did.
didn't? I feel like that would. I would.
No.
If I were to have children and I were to breastfeed, I would
Leave
have to
Tim out of
taste
this.
my own secretions.
Yeah, ain't no big deal.
And I would
think of all the
ask
other
him if
things.
he would like to taste it as well.
Think of all the other things you've done, or I would assume you've done.
Would you taste it out of a bottle or would you just try to squirt it?
I would
up?
squirt it up.
Oh.
I would catch it in my
No.
mouth
Yeah.
like a fountain in France.
Somehow I knew that. A little for you and a little for mama.
You got to give it a go.
Hey,
Like,
I know what's going on.
No, I don't have to. I don't have to do anything.
I mean, have you no curiosity?
None. Not when
Hey,
it comes to that.
we got to try this, Rizz. It's called kumis, and it's fermented dairy drink from the mare's milk.
No, I'm not trying.
What's that
I
thing
don't
for?
like
mayor
milk
of what town?
tastings on this show, okay?
Man, I get. I don't like milk. I don't like animal milk.
Would
I
you
just
try
don't like
this?
it. Yeah, I mean, I'll try anything. I only get one time on this planet. I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah, and I want to spend that time not being
Then I want to
grossed out.
see you lick some peanut butter off your fingers.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, live a little bit more.
I just
With sauce.
listen. I tried it and I didn't like it.
All
I want
right.
to do that, but I'm gonna give it a go. Camel milk, whatever.
Grape nuts with camel's milk.
Show me some. Oh, I bet you that's tremendous. Add a
No,
little,
and this-
add a little pop.
This farmer out there in Pennsylvania says we can't hardly make it fast enough. People with kids with autism really sold on it. 11 to $15 per pint.
Why? It's all why kids with autism.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
He didn't give a reason why, but that was a quote from this camel farmer out in Pennsylvania.
It comes in pints. How much for a sip?
11 to $15 per pint. Just a little sippy.
Let's try to get a sip.
You know what? Rafe is right about the electrolytes. I mean, maybe it is kind of like a liquid IV. If it's a little salty, a little
Yeah, man.
little
Yeah.
protein, a little hydration.
And you said the people with the lactate, or the lactic issues.
Beta lactoglobulin, less allergenic.
Doesn't make sense it would be hydrating since they do store water reservoirs in
Yeah.
their humps.
Yeah. What if this is the key? What if this is the key to
This
longevity?
might be the
I thought the hump
could
is
be the
just
fountain
fat.
of youth.
I thought the hump was just bone. You're telling me that's a water reservoir?
That's what
No, I
felt
think
when
as a kid we thought there was just water in
Yeah,
there.
just like
It's
a,
not.
like a
Well,
Home
I'm
Depot
not saying
bucket.
that I think that there's little holes full of water. I'm saying it's like that is how they stay hydrated. Like they store water in their fat cells of their humps, and then they can go longer distances without water. Right?
I need to see
I'm
a
making that up.
camel skeleton immediately right now.
Camels are pretty badass, and I dare to say they're way more badass than a cow.
My wife.
So if you want to be,
They're
if you
like
want to be,
Paul
Say it to
Hogan.
his face.
hey, the cool
No,
kids
they don't
are drinking
store
camel
water. It was a
milk.
lie. Our freaking elementary school teacher told us.
Yeah, it's fat.
Damn
right?
public
It's just
schools.
a big old yellow pus-like fat hump.
Oh.
Yeah, their bones, their spine is quite flat. They don't even have like a little bone.
My wife stayed with the Bedouins out in Egypt,
It is for energy and
and she ate camel.
And
She didn't know she was eating camel.
Well, upsets me.
point made.
Was it good?
they store water in their bloodstream though. 30 gallons in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I never asked her.
People eat the hump.
Well, if there wasn't a
Great story,
It's like
Rizz.
if there wasn't a big headline of bad news with it, I'm going to assume that like all was well.
I wonder if the camels are like, gosh damn it. My
Leave
hump's
us out
so
of this.
big. Like, do they ever think, oh, man, I don't want this?
Get a load of the humps.
And, like, when
on
does the
there.
hump begin?
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, cats, domesticated cats, they have what's called a primordial sac. So if you notice on your indoor cats, they have a little flab sac that, like, when they run, kind of whoop, 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 like goes side to side. And domesticated cats get those because it's stored fat. Outdoor cats don't usually get them because they're always on the go and they're hunting and whatever. What I'm saying to you is, when do camels start to develop their humps?
Immediately. It says right here, camels can store up to 80 pounds of fat in their humps. Size of hump changes based on how much the camel eats. It's an energy source. Camels used fat in their humps for energy. The fat in the camel's hump insulates the camel's body, helping it stay cool in hot climates. Camels can drink large amounts of water, up to 30 gallons in 10 minutes. They store this water in excess in their bloodstream. Other adaptations, they have oval-shaped blood cells, more elastic and can change shape. This allows them to flow more easily when water is scarce. Camels also do dry feces to retain water.
They're super
you know
beings.
what?
That's some salty dry
we know.
doo-doo milk you're going to be
This show's
drinking.
got it all.
They're super beings, and cows are just dumb and
What? No,
dorky,
they're like
and
dogs.
they
How dare
got
you.
15 stomachs, and it's a big.
Well, I'm not trying it. Okay.
You are.
Nor am
You're
I.
right. They're big dogs, and he's okay eating them,
I
but not the
know.
camel super beings.
I'm okay with eating dogs?
Yeah.
How did we make that jump?
No, because cows and
are just
dogs are
big
very
dogs.
similar. in
Actually,
personality
pigs and dogs.
brains.
What, delicious?
Apparently so.
I think you've got a future in. No, I'm not going to say that.
Does anyone want to hold my second grade teacher accountable for this whole water in their hump thing that got sold to me at a young age?
There's a lot of things that, we all thought there was water on the humps, but no.
There's milk.
It's funny. I saw this. There's a regular criticism of AI and ChatGPT is that, it occasionally spews out nonsense. But in fairness, so do, quote unquote, smart humans.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen, Rafe thought there was water in those humps. Rafe's a smart guy.
He's 46 years old.
Mm-hmm.
His second grade teacher.
I was the only one who thought that.
Yes, because
I never learned that.
I knew it was fat, but in second grade, I as well was told.
I mean, I didn't think it was like a reservoir. I just thought that's where they stored excess, moisture in the fat cells, but that's not true.
So somebody asked on social media, what's a common thing people say that makes zero sense? What's a common thing people say that makes zero sense? And there were some good responses to this, like, I'm sweating like a pig. Pigs don't really sweat, so that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like sleeps like a baby, because babies don't sleep.
Babies don't sleep.
So what does that mean?
I'm as healthy as a horse. If you have a horse, that doesn't jibe. Yeah, I slept like a baby. Babies are awful sleepers.
Well, they have no
unless you mean
concern.
go to bed super early, wake up every couple hours to get a drink,
I thought it
and then
meant-
need to self-soothe enough to fall back asleep. Yes.
I always thought it meant just sleeping without concern.
Yeah. I think there's, there's a root to it that makes sense.
Remember when you're a little kid, you just fall asleep wherever you're at, and it's cool. And someone carries you to
yes,
bed,
I'm
and you just
sure-
wake up in your bed.
I'm sure, but when my kids were younger and somebody said I slept like a baby, I wanted to rip their heart out. If somebody says 6 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Double.
yeah, I get it.
I
6
could
a.m. in the
care
morning.
less.
Redundant.
I couldn't care less.
It's actually both, but I'm with you because the one doesn't make sense to me.
No.
I could care less when you're trying to be flippant about not giving it ish. Does not make sense.
Yeah, because I could care less means I could care more or less.
Yes.
Right. We got in an
I
argument about this
couldn't
years
care
ago.
less is what it
I
should be.
couldn't care less is the correct way to be I don't give a crap.
If somebody says they did a 360 when they change,
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. You're
it
back
doesn't
where
make
you
any
are.
sense. It'd be 180, you moron.
Yeah.
I just
That's a
shared
good
Did a
a bit.
360.
360, dude.
Cool.
I
Well,
just
you turn right back, you turned around,
You're
and
the
then you're
same
back to
guy.
where we started.
I just shared a vid with a guy that really thought he killed it. I can't remember. They're asking him about guns or something, and he goes, "Gotta have them. Can't fight fire with water." He
What?
takes a big sip of his drink.
Like, got
and the
him.
guy goes, "What? Did you just say you can't fight? You gotta fight fire with fire. Can't fight fire with water." And he goes, "We literally fight fire with water." The guy goes, "Yeah." and then just walks off slow.
When people refer to lions as kings of the jungle, lions don't live in jungles.
Yeah, they're in big fields.
Yeah, like the Serengeti. Yeah. When somebody says money can't buy happiness, yes, it can. Happy as a clam, don't get that one.
Yeah,
They're
clams are
very
really
happy.
upset.
Yeah, when's the last time that they've been surveyed? How are they?
Yeah.
How are they doing?
Okay.
also feel
How about this
clammy.
one? I always thought this was kind of weird when somebody says, "Hey, man, don't sweat the small stuff," and then 2 seconds later go, "It's the little things that count."
Right.
You can't have both.
You can't have both. Come on.
Happy as a clam comes from happy as a clam at high tide. It's been shortened over time, meaning at high tide, clams are protected from being harvested by humans.
Oh, dude, the worst
More you
one.
know.
The worst one on the
Hit it.
on that line is the worst one that's related to that is blood is thicker than water.
Oh, man.
I love that
My
one.
grandmother said that to my stepfather when she met him.
Dude, I had somebody say that to me, and I couldn't believe. First of all, they were wrong, and the context was just insulting.
Oh,
and
it's so bad.
And I just wanted to go, don't you know what that means? It doesn't mean what you think it means. So, do your research.
Well, what do people
Was it
think it
religious?
means?
No, so blood is thicker than water. People say, like, oh, that means, like, oh, your family is more important than,
Right.
than others.
It's the opposite.
Literally the opposite. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb is what it means. So that means, like, it's a war. It's like a war thing. If you're in the trenches, it's the blood of the covenant, blood that has been shed between two people or possibly that is on the line for another person, is thicker than just this automatic water of the womb.
It's basically saying
Neat.
your chosen family is more important than your actual family.
Yeah, it means you know.
My-
It means don't.
He's
you can't-
right.
You can't just sit there and get abused by the people in your family just because they're your family, and take that over the truth or over an actual covenant made with somebody.
Well, I am happy as a clam.
Well,
At high tide.
In hindsight,
At high tide. All right, look, we got to take a break. We're all going to drink some camel milk, and we'll talk to Chris Kerber. 8:31.
neat.
get it right.
8:31. Wednesday traffic and weather moon coming at you.
Oh, traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. We got 2 lanes blocked now and a right-hand shoulder block due to a crash 64 westbound at New Ballas Road. This delays are starting to increase there. Your point forecast mostly sunny. High of 54 right now. It is 40 at the Point Studio. What are you doing over there?
He's headbutting the microphone. Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Rafe Williams, from the Rizzuto Show that you're listening to live in your car right now. And I want to talk to you about Universal Windows Direct. It's 2025. It's the end of January. You've been freezing your little buns off like me at home because you put off getting new windows. Well, don't wait. Now is the perfect time to prevent that from happening again and get ahead of the heat of the summer. So kill the winter chill and get your house ready to rock for the rest of the year with Universal Windows Direct. In a warmer, cozier home and incredible savings. Universal Windows Direct is offering an amazing deal right now. You buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. I don't care how many you buy. You can buy 10,000 windows, you get 10,000 free. There's no limit. I don't know how big your house is or what you would do with all those windows, but if that's your bag, go do it. There's no limit. And 36 months of no interest financing, which means you don't pay a dime of interest. You'll have them all paid off. It's money in your pocket, money saved on your bills, no interest paid. Listen, you don't need a mortgage broker to explain this to you. This is a good deal. Plus, if you got a quote from another company, bring it in, UWD guarantees they'll beat it. That's their commitment to giving you the best quality and value for your home. So don't wait. And guess what? You also get a true lifetime warranty. If anything goes wrong, you got coverage for as long as you own your home, plus 20 additional years to the next homeowner. So don't wait for the winter weather to do more damage to your house or your wallet or your peace of mind. Call Universal Windows Direct today at 314-334-2522 to schedule your own free in-home estimate, or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you will be saying, I love my windows.
Hi, I'm Rizz from the radio, and I've been playing guitar for about 10 months now. And that means I'm ready to teach you how to play guitar too. Are you ready to learn some fine licks? Well, I want you to take classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music. In no time, I can get you playing like this. When you sign up for classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music, I will teach at least 1 class a week, 15 minutes only, and you'll get this commemorative tote bag. Achieve all your dreams. Learn how to play guitar. Yes, fine licks like this. Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, Kurt Cobain, Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Denver did not take classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music. And look how they turned out. After taking classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music, those panties will be melting off. And you'll be shredding your way to this commemorative tote bag. Classes are forming soon.
Well, here we are backstage at Pointfest with Greek Fire.
Hey!
Gentlemen.
Hi, Donnie.
So guys, how'd it go today?
Well, you know, it went excellently.
Yeah, man.
You know why? Because, so we had, just to fill anybody in, we had a bunch of technical difficulties, and it really wasn't anyone's fault, but a whole bunch of stuff was going wrong. But I tell you what, man, the St. Louis crews worked so hard. Everybody is friendly here. Thank goodness for Midwestern hospitality, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody did such a great job fixing it. We got it on. And honestly, it was a blessing in disguise because it gave a few more minutes for these seats to fill up. And boy, St. Louis was ready, man. Like it was such a good crowd. And opening the main stage can be very difficult.
Yeah, man, that's tough. That's a gig that some people don't necessarily want.
Yeah, me neither. And but you know, I do my part.
Yeah.
And we were like excited for the challenge because opening the main stage, you know, a lot of people, even when they're like ready for a show, you got to pace yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
5 o'clock's a little early to be, you know, going wild.
Yeah.
But dude, I thought they brought it, honestly. And it was a blessing in disguise that there was a little trouble. We started a little late, cut one song, that was it, and had an excellent time. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, it felt great to me once we got going.
But as you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, but being in bands and going through the, you know, the come up, as it were, you have to kind of learn how to deal with freaking crazy crap going on probably fairly often, right?
Keep your head on the swivel. So,
which would be a tough thing to do
wrong.
because I'd get pissy and want to walk out the door. Just for me personally, that's how it would go down.
I think you handle it the best.
Yeah, best thing to do that I've learned is just step back and focus on playing, keeping everything together in your own head, and then you can get to that point eventually where you get a little looser, but sometimes it can be pretty tough to center yourself when you're on a weird stage with no sound and whatever happens.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This ain't our first barbecue. This ain't our first rodeo, and we've had many of mishaps happen and that kind of stuff. And honestly, for a band like ours, for the most part, that kind of becomes some of the fun of it. It kind of takes out some of the monotony, especially if you're on tour. it gets a little Groundhog Day if the crowds are sort of similar. Obviously, hometown here, we want to do our absolute best and give it our all and go home with broken bones and you know what I mean? But yeah, you got to learn to roll with the punches. If you don't, if a band doesn't roll with the punches, you know that they probably don't deserve to be where they are because they got there a little too fast.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
absolutely so. Musically, what's going on with you guys? What's down the pipeline is what I would like to know.
New 2SG's coming up.
Say it again.
We got some new 2SG coming.
I have
pushing
heard
the
that
2SG.
rumor.
So you've decided to buy your first house. Good for you. Good for you. Buy a home, build some equity, stop renting. So what are you going to do? You're going to call a realtor first? No, you're going to call Kevin Putney first. Now, Kevin is going to work out the home loan that fits your needs. Everybody's different. Everybody's home loan needs are going to be different. It's like a fingerprint. Everybody's got a different situation going on. Kevin will craft a mortgage tailored to your goals, to your needs. And maybe now's not the right time to jump in. You see, when you call Kevin, he'll monitor rates for you. He's gonna track rate changes to get you in at the exact right time. Or maybe you're looking to refinance, lower your monthly mortgage payments, or maybe shorten your loan term. Maybe you want to do a renovation on the house, access your home's equity for renovations or major expenses. Or, again, that new home purchase, secure your dream home with more affordable financing. Kevin Putney, 314-862-0123, 314-862-0123. Online at 123mortgage.com. Kevin Putney, equalizing opportunity, all loan subject to underwriting approval. Restrictions do apply. Call for details. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, 123mortgage.com, 314-862-0123.
Well, big things happening in the 21 Pilots camp. And you know what? If you are going to talk about 21 Pilots, there are legitimately no better two people in which that you could call to talk about said band than our guys. Gentlemen, it's wonderful to see you again. Hello, and it's been a while. Hello from St. Louis.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it has
We're
been
excited.
Man, it's really great to see you guys again. And the first thing that we want to talk about.
Rizz, always try the Rizzuto.
Doesn't make any sense. Let's talk to Chris Gerber. And our weekly chat with Chris Kerber, sponsored by Blue Note Roofing. Chris Kerber, good morning, buddy.
Morning, everybody.
How are you?
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
All good. How are you guys?
When you off to Colorado?
We leave tomorrow.
I'll leave tomorrow. Now, I know anytime the Blues head out to Colorado, they like to get there like a day or two early just to get acclimated to the weather. I'm sorry, not to the weather, to the altitude. Is that true?
No, well, we actually, teams always get in the day before games, more so because if you're late for the game the next day, you get a massive fine. So there's been some research done. When we used to, when Joe Quenneville was the head coach of the Blues, we used to go out west and we'd always go an extra day early.
Yeah.
I don't think that they have found scientifically that anything really matters when it comes to that. So, no, pretty much you go out there. What they don't want to do is hang out there for any length of time beyond the game. So they try to avoid that as much.
Well, because with the you guys playing Colorado on Friday, I talked to Jamie Rivers about this actually, and he says, when they used to go out to Colorado to play, the Mile High thing, he goes, man, you get a couple shifts into a game and it seems like you're breathing through a straw because you're not used to being at that altitude.
Yeah, guys will actually tell you one of the worst things to happen in the game is if you get caught out for a long shift at the beginning of the game, because you do notice the altitude at that point and stuff. So you got to keep the shift short. Colorado is good anyway. I mean, that's just going to be a good hard team to play against as it is. But yeah, the altitude thing is actually a pretty real thing. But I don't think going out a day early. I don't think that's mattered or that helps, or even like an extra day early. I think if you're out there 4 or 5 days, that might be a difference maker. But going out just one isn't. So now, sometimes actually we tried the team has actually done this. They've actually tried going out there with as short a time as possible to rest before they actually play the game.
Have you ever had altitude sickness?
I have never had altitude sickness, though.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get it in Denver, but if you go a little farther in too fast, boy, it hurts.
Yeah, really? I've never been to Colorado.
Pure pain. Oh man, you are missing out, Colorado.
Am I? What am I missing?
Dude?
got great goat milk.
One of the most beautiful
You
places
are missing
on
out.
the planet.
It really is.
Oh, you're missing an amazing smell of pot when you walk downtown.
I could do that anywhere.
That's Illinois.
That's Denver now, but
That's New York City now, too. You walk down the street in New York City is very odoriferous. Big change.
You know what,
from
though?
when I lived
But actually, in all fairness, all joking, I love downtown Denver. I mean, the cities that actually have people living downtown where you can walk around safely and enjoy it, like it really is something. But with the view of the mountains on the backside, now for me personally, I've never been into the mountains to any of the ski towns, but I do enjoy the city of Denver. For the most part, it's clean, it's safe, it's got a lot going for it, and for the most part, the air is clear.
I would like to go see Aspen. I've heard great things about Aspen. Maybe that's my trip out
Aspen is special. They're all special.
Yeah, Fort
all
Collins is cool.
All those little towns. Even you get start.
Guys, have you ever been out to Banff?
No, I haven't been to Banff yet.
No.
That's on the list. That's on the short list.
That is seriously heaven on earth. Like those were the Rocky Mountains. I mean, it's still part of the Rockies, but those are the Rocky Mountains that are bigger than the ones in Colorado, and those are the ones where they went out there to film the Busch beer commercials.
Right, yeah.
Like the mountains that you see, like that place, Banff, Alberta, is one of the most amazing places I have ever been.
Now, Moon and I had a day off in Revelstoke, which is the other side of that mountain where Banff is at.
Oh, I bet you it's amazing.
British
Gorgeous.
Columbia. Yeah, that was
You're missing out.
stunning.
Chris, interesting practice yesterday with the Blues. It looks like Jim Montgomery was punishing the team. Now, Rafe, when you played football, what were the worst things your coach made you do?
Up downs or
Up
run
downs.
the hill.
Well, and Chris, you could speak to this. Yesterday, he had the Blues acting almost like a youth hockey team with the drills they were running.
It is kind of funny when pro teams do this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you're absolutely right. Sometimes when the coach needs to get their attention, it's amazing how it's still okay. Time for erasers. Time for time for line sprints, and that's really what they did.
I was watching video of them doing line sprints for almost an hour, and these are adults in the NHL.
Yeah, Jim Montgomery pretty much said, okay, if you're not going to come ready to work on a game day, we're going to make sure you're ready to work on an off day. And you know what? The crazy thing is it's just as motivating sometimes for pro athletes as it is for 8-year-olds. It does get their attention. And, they made some other moves here. So a couple days ago, they traded Scott Perunovich to the New York Islanders.
For a fifth round pick, which
a conditional fifth-round pick.
A conditional fifth-round pick.
What's that mean?
Yeah, here's what that means. So, and you'll see this a lot. So the trade deadline's coming up on March 7th. You may see some trades coming before this Four Nations Cup in case some people don't want some players getting hurt during that. But anyway, a conditional pick is what it basically says. It puts conditions on the pick. So what you'll see is a lot of teams do nowadays is if you see a conditional first-round draft pick, that typically means that if the team trading the pick ends up with a top 10 pick, they get to keep their pick that year and you get the first-round pick next year. There's conditions to the pick. In this case, the conditions of the fifth-round pick is Scott Perunovich. For the Blues to get the fifth-round pick, Scott Perunovich has to play 20 games for the New York Islanders from now to the end of the season. If he doesn't, well, they just get Scott Perunovich for free, basically.
He just never fit in, right, with the Blues. He just never found his place.
Yeah, the challenge for him, he won a couple national championships in college at Minnesota Duluth, won the Hobie Baker Award, which, for those that don't know it, that's the Heisman Trophy of college hockey. Mm-hmm. And his career started out with a lot of injuries. He'd get a call up, he'd get hurt. He was in the minors, he'd get hurt. And he just never got traction. So, but the fact that Tyler Tucker's really solidified that number 6 defensive spot, they've got Matt Kessel down in Springfield still ready to play. But there just wasn't going to be a lot of playing time for him. So it's a move that's fair for Scott and good for the team because it frees up cap space.
Right.
But the other big move that they did yesterday was put Brandon Saad on waivers. Now, we're going to find out We'll find out about 11 o'clock this morning whether or not he was claimed. If Brandon Saad was not claimed, now waivers means that they basically make him available to every team in the league.
And he's got a no-trade clause, right?
He does. He was willing to waive that, according to reports yesterday. The Blues apparently tried to find trade partners, couldn't find one
For weeks now, right? And that's what I read. For weeks now, they were trying to move him, but there were no takers.
Yeah, I'd say probably over a couple of weeks. You got a guy that has been a perennial 20-goal scorer. The production has just fallen right off. He's only got goals in 3 games this year. He's been in and out of the lineup lately, right? And somebody would have to, if you're going to trade for him, or if you claim him off of waivers, you got to pick up his salary for the rest of this year, plus, his $4.5 million cap hit for next year as well. That makes it difficult to move. Now, is somebody willing to claim him for free rather than trade an asset for him? We're about to find out. If not, he'll go down in Springfield and continue trying to regain his game down there.
Right. Yeah, he scored 26 goals last year. Just hasn't been able to get it going this year. And you imagine a veteran like that being moved down to Springfield is just wild to think about.
It's one of the reasons that the Blues are in the. It's one of the reasons that the Blues are in the place that they're in right now. And there's some other obvious ones. Okay, the special teams haven't been good. The power play hasn't been impactful with goals at the right time. The penalty killing has just been bad all season long. But on top of that, as Doug Armstrong said, that you haven't even seen the top 2 lines, enough players in the top 6 of the lineup pull the rope in the same direction in the same game enough to get consistency where the bottom 6 can impact with their roles. Things along those kind of lines. But if you look at it individually, you're looking at, and it's not even just the top 6. It's Brandon Saad. Goals in 3 games, all season long. Alexei Toropchenko had 14 goals last year, 10 the year before. Only has 1. Justin Falk's getting some more points from an assist standpoint in his goal production, down from a defensive standpoint from where he can normally be. And I'm not picking on those 3. I'm using those 3 as examples of there's others. Oscar Sundqvist. The offense is down, still trying to recover, and I still think coming back, from that knee injury. And then they haven't been able to find someone consistently, in that top 6 role, playing with Robert Thomas. So there's a lot of issues, and unfortunately, Brandon Saad ends up being the one that they decide to make a move with to see if they can spark some kind of change.
Well, we need to get it together because it's getting late in the season already, and let's get it going. And maybe those line-to-line sprints will I don't know, trigger something. I don't know.
I think you got to put together a Rizz Show pump-up, a Rizz Show locker room speech.
Dude, King Scott would be perfect for that.
Say less, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I'll show them the amount they scored the night we were there.
Yeah, they did good that night. They did good that night. Chris, we were talking about this earlier. Do you think camel milk is the next big dairy alternative? And are you down with camel milk?
No.
Chris Kerber does not support change.
It's salty milk.
Would
Curbs.
you drink camel milk if
Straight from the camel's teeth?
No.
Oh.
If somebody gave you a nice tall glass of camel milk and said this is good for you, would you drink it?
They said if you chug this, the Blues will go to the Stanley Cup. But it's warm.
Okay, I'll chug it. Yeah, that's right. I'll chug it. I can take one for the team that way.
Nice.
Well, listen, my initial reaction is no, but then again, I'm pretty sure that other people have drank it and lived, so I guess it'll work.
Yeah, no, you'll live. It just,
What kind of milk do you actually drink at home, Curbs?
Cow milk.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
It's the true American.
My man.
He said that with disdain in his voice.
You turn into a cowboy when you just said that?
Yeah. Curbs drinks whole milk.
Yeah, he does.
No, I've always said, actually, I don't drink a ton of milk anymore, but I do. But every now and then, it's like a good dessert. Though I do love it. My daughter drinks milk. Like we should just put a cow in the refrigerator for her, the way she drinks milk. But I've had some of the almond milk in there before. I'll use that if I'm making a protein shake or something like that. But eventually, that milk's got to be milk. I don't know. Hell, camels are big. They can walk in the desert. Why not? I guess maybe if it helps me get through the heat a little bit more, I could.
They said it's described. It's creamier with a little bit of salt in it. Ugh.
That sounds good to me. But
I don't know.
it makes you
just-
more resilient, and occasionally you
Ugh.
want to spit in people's face. I mean,
Ugh.
it sounds like a pretty cool thing.
It turns me off. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. Get it away
Is
from
it
me.
okay? But who drink? Is it healthy?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
saying
apparently,
it's
and it's really good for the brain. Apparently, like people that are like neurodivergent and like have some different things going on,
less
like it helps.
allergenic, better, with enzymes and healthier digestion. I don't know. Give me the diet. Give
Okay,
me whole milk and
but here-
diarrhea. I'm good with that.
Listen, I have a whole question though when it comes to this. All right, okay, like I get it. Okay, goat milk. Okay, goats have been being milked for a long time. Obviously, not here in St. Louis, Missouri, or other parts of the United States because camels are not indigenous to that. Okay, but somewhere people have probably been drinking camel milk, maybe for quite a while. Why in the hell in 2025? Did we not know that it's got its health benefits for you?
They're trying to push this now. There's a research, book out about the benefits of it. I don't know. I don't want it. I don't like it. Keep it out of my stores.
What?
Look, at this point in time in my life, I don't need camel milk.
I'm taking a hard stance on this. Curse.
I've never even seen an udder on a camel.
Oh, they're there. You just got to look.
Oh,
We've all seen it on camel.
I haven't got close enough to figure that out.
We're going to take a trip out to Grant's Farm, you and I, Chris, and we're going to go look at the camel.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
I'll drive the
Going to
tram.
go look at the camel udders. All right, Chris, don't forget about the Curbside podcast after every Blues game. And then, of course, the Blues and Avalanche are playing on Friday night. It's an 8 o'clock start. What else we got going on, Chris?
Well, at this point, I don't know. At this point, I'm sitting here just wondering what other kind of weird milk we should be drinking.
Let's just stick with the cow milk. I think we'll be
Okay, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you guys right now. One of these days, we're going to get you Joe Vitale on, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to ask him the story, okay, about some teammates drinking another teammate's breast milk when they were in the minor leagues.
Oh.
No, another teammate's wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me make sure I get that right.
Clarify that.
Let me make sure. But no, I'm serious. He has a great story. I guess I don't remember if it was Robert Bortuzzo or somebody was pregnant. Somebody said, "Hey, I'll try it," and he said, "You should have seen the way players were zipping around the ice that morning."
Oh, really?
I mean, that's what the Blues need.
Yeah, somebody's breast milk.
Yeah, this is when he was with Pittsburgh. But anyway, we'll have to tell that story for you.
Are there any nursing mothers out there willing to donate breast milk to the St. Louis Blues?
Oh.
This is maybe what we
There
need.
we go.
This
You
is
get him
what
in
we
the
need.
cup.
Bring it to Hubbard Studios.
This is why these ideation sessions are good.
Care of King
We come up
Scott.
with something.
Chris, we love you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good trip out
All
to
right, guys,
Colorado.
have an awesome week. See ya.
There he is, the great Chris Kerber. Gross. All right, we got time for some emails. Moon, Rizzuto1057thepoint.com, or you could always send your instant feedback to the 1057 The Point mobile app.
All right, let's start with this one. Good entertainment reviews or entertainment emails. Good vibes, y'all. Love the show. 3 out of 5 stars. Long-time listener, first-time emailing. Might be a question for Rafe. My wife and I just got free tickets to a Helium Comedy Club that expire May 2nd, 2025. What comedian should we see? Do you have anybody that you would recommend? Thank
Did they
you
give
all.
a list of who's there?
Thanks for a great morning show, Kyle. I can bring up a list for you. I believe we
They
have.
didn't even provide a list. They're making us look it up.
I believe we have.
That's easy enough. There's a calendar to go to.
Yeah, but they could have at least
We
They
have-
don't know what,
listed
what's
some.
good.
They could have listed all of them.
We have 1 or 2 of the guests or of the performers coming in as guests
coming
on the
in?
show. We have Dustin Nickerson coming in on Valentine's
Dustin
Day
Nickerson?
onto the
I
show.
do. Dustin is very funny.
Okay, so he'll be here on Valentine's
So he's
Day.
doing a Valentine's
for
weekend
the big Valentine's Day
there.
show.
There's Cam Patterson.
Cam is funny. He's a
he's coming in.
guy.
Now, I don't know if he's coming in.
Oh,
Nasser Al Rais,
not familiar.
Is that the Shawarma King?
the Shawarma King.
Okay.
That's right. Damon Darling, Tip Harris, Benny Feldman.
That's T.I. Do not go to that show.
Okay.
Who is it? T.I. the rapper?
Yeah.
I think that's who Tip Harris is. Yeah,
That
right.
is exactly right.
T.I. the rapper? is
T.I. the rapper is coming in, but they're calling him Tip Harris.
Oh, we got to get him in here.
For real?
Why not?
Well, Rafe isn't a fan.
Go see T.I., I guess. Man. I've heard he's very, very funny.
What are you saying?
Nothing. I'm saying he's very funny.
All right, so what, out of those you listed, who should he go see?
How long are these good for? Till May?
May 2nd.
Till May, yeah. Chris Munch. Travis.
A quick
Hulp.
Okay, that's enough. Give him one.
I would go see Dustin Nickerson or Jordan Jensen. I just looked at the. Those are both very funny.
Dude, you got 2 tickets for you and your wife. Do a Valentine's Day thing with Dustin.
That's probably a good idea.
There we go.
Perfect.
Great idea.
And tell him you heard him on the Rizz show, so it makes us look better.
Perfect.
Which you did, to be honest.
Next.
Okay. The next one is, hi. You guys were talking about the national anthem a few weeks ago and brought up Fergie's version. Did you know that there was a book made about this? Do yourself a favor and look up Rob Anderson's The Ferg-American National Anthem, A Civics Story. You will not be disappointed. The book is also available on Amazon. Have a terrific day. First of all,
the Fergie National Anthem?
Yeah, how did you know about this? And secondly, who the heck is going to see this on a bookshelf and go, yeah, I want to read about this?
Right.
And we all know the Fergie National Anthem, right? This is from the 2018 NBA All-Star Game.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet?
That's my favorite part. So somebody wrote a book about just the performance.
Weird. Yeah, apparently.
And what's the point of the book?
I don't know, man. It just says the Ferg-American National Anthem, A Civic Story. But this reviewer says we will not be disappointed.
Okay.
No, won't be disappointed.
She after that performance, she kind of dropped off the face of the earth. She's not in the Black Eyed Peas anymore.
I will say again, it's weird. It's bizarre. It's way off center, but it ain't bad.
No, she hit the notes.
It's bad.
Whatever she was trying to do, she did really well.
Well, what was that thing?
I don't know.
Well,
I can't explain it. I'm just telling. I can't explain why it flies, but it flies.
Was she standing on ice, like a hockey rink, maybe, or something?
No, it's basketball.
It sounded like a Looney Tunes character losing her balance.
Remember the famous picture of her? She peed her pants on stage.
No.
Look that up. Anyway, next.
I know you guys talk about movies a lot. Just wanted to show or to see if any of you guys had heard or seen the movie The Ghost in the Darkness. If not, I think all of you, especially Rizz and Moon, would enjoy this. Sent from my 1985 car phone.
The Ghost?
The Ghost and the Darkness. Anybody look this up? Anybody heard of this ever?
The Ghost and the
Ghost in the Darkness is that's the Val Kilmer, Michael Douglas Lion movie.
Yes.
Oh, 1996's.
I thought that was called...
Oh, no, there it is.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah.
1996.
About the 2 lions in the whatever game reserve was killing a bunch of bridge workers.
Sir Robert Beaumont, played by Tom Wilkinson, is behind schedule on a railroad in Africa.
I saw
Listing noted engineer John Henry Patterson, played by Val Kilmer, to right the ship. Beaumont expects results. Everything seems great until the crew discovers the mutilated corpse of the project's foreman. Seemingly killed by a lion. After several more attacks, Patterson calls in famed hunter Charles Remington.
This is based
Michael
on
Douglas.
This is based on a book or something from a guy that was trying to tell a
Garfield,
true story, right?
51% on the tomato meter.
There was another movie just like this that was over there. That was a bigger. Oh heck, man! It was like in the 90s, and it was like kind of a thriller, scary thing that was happening out in an African jungle. Do you remember that one?
So he's supposed to go out and hunt the lion that's killing the people that are making the railroad.
Something like that.
It's based on a book.
Okay, well, The Ghost and the Lion.
The Ghost and the Darkness.
And the Darkness. Okay, I'll never see it. Next.
Rizz, Team Rizz 301 here. The wife and I live in an RV full time, and it's incredible. We base ourselves out of Tampa, Florida, and travel around during the summer. Downsizing and getting rid of all the junk you accumulated over the years is so liberating.
Yeah, but they have a house there.
Having the freedom to just pick up and go anywhere you want is so amazing.
Yeah, but they have a house.
Just wanted to share Getch. No, I don't think so.
They live in an RV?
I think they got rid of everything. You remember Getch? He moved away years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah, I do. but they sold that. You have an RV?
They are living full time in an RV, and it is incredible. Because remember, you were talking about van life, and Scott and I think, were all about it. And Lern was like, "I'm buying a van now." I was like, we are all prepping.
I'm still
to
keeping my
live
house,
in a
though.
van down by the mountains.
Yeah, I understand having an RV and using that. RV is recreational vehicle.
No. He said he lives in an
Retirement
RV full
vehicle.
time, and it's
Residential
incredible.
vehicle.
It's a RV is recreational vehicle.
They
right?
base themselves out of Tampa and travel around during the summer. Gosh dang, living the dream, Gatch. Go get it.
Yeah, that's
Get
right.
it.
How does that work with taxes? You
You have to have an address.
You have to have an address, but I mean, like,
Yeah, but you can have an address. You can buy like a little. It's literally
P.O.
like
box?
No, I don't know about that for taxes, but like they're like campground spots. You basically literally buy like a concrete slab.
How do you make money?
And it has an address. Well, I mean,
Work from home.
there's a billion ways to make money now. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people working remotely, and they just move around in an
I guess
RV.
so, yeah.
Scott knows a guy who lives in an Airstream.
Yeah, he's based out of St. Louis here, but for almost half the year he's up in Minnesota
You have to
fishing
be
when he's not
psycho.
working.
Honestly, you got to have something. You got to have a screw loose.
I mean, or you're
No,
just
he's-
Bro, you're
vagabonds.
living life.
Like, you just
Screw
want to
this rat-
go.
Yeah, screw this
He
rat
hustled.
race
Screw the
crap.
rat race, man.
He had a lot of debt, and he hustled, got all that debt gone, bought a home, and then he also got the RV. So he has this beautiful house here, but now he has the RV that he just goes and
Airstreams.
But he's
smokes
got a
his
home
cigar,
base.
fishes.
I know it sounds scary, but they're living happier lives than we are.
Well,
I bet
Are
you they
they?
are. Are you
What do you
serious?
do when you're in a fight? You live in an RV.
yeah.
When's the last time
Now
you've been
we're
in a
fighting.
fight?
Well, no. I mean, like, you're in an argument with your partner, and you need to. I guess I'm going to go into this little closet of a bathroom and be
Right.
mad at you in
Well,
here
there's
for a couple
truck
of hours.
stops. You just leave them there for a while. You come back a couple days later.
I'm going to slam the curtain that separates the front seat of the van from the back living area.
My wife.
I
and
don't want to
could
hear
do
it
that.
anymore. I
We
can
could
still
do
hear
that.
you breathing.
We don't fight. We could do it. We could
You
totally
don't
do
fight
it.
because you don't live in a
You
van.
don't live in an RV.
I lived in a bus with a bunch of men. If
Yeah,
I
I'm sure
can,
it was. I'm sure it was
And you fought with those men, so I mean,
rainbows and roses.
I didn't actually.
Rainbows and roses all the time.
I don't know. I think I'd get a little passive aggressive if I
Yeah.
had to live in an RV.
You guys were all.
I don't know.
I let it go
RV.
yesterday when we were having the live in a van conversation. Everybody's like, I can do it. And only Rizz said he was. Like, it sounds good in theory, but to only have. I love that no one. The highway calls to no one is. It calls to me. I love being on the road. I'm at home on the road. But I also like. I
I'm
also
at
know
home.
that I have a home to go to. If I just had no home.
I'm at home when I'm at home.
And my home was the car I'm driving around. I bet that would get old after a year or two. It might be cool, like for the first year, like I'm doing it, man.
It's camping all the time.
It's you by yourself is probably the
I'll
most
say this,
effective way.
whenever-
We're not
Does it?
talking
She
about-
got out of the Marines.
When I
I'm
worked
talking
on the
about living
road-
in a Civic like Chiefsaholic, Mom. We're living on a.
know.
When I was on the road, there was that one year where I basically had maybe 3 weeks off total, and I was gone the whole time. And out of those 3 weeks, I think 2 different weeks. One time I went to Seattle on
Yeah.
vacation. The other one was New York.
Young.
You're
I
by
didn't come
yourself,
home.
though,
I didn't
pal.
come
You were
home.
young. I don't want to shower at a Flying J.
I want to
Exactly.
stay
Oh,
young.
I don't either.
There's going to be a cold day at a KOA campground when you're emptying your crapper and it sprays liquid doo-doo all over you. And you're like,
You're
I
out of
kind of wish I
water.
had a house where I just
Well,
pooped and it
plumbing.
went away.
It's no different than
wasn't
your
my
toilet
problem.
breaking, and you got to deal with. I mean, you got to deal with problems wherever you're living.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
It is different.
Yeah, the trade-off is the freaking freedom, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Hey, I for one am all about freedom.
We'll see you, Moon.
I
that
don't know
house.
about you guys.
Let that
I'll
eagle
buy your
fly,
house.
baby.
I love being free.
You and the wife get a Winnebago, pile all them kids in it, and then I'll sell your house back for 5 times what I paid for it.
Oh, the day will come.
I think about it, and you have to be solo. Like, Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights book, where he talks about he got the van where he had his little pee hole and he drilled it in the floor so he didn't have to stop anywhere. Like, that's what I think about. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, like Tim and I, yeah, we could get an RV and maybe go out for like a month.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think with the cats and the Tim, and then he's dealing with me,
The
and
Tim.
Right.
I mean, I
need to
would
go
be.
home.
I gotta go home. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, I would
I need to go
my
back
space.
Where my house doesn't have wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
And there's a
agree that
tornado.
this is not for most people.
And it's
But
not
I've-
for most
But
people.
I've done
it's
it.
not for sane people.
And it was my, formative adult
Yeah.
years, and I know how to do it.
You gotta
I
be
agree,
an
but I think
an
that
insane
I
person
think there's a
for that to be
window
alive.
for it. My friend got out of the Marines. She was single. She tricked out a van, and she went on like her little soul searching cross country. She was vlogging it. She was making money on the vlogs. Like, doing all these cool adventures she wanted to go on. But I'm like, you pile like, and I think she might have had her dog with her, but
It's camping all the time.
it is, and you gotta. And even she said,
And
she's
I want,
like, you
I
get
want
a
a
little,
shower in a nice shower. I want to crap in a little thing, and I got to
A
take
bag.
the black water out.
Yeah.
The bag.
You don't want your 40-year-old bones sleeping on an air mattress
No.
in the back of a.
Hey, air mattress. Listen, I've
Okay.
done it. This RV is going to be tight. When's the last time you've been in a good RV? Because they are sweet.
They are nice.
They're nice. All right, next.
All right. Got to bring my passion down a little bit. Hey, guys, long-time listener, first-time emailer. My wife and I had a conversation, and without getting into it too much, the phrase decent turds came up in a sentence. And as soon as I heard it, I thought, yeah, that's a good band name. It seems like you guys haven't added any new band names to the ever-growing list for a while now. Is that still going? Rafe, you're hilarious. Love you, Lern. Happy birthday, Rizz. Your show should be #1 for best radio show in the nation. All hail to King Scott and Moon. You got married to somebody on the same day as I got married, so we're family.
Is that from Mallory?
So decent turds as a band name.
Decent turds.
Decent turds.
Nobody's going to take your band seriously.
You don't think so?
No.
There are a lot of. I mean, think about
Tell
some
that
of
to
the.
the butthole surfers.
Think of and think about
That's
some of
the
the
anomaly.
concerts that we just announced.
I mean, post-sex nachos, yes.
Oh man, I really want some nachos.
But
Yeah.
decent turds? I don't know, man.
What is a decent turd? Are we talking like compact and perfect and
Good shape, good density.
flushable and
Out quick, not leaving
no bellyache,
not leaving too much damage for you to clean up after.
no burn marks or what are they called?
Skid
Burnout
marks?
skid marks.
You like the name Decent Turd
Yeah,
as a band?
sure.
What kind of music?
Better than gross turd.
Decent turd. I think they probably play like some hillbilly stomp.
Sludge metal.
Sludge
Yeah,
metal,
sludge
yeah,
metal.
sludge
Yeah.
metal. All right. One more, Moon.
All righty. When was the last time you skated? It's been over 20 years for me until tonight. My kids' school had an event, a great skate. Took me a minute. I got on rollerblades, but I eventually hit my stride. Problem is, when there's 100 kids and you don't pay attention to the surroundings, it may cause you to lose your balance and eat it hard. Falling flat on your back and your hip when you're pushing 40 is so way different than it was back in the day. When was the last
When was
time
the
you
last time
skated?
I ice skated was last year.
Did you eat it?
No.
Nice.
No, I did not.
I go to the
I
roller
held
rink.
on to the wall a lot, though.
You did?
Yes. And I used to be a decent ice skater, a very good rollerblader. Very good, above average.
I'm imagining you with those like great tights that the women wear. with
I
the
was an
skates.
above average rollerblader.
What does that mean? How does
Another
it
good
determine
band
what
name.
the average blader
Open it
is?
up for the decent turds above average rollerbladers.
Oh man, that's a good
I'd be able
one.
to do some jumps, some tricks.
That's sweet.
Really? I did a bank commercial last year where I played like an executive doing cool things, trying to relate to the kids. And then I was in a suit, and we went to a skate park, and I actually, not on camera, thank God, I was like, I'm going to try to drop in for real.
Oh,
On like a little, it wasn't
Drop in on a
super high.
skateboard?
It was probably like a
no.
4-foot little half pipe.
Oh,
did not go well,
Oh,
huh?
I ate it so hard. I ate it so hard.
Can you imagine?
I didn't even have the balls to try to like stay perpendicular with the board anymore. Like I dropped in and I let the board drop in and I tried to stay completely.
Oh,
oh yeah,
And I
that's
was
crazy.
gone. Oh,
town.
no.
I
You
was
are
gone.
shaking
It
hands
was
with death.
gone. And I was like,
Imagine us
and there was a
going to
little kid there and he goes, "You hit really hard." And I was like, "All right, kid."
Imagine us going to a skate park right now and going, all right, guys, let me drop in. Get out of here.
I don't know what I was thinking. I could barely stay on the board. I got on the board and was just like, just going flat and was like, this is shaky business. I was in dress shoes.
Let me try out the half pipe.
Yeah, I
never
just got up
did.
there and I was like, Well, I watched this little kid do it like 4 times. And I was like, this little kid, you can do it. I could probably still do it. I was never a great skateboarder, but I could drop in and like, I couldn't do tricks, but I could like stay on the board. And it is not like riding a bike.
No.
I do not recommend it.
No, that's why I don't think I even want to try on rollerblades again.
Hey,
I go to the rollercade at least twice a year because the kids' birthdays. My best
Yeah.
friend's kids are like wanting to just be on wheels all the time, and so I go for their birthdays.
you go blades or you go skates?
I go skates. I got skates at home.
Yeah,
that I bring
nice.
in. And you know what? I really want to do some longboarding. Like that was something last summer. I was like, oh man, maybe I'll buy a longboard and like try it again because I used to skateboard not well, no tricks, but I love just gliding.
Same.
And I don't know if I would kill myself on that thing now. Probably yes, but
we
I
didn't
want
really
to
have
try
a
it
skate
again.
park.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like you just had to skate around.
Man, I got too confident on a skateboard because I was good at some of the tricks, Then I finally got to go on a half pipe, and it was about 3 attempts, and I'm like, I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. That hurts real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt when I fell. Roller skates are weird too because a couple years ago I threw some on. Or do you feel like 2 times a year is enough? Because I finally
go
got.
more.
I did get my footing, but I was a little shaky at first because I used to skate all the time. When I
I
was
want
a
to
kid.
go to adult skate. I haven't done that in a
And
long
I got
time.
on that. I got out on the skates and was like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. I think I do have my rollerblades at home somewhere.
Let's go. Oh, come on.
Here's the real.
It took me a minute to kind of get my footing underneath me.
Oh,
the
we are
real
going
trouble.
skating.
We need
You
to
just
go.
pick it up. You just go and you're good.
Yeah.
Well, whoa. You think you're good? We need to go with each other,
And
so
see.
we can honestly do it.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure
super
the
wobbly.
last couple times I've been on skates, I felt great. Ice skates, rollerblades, whatever. But I will say, last summer, when I went water skiing, granted it had been 20 or 30 years, when I tried water skiing, I felt like I was doing fine until I saw the video, and
Yeah.
I looked like an absolute
Yeah, we remember.
mess. Even
You were
my
in the
my
memoriam.
children would stop. You know what? Stop cheering for me and said, "Why does he look like that? Why do his legs look like
I
that?"
declare Rizz Olympics, we have an event at the roller rink.
Oh,
Do
no.
what?
The limbo.
Oh no!
Oh, God,
come
no.
on.
Not
Let's
cheating.
with
frickin'
my
go.
knees and lack of shins.
I can't do that.
How
My back-
can it be
or-
like
or
about
something
40
else.
foot high?
I'm not limboing.
I
Well, we
backflip
will
Get
every
outta here.
show for
Scott
20
Scott and I
years.
are
I
at a
can't
serious
do that.
disadvantage being a foot taller than the rest of you.
I'm not. We're not limboing. I'll skate.
Okay.
Can I update you guys on something?
Yes.
I added decent turd to the band name list.
All right, real quick band name list.
I found the old school Rizz show good band name list, and it starts with Tackling Jesus,
Yeah.
Nudist Potluck, Iced Turd. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
Nice
there
turd,
we go.
yes.
It's got a theme.
Dragon Jeans, Thick Jeans, Thin Rizzy, Slow Traffic Throughout the Area.
I do like the name Thick Jeans, which is
Why?
that is a cool band name.
Thick jeans.
Especially if those motorcycle twins were both Gene, they could have been awesome.
Thick Jeans turned into the blood in Jeff's trunk.
But okay, so Thick Jeans would be GENES.
Yeah, I have them both. I have them both written down. Evacuate the baby. Beard to men. Milky legs. Oh, milky legs. Silly fist. Lagoons of pigs. Violent fruit. The noodle. Blending cats. Oh,
Blending cats? No.
the avocado spread. Kid on a leash. Shower buddies. Parasailing bulge.
I like that one.
Why don't you like blending cats?
I don't know. I like it. I don't like thinking of cat smoothies.
Tase the children and people in a python.
People in a python.
People in a python.
That's
That's
cool.
a party band.
That's a cool band name.
We're people in a python. What's up, St. Louis?
Tase the children.
Tase the children.
Taste the children.
Tase.
Tase.
I was like,
T-A-Z-
Not taste, no.
Oh, my Lord.
Gosh.
Tase the
This is in
children.
Hollywood.
Yeah, I like it.
Tase the children.
People in a python. I don't even remember writing that one down.
Well,
is-
that was the story where somebody got eaten by a python. Actually, obviously.
I'm glad somebody made a band out of
They're
them.
cutting people in a python.
Turn a bad situation into something
No,
good.
these are
right.
these are names
is-
not taken.
This is Rizz show list. This
Oh, I
is
get it.
our list.
I'm just saying, I'm glad somebody thought of it for the person who got eaten by the python. Nice.
So if there's anybody out there looking for a band name, those are all available. Carl and the Wake Line Cutters.
My
Thick
band-
jeans, though.
My band Lane Narrows is because my drummer said that when he goes to restaurants, he tells them his name is Lane Narrows. And that's why the band is named as it is.
It's not because of the
road sign?
actual road sign.
No. And then our logo is I've let men take complete control over this
All right,
event.
so if you were to pick a band name, if you had your
I want to have a No Doubt cover band called Yeah Right. I've been wanting it for years. That's what I want. I mean,
what if just a regular band?
just a regular band. I don't know. I mean, that's why we went with Lane Narrows, because I'm like, I didn't have anything. And he really wanted it. I was like, whatever.
Thick jeans it is.
Thick jeans it
Thick
is.
jeans.
All right.
Thick
we
jeans.
gotta take a break. I forgot about thick jeans.
We never
People-
did find out what the blood in Jeff's trunk was, by the way.
No. What was red stuff in Jeff's trunk? That's a random message from somebody.
Well,
We
'cause
opened up Jeff's trunk once, and there was like red, all red stuff in there.
on a plastic bag,
And
like
he
a
was-
lot of it.
Like costumes? What do you mean red stuff?
No,
was
like
like
a
red
red
liquid.
fluid. It looked very incriminating.
Oh no.
We
Jeff,
told him, hey, you
What
should
is
probably clean
this?
that out, man. Like, just in case it's not us opening your trunk next time.
well, that's a good name, Karate Chopsticks.
That has to be taken.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do some sports. It is 9:18. It's Wednesday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. The highways are clear. Today, mostly sunny, high of 54. Right now, it's 44 at the Point Studio.
So let's start off with an easy one.
Okay.
You have this incredible career with Everclear.
Right.
Made all of these records. You've had, I would think, multiple opportunities to do like a solo record, but you're going to put out a solo record for seemingly the first time in your career.
For not seemingly the first time.
The first time in your career. Why now?
Well, I mean, you know as well as I do that Everclear has been my baby from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's my thing. So as far as doing a rock band situation, I never felt really a need to do a solo record. I tried to do one once, and it turned into an Everclear record. And I wanted this to be different. I wanted this to be just me playing every.
Well, we just got done talking about funny band names, and this is going to go somewhere. Last Friday, Moon and I, we went over to Victory Men's Health. We got the drip therapy. I mean, we could pretty much pick any of their vitamin drips as a great band name. They have Surgical Boost, the Myers Cocktail, Anti-Aging, Skinny Drip, Hangover Drip, Immunity, the Cleanse Detox, Victory Boost. I mean, all kinds of great vitamin drips. So if you're looking to get yourself recharged and you want to just feel amazing, it's time to go to Victory Men's Health and do the vitamin drip therapy. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I got such a charge out of it and felt incredible afterwards. I was really tired before I went in. Got that drip, and all of a sudden I had a ton of energy as if I just had like a bucket of coffee. So go to Victory Men's Health and check that out. But they offer so many great services for men. I mean, they have the hormone optimization. They have sexual health, weight loss, vitamin deficiency testing. They do all kinds of great stuff, and including they've teamed up with a cardiovasculist, and they are offering cardiovascular testing in their clinic down there. And their new location is Sunset Hills. So visit our good friends over Victory Men's Health. Get yourself tested. Find out what's going on inside yourself. They have 4 locations, O'Fallon, Illinois, O'Fallon, Mo. They have Town and Country, where we go, and Sunset Hills. Go to victorymenshealth.com.
Some all day, yeah. Cause when you get some, that's a tough day, yeah. Oh, yeah, even flow. Got a horse and a butterfly. Ooh, you don't know. So he marries a new guy.
It's a nerve-wracking day. What? You guys and Queens of the Stone Age, back-to-back interviews. I'm already a high-strung person. Whew. I can't wait to have a beer when this is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
You don't need to worry about us.
Well, yeah, but I do though, because see, here's where the rub is with me and bands that I really like. If it's a band that I'm about, I can power right through. Mm-hmm. But then when it's a band that I really dig, then there's a bit of that fanboy stuff that starts popping out, and that's what I'm trying to control. So here, I'm bringing it down. I'm going to do my best professional interview as I.
You're doing very well so far.
Together we can all do this.
We can all do this. So I had the fortune of seeing you guys on Saturday. I was in Austin at ACL. Oh. Now I want to talk about this. I got to talk about this. Right. Because I know you guys had troubles. I guess it was with pedals.
It was with cables and amps weren't turning on, basically, yeah.
But from where I was standing and watching from my vantage point, it was a flipping phenomenal show. Like, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Oh, thanks.
So when you are, a few days away from that, this kind of already answered my question with your facial expressions, but do you look back at that and go, whew, I can't wait for this weekend and us able to do it again? Or do you go back and go, you know what, this song was messed up, but we powered through for the rest?
I kind of When stuff goes wrong and breaks, I almost feel like I'm almost like, see, it can go wrong, and what we do is real. You know.
Sure.
We don't play to a backing track or a click, and you know, we just plug in and go, and when that breaks, it's proof that that we are taking some element, you know, some sort of a risk up there.
Yeah.
And also, I think as well, when stuff goes wrong, it forces you to go in a different direction, and you have to dig from somewhere else that you didn't think you were going to have to. So, I think in the case of ACL, like part of me was like incredibly frustrated because you know people would come to see us and shit was breaking. But on the other hand, the songs that we did manage to make stuff work for, you know, I felt like I had this kind of whole new energy to them. You know,
Absolutely.
it's exciting. It's like you want to see people on the cusp of losing their minds, which I certainly was at the time.
I saw a band once kick over a whole entire like amp bed, or amp rack thing, and it was one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. Like, that's the only time I've ever seen anything destroyed on stage. I got to say, I was kind of hoping for that with you guys too, just because.
He threw the amps over.
Oh, you did? Well, so then I didn't see that particular part of it then.
Yeah, I was pissed off.
Okay, well, see, I shouldn't make light of that. I apologize.
Well, no, it was in hindsight very funny.
Did you guys bowl in Kansas City last night?
Yes.
How'd you do?
Actually quite good. We were really drunk.
That helps your bowling game.
And, well, it did, I think. Well,
pretty good scores.
we did.
Well, do you remember?
I remember I came third and first. We played 2 games.
Well, you know, averaging of like 4 strikes a
4 strikes a game.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Didn't get any spares, but
No.
I got a lot of strikes.
Yeah. Which is better.
Legitimately one of the most frustrating games I think that you could play, because to me, I look at it and go, this is easy. I can do this. And then you start and you're like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
You either have it or you don't, I think.
Yeah.
You either have a terrible game and you get 20 points, or you're just nailing it and you don't know where it's come from.
Right. Well, we had, the last time we went, I took my kids a couple weekends ago, and so we had one lane without the bumpers, one lane with the bumpers. So you take one game without, and then, you know, when you need to feel good about yourself, you just hop over to the bumper lane, boop, 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 and then it knocks them all over. One of the things I noticed that you do on your Twitter, which I love.
We got to thank Hot Shots one more time for really rolling out the red carpet Sunday for Champ Bash. Yeah. What a great event, Hot Shots Fenton. As always, they're awesome over there at the Hot Shots Fenton. But there is a new location in South County, your new home for sports. Rafe, where is it?
It is Lindbergh. It is at 7575 Lindbergh Boulevard, St. Louis, Mo. You know the place. 10,000 square foot space built for sports fans, thrill seekers, offering the best in games, food, drinks, and ultimate viewing experience. I haven't been out there yet, but Rizz went and did one thing out there. He said it was awesome. And it's your new home for sports in South County, Mo. And it has everything you need to be your go-to sports destination. Rizz?
TVs everywhere, 40 new large HD TVs over 70 inches. They got a massive 150-inch projector screen, golden tee machines, dartboards, 6 brand new pool tables. Your ultimate sports bar experience is the Hot Shots on Lindbergh.
You got to go. Make it anything. Whether you're catching the game, enjoying a night out with the friends, grabbing a drink, Hot Shots Lindbergh is a place to go with incredible ice-cold drinks, top-notch entertainment. They've created a space where every night feels like game night, so stop by 7575 Lindbergh Boulevard or go to hotshotsnet.com, hotshotsnet.com.
There's a big tour, big show coming to St. Louis, April the 1st over at the Chaffetz Arena. And I am very stoked for the very first time to be chatting with Coz Wetzel. Co, you'll be at Chaffetz. It is the Road to El Paso Tour Part 1. And we're playing the song Creeps. And it's really nice to meet you, Co.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having us on. Thank you for...
Christmas break, the whole drones thing in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You see, they finally yesterday came out and said what exactly it was.
What was it?
Oh, no.
Aliens.
It was aliens, guys. Oh, because remember, it's Iranians, and there's a mothership off the coast, and it's Iranian spies, and then it was aliens, and then it was the government looking for nukes. Mm-hmm. See, what happens is when...
Stupid people get online.
No, what happens is when the government's secretive about stuff, people start getting crazy.
Yeah.
And, forming these, crazy conspiracy theories. The whole thing with the, drones looking for nukes. I bought that. I'm like, yep. There's a nuke in here, and it came in through New Jersey, and it's somewhere near my brother-in-law's house.
I didn't panic at all. I don't know. For some reason, I don't get into this.
So at her first press briefing yesterday, the new White House press secretary read out a statement. So this is what the drones in New Jersey were. Here we go.
From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
Okay, so in essence,
We're supposed to believe that?
In essence, it was,
That's something they would say.
It was the FAA cleared all the stuff, and then you had people putting up their own drones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it was. People were seeing hobbyists putting up their drones.
I want to know the spectrum of belief. So we have the press secretary come out and finally, after a month or so of everybody making up their own theory about what this is, do people believe that?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what they
So
said?
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. They say nothing, you're damned. You come out, you say something, you're damned. I mean, there's really, and who knows? I mean, I'm not somebody who got all up in arms about those drones.
Well,
I didn't really find the panic in all of it.
you know what she said, though?
You know what she said? These drones was drones. Forget about it.
She said some sort
Don't
of
worry about
research. Some sort of research drones. Well, what kind of research?
Right. You know what it probably was? They wanted to see how people were going to react.
Don't worry about it.
So it was a psychological test.
Well, we failed.
And we failed
We
immensely.
failed miserably.
Yes.
Can't do that.
We got to keep our cool in this country. Everybody goes
we got
top
no
shelf.
chill.
We have zero chill.
We got
in
no
this country.
chill.
Don't worry about it.
Me being a part of that as well. I'm not trying to say that I'm not. I have zero chill about other things.
No,
but-
and you know what? I follow closely because obviously I got family on the East Coast, and I had my brother-in-law sending me pictures. He goes, dude, there's drones over the house. He's like, look at this. And he'd send me pictures of drones in Manalapan, New Jersey.
What'd you say to him?
I go, Iranians.
100%.
Did you hear about the mothership off the Atlantic coast?
It's gotta be.
Did
you ask
she
him-
actually say? She just said these were FAA drones approved for what?
Basically, she's saying it wasn't it
wasn't the enemy.
It wasn't the enemy. It was not
It was us.
Iran. It wasn't China. It wasn't Russia. It was us.
Why wouldn't Biden just come out and say that then?
Don't know.
Why wasn't the Biden
Well, it's kind of like the
administration
balloon
about
thing.
it?
Remember when that floated over? They didn't want to say anything about it. Well, it turns out there's a guy, I guess he was in charge of something like that. He said that they tracked it from the moment it left a base near some island from China, and it came over, and they thought they should have shot it down then. They didn't, and they let it go over the whole country.
You get that on 4chan. Where'd you learn
No,
that from?
it was, I'll get it right here.
MSN.com?
It is interesting, though, because the reasonable thing for us to think is, why wouldn't they tell the public?
Yeah.
But then, why would you tell the public if this is how they react?
Well,
and if
that's a good
every
point.
Well, they
social
just
media
did.
and if every social media thing is legitimately like making money off promoting the more intense rumors.
The
Well,
mysteriousness.
here's the thing. What's worse, not saying anything and then a lot of these conspiracy theories running wild, or saying something, there's still going to be conspiracy theories, but not as many.
I don't know.
Listen, I don't know.
Fine
I
line to
don't
walk.
like
I'm glad.
press secretaries coming out and talking to us.
I'm glad I don't have to make that decision, Rizz.
All right, let's do sports. All right, what do we got?
All right, listen. People are asking, where can I watch the Super Bowl? A little bit of information.
Channel 2.
It is Sunday, February 9th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, so 5:30 here. It's in New Orleans. It will be on Fox, but it's also streaming for free on Tubi. I think a lot of people are surprised to hear
Tubi. I don't.
It's
I
free?
I think I just got Tubi,
Tubi or not Tubi.
and that's.
Tubi.
I think I downloaded that app. I think there was something on there.
That's great.
The boy wanted to watch, and
Private Parts was on there the other day, and it's completely uncensored. It's great.
with boobies and everything.
With breasts and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I wanted it.
Yeah.
So 2 Sundays from now,
Boobies? What?
Jason Kelsey is putting the city of brotherly love over actual brotherly love because he is rooting for the Eagles in the Super Bowl over his brother
So
Travis
he says
and the
he's
Chiefs.
not going to say. He's not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, you know why? Because
He knows how Philly fans will react.
Yeah, if he says one thing, he makes an enemy of a lot of people. If he says another thing, all he has to do is Tell Travis, I'm just kidding.
I
man.
really
I'm just
meant
doing
I
this
was
for the
rooting
show.
for you. Just doing that.
Yeah, on their latest podcast, I guess, he said, I will root for the Eagles, of course, because I will always be an Eagle first and foremost. After Travis called BS, Jason said, I'll also root for Travis to have a good game. He's my brother, but no, I'll definitely be cheering for the Eagles.
Are you saying water is thicker than blood now? Blood is thicker than water?
You know what? Whatever y'all want.
I hope
you
he's
can have.
trolling, and then when they win, he rips the Eagle jersey off like Hulk Hogan and has a Travis Kelce jersey on underneath it.
In case you missed it, because I'm sure you did, Rizz, there's audio for this. Golf analyst Dottie Pepper ripped the sport of golf on Saturday during the Farmers Insurance Open that I'm sure we were all watching. She basically said, it's too slow.
Okay.
What?
Here's Dottie Pepper.
Dottie Pepper.
You know, Craig, I think we're starting to need a new word to talk about this pace of play issue, and it's respect. For your fellow competitors, for the fans, for broadcasts, for all of it. It's just got to get better.
Well said. I'm in total agreement with you.
You're watching golf on TV.
You're a
I don't know.
professional. Agreement is not a word.
You're watching golf on TV. What do you want?
I want a nap. That's why I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
on Sundays, I have been known to put on a golf match and fall asleep.
They're great
on the
naps,
couch.
man. I
Dude,
love them.
and it's so like the sound is turned up so loud so you can hear the birds and the tapping of the
Yeah.
ball and all
Tap,
that.
tap.
That it's almost like this white noise. This, you know what I'm saying? There's got to be something to that draw. Well, it's golf. I'm Moon, and that's your sports because doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working it.
I like that. Dottie Pepper.
Dottie Pepper.
Dottie Pepper has something to say about golf.
Dottie's at it again.
Oh,
That's so Dottie.
All right, one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up.
Everywhere you look at me, you can see I'm in a brace. Yeah, you got a giant halo right there on your face. And every time I look at you, girl, you know it's true. Yeah, you got a giant halo right there on your face. Hello, hi. Howdy, hello, hi. That was Beyonce's Halo.
Sometimes you're proud of your house, where you live, you know, your humble abode because of all the things that you've done to it or whatever. And sometimes you're proud because of the things that have been done to it by the professionals that really know what they're talking about. And that's how I feel about Woods Basement Systems. The first people I was really proud to show off Woods Basement Systems work to were my parents because, you know, they come over every week to visit and, you know, they're not exactly running in the front door. But the all things basementy experts at Woods Basement Systems helped my front porch. This big old giant slab of concrete. Who knows how much this thing weighed, but the earth was trying to take it back. It kept falling forward. It was ripping my brick facade off of the house. It was bad. And honestly, it made it difficult for my parents to get in and out safely because the thing was at a ski slope slant. It was ridiculous. Well, that was the settling front porch situation that I dealt with a couple years ago until I called Woods Basement Systems. Not only were they able to lift it because they do driveways as well. They can fix all, you know, sinking concrete issues with your driveways and with your house and all that. But they were able to install piers. So I don't have to worry about this thing every year. I don't have to jack it up every time it sinks back into the planet. Woods Basement Systems fixed it, and they fixed it forever. I know you have heard of horror stories about temporary fixes and home projects going wrong. Call the experts at Woods Basement Systems for all things basement. Basement waterproofing, foundation repair, crawl space repair, on and on and on, but also for a driveway repair or a situation like mine if you have a sinking front porch. Call Woods Basement Systems. Get a hold of them. They are the all things basementy experts, and there's a special offer waiting for you at this website, moonloveswoods.com. It's moonloveswoods.com.
This is Rizzuto. Not only is he rich, but he also has a lot of money. And he's looking to invest in the next big idea.
Hi, my name is Rizz, and I have a lot of money. I mean, almost too much money. So I'm looking to invest, and I've asked the fellas to come on down to my office and pitch me their ideas. Do they have what it takes to be in the biz?
Meet King Scott. By day, he's the producer of the #1 morning show in St. Louis. But by night, he's not at work anymore. Interesting. He says that despite all of his shortcomings, his one long coming is his knack for decent ideas.
Hello, I'm King Scott, and I'm here to pitch my business idea to Rizz, and I know he will definitely invest in this. It's a revolutionary business idea. It's going to change the world over, and I definitely have what it takes to be in the biz. Sorry. Hey.
Take a seat.
Hello there.
All right. Yeah, make sure you speak into the microphone.
All right. Yeah, I definitely will. Can I move the mic a little bit?
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, hi. I'm King Scott. I'm so honored to be on Rizz Viz. I mean, a big fan. Love the show. Hi, Gary. Anyways, I got a lot. Great. I got a really wonderful item, and you complain. Almost the biggest complaint I think in your life is your chair. And I actually did a study recently with the Pew Research Center, because that's all they do is chair research, that college or high school students, their #1 complaint in school that's holding them back is chairs. And that's why I'm going to show you something that's going to revolutionize everything. And it's making the most comfortable thing mobile. And I'm pretty excited to show you what I have. It's the Rizzuto toilet. Rizzuto toilet. Great product. Can I show you the product?
Are you going to put on the whiteboard? I got a whiteboard. Gary, if you could. You've, of course, met Gary.
Yeah.
Gary, the whiteboard, please.
Hey, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, sir.
I see you brought a briefcase.
Be your rugs, your tile, your upholstery, whatever. Zero Res got you. Also, your air ducts. Your air ducts, maybe that's something you never thought about cleaning out, but that's going to help with allergies and asthma, less dust in the house. Those dust bunnies, no, they're gone. Lower energy bills. Your home's going to stay cleaner longer. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating with Google, with over 5,900 reviews, and the Zero Res Gotta Love a guarantee makes it easy to get what you pay for. Zero Res absolutely stands behind every cleaning they do. So this month, you have until the end of January. Take 24% off all cleaning services. Give them a call, 314-474-2020, or book online anytime at ZeroResSTL.com and say you want the Rizz Show special. Spell forward or backward, it spells the same at Zero Res.
It's like Blink-182.
Yeah.
Good to go? All right, we are very, very excited about this one tonight. I have to tell you this, Amy Lee. Amy Lee from Evanescence.
Hi.
Peabody Opera House show tonight. So it was so great when we announced this particular show because it was almost like a firework that went off twice. Because people were like, oh, Evanescence is coming back, and they'd be excited. And then, oh, it's with an orchestra. Ooh, you know what I mean? People were so excited about this and playing this beautiful Peabody Opera House. It's the perfect place for it. You've got to play some pretty great venues during this run with the orchestra, right?
That's right. It's been a whole new world. Normally, you know, what we gravitate towards and what I want is like no seats in the house, like no built-in seats. We have people standing up. It's rock and roll, you know. Everything about it is this whole different vibe. And this time, for the first time in, you know, I don't know, over 15 years, it's like, okay, we need like classy, beautiful theaters with seats, and we're going to make a program, and I might wear some fancy clothes. It's going to be all different. It's been really beautiful. We played some historical places. One of my favorite theaters in my hometown in New York is in Brooklyn. It's called the King's Theater, and we just got to actually play there after, I'd only been there seeing other things that I'm a big fan of. I saw Bjork there. I saw Erykah Badu there, and it was such an experience. Really, it's been very fun and fun in a different way, like almost like, whoa, like out of body experience kind of cool thing to do this.
Because it's not, this is not and I don't want to use the word typical.
No,
but
yeah.
This is not the normal run. There's a lot that goes into this. And I want to get to that in just a second. But I want to know when the idea for all of this first came about, the reimagining of the songs and then the orchestra and all of that. I want to kind of know the genesis of that.
It just sort of happened one piece at a time. The thing is, it's not so much like a brand new crazy idea, like if we did like a polka version of all of our songs or something. It's coming from a big piece of the core heart of like just the original thought of Evanescence in the first place. The whole vision, I remember from being very young, was always about this combining of a heavy rock band and these sort of industrial programming sounds and this cinematic score thing with the big strings. So this is, we've had all of this time to generally be at rock radio, and be serving, like making a rock album. That's the genre that we're always in. I really wanted to show another side of our music that's always been there and accentuate it in a way that is actually very metal. If you think about it, it's very uncomfortable. It's something that's dangerous and difficult, and all of us are outside our comfort zones and challenging. It's challenging in a lot of cool ways. I get to play the piano in a way that I never have live before. It's sort of all those things accentuated that are generally in the background, now put up in the forefront.
I read that you had to kind of get your sort of piano chops back a bit because this was sort of a level that you hadn't played at for a while.
No. I mean, I took classical piano when I was in school and stuff, but this tour kind of, what it demands from me personally is to have the kind of focus that normally I only have to have in the studio or like alone in my house. Mm-hmm. It's different than when you're live. You need to keep things fairly safe, generally, so that when something comes flying at you or your monitor breaks or anything else distracts you, like you...
Kings at Casino Queen, we were all over there yesterday shooting a video, man, and we went and they served us lunch and they gave us they rolled out the red carpet at a place called Bridgeway, their steakhouse, and man, I got to tell you, it was awesome. And couples, guess what? Valentine's Day's right around the corner, and you can turn up the romance at Bridgeway like we did yesterday with a specialty meal featuring a decadent surf and turf entree that includes a 6-ounce filet of beef, which they let us sample yesterday. It was awesome, and cold water lobster tail accompanied by roasted garlic mashed taters, grilled asparagus, and drawn butter with steak and a demi-glaze. Ooh, and the sweetheart dessert. A chocolate ganache brownie cheesecake served with raspberry sauce, whipped cream, and mint. I want to eat right now. I have to stop saying these things out loud. The entree and dessert may be ordered together, priced at $50, and the sweetheart dessert will also be available a la carte, priced at $10. Both offerings will be available exclusively on Friday, February 14th and Saturday, February 15th. The full menu will also be available. Reservations are encouraged and can be made at DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com. Those looking to make it a weekend to remember or a romantic getaway can take advantage of the 30% discount on rooms while you're there. Why eat and leave? Eat and stay. Eat, gamble, make love if you want to. That's up to you. The discount, which may be redeemed using promo code CUPID, that's CUPID, is valid for stays from February 14th through Sunday, February 16th. More information can be found online at DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com. Got a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, here we are backstage, way back Pointfest, with the boys from Lit. Gentlemen, how are you? It's great to see you again.
We're doing great. Great to see you guys.
Okay, first and foremost, I hear that there is illness sweeping through the Lit camp. Can we confirm, deny, what's going on?
I'd rather not use the word sweeping through because it's just one guy at the moment, and luckily we're at the tail end. We got like less than a week left of the tour.
Man, so you're hanging on.
We've been out for over 10 weeks, or about 10 weeks, and that's not bad. And
logistical question for those of us that have never had to do this. And obviously, the advent of the urgent care probably changes the game a little bit.
Yeah.
But when you guys are in East Lansing or wherever the hell, and you're nowhere near home, somebody gets sick, it gets to the point where you're like, we got to do something. What do you do?
We have doctors we can call. And they'll phone in a prescription. I'm surprised he didn't do that today.
Yeah.
Make it things hard on himself.
That's all right.
It is Labor Day. Yeah. Thanks, Christian.
Well, so new album is out as we speak.
Yeah,
correct?
album's out.
I find it very interesting to me, and it seems as though the reviewers are the first ones to point out how different a record is, where the fans, and I've seen you guys even talk about this, go, no man, our fans know that this is, that our music is a part of everything. We do a little bit of everything. So it seems like the reviewers are more surprised than the actual fans are, yes?
Yeah, I think usually for me, we were just talking about that. Of course.
I'm glad it wasn't me.
Usually, and he answers the phone.
Right,
that's like
what he's doing.
I was going to say the naysayers usually are the ones that haven't. It's off now. Let me see that phone. Yeah. There it is. He just totally almost his car dropped. Are we going to edit this? Or are we just going to?
No, we're going to keep it in, man. This is how it goes.
I mean, usually people that have kind of been out of the loop over the course of the last 18 years, 20 years, and then they hear a new song. It doesn't matter if it's like, to me, I use the analogy like looking back at pictures of your friends 20 years ago, or like hanging out at, with the group you hung out with and the things you did and the things you wore, and then fast forward 20 years, you're going to be shocked by what you see. You're going to be like, oh, Jesus, I haven't seen you in forever. The fans that have followed along, they've kind of been along with the growth of the band, and although this new record has taken a little bit of a turn, it's stuff that we as a band have been indulging in over the past almost 10 years, and writing in Nashville and recording in Nashville, and so the country music sort of community has had a big influence on our new record. But at the same time, it's when you watch us live today, you'll see it's very much a rock band still. We're not claiming to be a country band. We're not claiming, we're not disowning our fans. We're still, we still play all. We still play a lot of the old catalog. Our favorite songs from across,
Sure. What is it about Nashville, and not just country music side? Because it seems like I do our new music show on this station, and it seems like every other friggin' band is either from Nashville proper or has moved from somewhere else to be in Nashville. Is it the ability to have the session musicians and the producers and places to play? I mean,
I would say this as an outsider, because I still live in Orange County, California. I do have a home in Nashville, but it's a growing artistic community. I mean, it always has been, but it's growing. It's a thriving community of not only musicians, session players, but there's a lot of artists there too, photographers, painters, whatever. I mean, I'm a photographer myself, so I know a lot of people there that are photographers. So it's a huge art community, like LA would be,
It's inspiring. I think more than anything, it's like it's hard enough to, as songwriters, to be inspired and want to write. So when you're surrounded by people that are so talented and so good at it, it just makes you better. Yeah. So I think that's what kind of drew me in. And I started writing there. I was like, damn, I've only been here for a week, and I've written more songs in a week than I have in the past year.
Yeah, and you feel like the quality of it too is better, because that you're surrounded by these folks, and maybe challenged a lot of times to push yourselves.
100%. Anytime you always hear motivational speakers say surround yourself with people with what you want to be, and with good people and talented people, and that's what you'll aspire to be, and it's very true.
Well, on the flip side too, I mean, coming from a musician that lives in California property in Nashville, you can get more bang for your buck.
Sure.
So, and it's a tough business, the music business. So to be in not only a community with artists, like-minded musicians, blah, 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 you can get more bang for your buck living out there too. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
So,
not for long.
For sure.
There'll be a new place, yeah.
Right. Well, guys, thank you so much.
Yeah,
we appreciate you being a part of the show today.
Absolutely. I gotta point out a fun fact. You guys, the Point was the very first station to play lit in the world. So the Point is, My Own Insanity was played here before anywhere else.
You guys played the demo version. You didn't even play the album version.
Well, what's kind of crazy about that is that I remember the first time you guys came in the studio because I had you.
JewelryNinjaBling.com, the exclusive jeweler of the Rizz Show. We got Valentine's Day coming up in a couple 2 weeks. And, hey, if you're looking to get your partner an experience. Just make an appointment. Make an appointment to Mort's Royce Jewelry. Bring them up there. Hell, just send them on their own. Maybe that's even better.
Yeah,
send them on their own.
Dude, that's what my wife said. Mallory was like, hey, you need to tell people just to bring their significant others. Bring the gift receiver with you so you can make it like an experience for both of you. Because it is something...
Don't involve me.
Just
go up on your own.
It is something very, very special. And like you said, you are also gifting the experience. It is a private showroom, 15th floor. You got to get buzzed in. You make an appointment. You talk to professionals. You don't talk to people that are, working a mall and working on commission. You're talking to professionals that love the world of jewelry, and they are the experts. And then you become the guy that now has a guy or has an entire company that you get to share with others. You're forever feel good because you're like, oh, you need a piece of jewelry? You need this? You need a gift? Go to my people over at Moritz Royce.
Dude, it's such a cool place. They'll work within your budget, whether it be engagement rings or Valentine's Day gifts or holiday gifts. Make the appointment. Big tall office building right across the street from the Galleria, 15th floor, Moritz Royce Jewelry, the exclusive jeweler of the Rizz Show, ninjabling.com, where you get the jewels, not the shaft.
Joined in the Point studio now by the mastermind behind Ghost, Tobias Forge. How are you, man?
I'm good, thank you. How do you do?
I'm doing really well. It's an absolute great pleasure to have you here, and the absolute ferocious fan base of Ghost has me completely petrified that I'm going to screw this interview up because they
then don't.
Right. Well, that's the idea. But it's one of those really great things in getting to talk about Ghost right now because you can just feel all the excitement and everything kind of not starting to come together, but just continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. That has got to be an amazing thing for you to see on your side of things.
Of course it is. I mean, I've done many records in my life that did cause nothing, you know. So it's you never know how many times you will have this feeling. So I'm trying to sort of absorb it and enjoy it whilst it's here, and yeah, no, it's a fantastic feeling.
When I had read, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I had read, kind of when the process and the thought process for this was beginning, that you thought that you would have a certain audience that would dig it, that would enjoy it, and that it might even be kind of like sort of an art thing that you could potentially see at like an art installation. Are you yourself a little surprised that it is grown into what it has become now?
Yes. I mean, obviously everything is a gradual sort of these epiphanies of what you can achieve obviously comes gradually. And now obviously I know what took us here, but there was definitely a thousand things that I could never have predicted back in 2008 or 9 or 10 or 11.
Sure.
And so yeah, it's mind blowing, but yeah, I don't know what to say really. I knew I liked it and the material in the beginning and whenever I played it to people, it seemed to have caused a reaction that seemed that indicated that there was definitely a crowd for it.
Absolutely. But
going from there to here, it's a long way to the top.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to specifically seeing you tonight at you guys tonight at Peabody, because the theater is just beautiful. Like it is completely perfect for this type of show. As the shows get bigger, I'm sure the work putting into the show gets greater as well, but the end result has to be unbelievably rewarding when you get a little bit more room and you get more bells and whistles that you can incorporate into the show. It has to be a really great thing to be a part of and see as it goes along.
It is. As a perfectionist, it's also very grueling because everything is a work in progress all the time, and a lot of the things that I have in mind right now are, since we're doing a few arena shows this fall, and that's where we intend to sort of keep it in the future. There's a lot of moving parts that needs to go, and we just started the album cycle as well. This tour that we're on right now is technically it's like a pre-album sort of warm-up tour.
Sure.
And there's still a lot of things in progress, and as a director of all this, I see a lot of flaws. I see a lot of things that are not done yet. I won't bore you with that, obviously, but that's part of being in a movement, I guess, that's going forward and upwards. You constantly what you present is basically something that is in progress, and since I know where we're going,
right,
I'm never fully content with what I see right here, right now. I'm a little bit more like, well, wait till you see the next thing.
Right. So you're just. It's almost like you're kind of continually sort of proving it to yourself, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We're now doing a lot of the things that I had on the to-do list 10 years ago.
Right. And I heard that you know what's coming up in 2 years and in 3 years, and what you're doing now is what you were working on 3 or 4 years ago, or what have you.
Yeah, more or less than that has always been the case with Ghost, especially, and that is not a bad thing. It's not. I'm not complaining. I'm just to sort of to answer your question. I very seldom sort of just sit my ass down and just like, oh wow, I'm done.
Right.
I'm there.
Right.
We made it.
Right.
I'm trying to not to do that, but and then again, you try to stop a few seconds every day into like, life is really fucking good.
The first time that I heard this song, Rats, for one, I just love guitars so much, and being in 2018, it seems that there is, a lack of guitars in a lot of places. So that when I first heard that song, I mean, it had just initially just grabbed me, and then the video on top of it is such a great companion, with the song. It just gets me excited to hear more of this record, which is going to be out 1 week from today. Correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, and I'm going to screw up the title.
There's a lot of reasons you need to go to First Community. I mean, from their locations alone throughout the metro area, they have over 40 locations throughout St. Louis, 18 inside Walmarts, which are open 7 days a week. So you can get your banking done anytime you need. They make life very easy, and they're here to help you. They're here to help you get rid of debt. Do you have some debt built up and you're tired of that debt? You're ready to get those bills knocked off. You bought a lot of gifts, and it's just piled up, and now all those bills have come due. Well, I got great news for you. You can go to First Community and open up a first-line home equity loan, which is absolutely amazing, and you can consolidate that debt into one monthly payment, and you only advance what you need when you need it. So then you pay one monthly affordable payment, and you can pay that balance off at any time with no penalty, and your line of credit stays open. It's really wonderful. So with the first line home equity loan over at First Community, they have a great introductory rate of only 4.9% for the first 12 months, and it goes up to a little over 8% right after next year. But you don't have to worry about that for a full year, and it's way cheaper than those high-interest credit cards. Do yourself a favor. Go to First Community. Get yourself lined up. Make your money go so much further. Get out of debt. Go to firstcommunity.com.
Oh, hey. How's it going, man? Hey, good to see you. Good to see you.
All right. We landed the plane.
Choo-choo.
If you missed anything on the program, first off, check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. And, of course, you've got the podcast brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Moon, podcast title?
My face on a potato?
All right. What else?
Schlafly.com. Get all the information about Art Inside. Free show at the Schlafly Tap Room this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The Teenage Dirtbags are playing Saturday at 5 p.m. I will see you there for the party.
All right, Lern.
Just follow me on the socials at Lern versus Radio on all of them.
Rafe.
Nothing to add.
Okay, Scott.
King Scott rules, and you can watch me tonight on Climb Us to Rescue on YouTube. So join us.
All right. We leave you with a selection from our Teamers Member of the Day brought to you by Hotshot Sports Bar and Grill. From DeSoto, Amy Townsend is our Teamers Member of the Day. And she wants to hear anything by Blue October. I could not find that song, so I'm just going to play this. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.